So guys, relax guys. Welcome guys. Welcome guys. So we're gonna be talking about the Italy Euro 2021 win because they are the champion officially. I will just be informed it's going back to Rome, not going back home. So sorry guys, if people think it's going back, if you guys think it's gonna go back home, I don't think it's gonna go back home. It's going back to Stadio Olimpico Rome in Italy. So guys, Italy are the Euro 2020 champion. So we're gonna be just talking about Gianluigi Donnarumma. We're gonna talk about I'm talking about Donnarumma. What a goalkeeper he is. Like before, I was having a little bit about him. I was like, is it gonna be a good world class goalkeeper? Or am I really sure? But my Lord in heaven, what I see this guy does in Euro, I have to keep my eyes and say, my Lord in heaven. We need to have a serious conversation about him. And we're gonna talk a little bit about Messi too, because I think you may want to have a conversation about him. So we're also talking about Haaland also too, because according to the news I'm hearing, Jan what's the name? Jan Agefoyt already tweeted out already that in the next few weeks or few days we will submit 150 billion bid, which is approximately 175 million pounds to Borussia Dortmund for in Haaland. And Dortmund already said they won't say no with that kind of amount of money. And Agefoyt already said it. They will rather say Haaland now and make a profit of 80 million than losing him next year. So let me come to Tosin on this. Give me your overall take on the Italy match. How happy are you for Marco Verratti? We're gonna talk. I know we're gonna talk about what's called. We're gonna talk about Donnarumma, but give me your take overall on Marco Verratti.
Uh, I
About
don't want
Italy.
to just. I
Sorry,
don't want to single out just one player. I mean,
sorry,
the
my
whole
bad.
team, the whole squad deserves credit, man. From the coach,
Mm-hmm.
Mancini, to
Mm-hmm.
Donnarumma.
Yeah,
Bonucci had a very good tournament as a
yeah.
playmaking center back with the ball.
The ball. Mm-hmm.
Chiellini was great. Spinazzola was arguably their player of the tournament until he went down. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's what the win is also for him.
Mm-hmm.
Jorginho kept things ticking, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Barella kind of tailed off in the end, but Barella's one for the future, talented.
Mm-hmm.
Verratti kept shit ticking too, along with Jorginho.
Mm-hmm.
And look, man, Insigne stepped up too when he needed to.
Yeah.
Chiesa was money. Chiesa was needed. He was 100% needed over Berardi.
Federico Chiesa.
Yeah, and all their nines were bricks at the end of the day. So,
Mm.
nah, but overall, though, like, I mean, Italy just deserve it. 34 games unbeaten, 3 years unbeaten. Like, since the heartbreak in 2018. I remember that heartbreak in 2018 with their last coach, who was an absolute donkey. Who was an absolute donkey of a coach. I forget his name.
Oh, is it?
Anyone remember his name?
In the former Italy coach?
Yeah, the former Italy coach.
I don't remember his name. Do anybody know his name?
No, really, he doesn't deserve to be talked about.
I think it's better
Man,
if we don't like remind ourselves of his name.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I forgot they had a coach.
I don't even know. I don't know
forgot
his name though.
Ventura.
Like keep
Ventura. I
his
just
name out,
googled it. Yeah,
keep his name out of your
Ventura,
mouth.
man.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
I don't know his name though. So move.
Nah,
Let's
man, but
move.
he was
Let's move.
such a clown, man.
Mm-hmm.
Such a clown. Like Italy were losing in some huge World Cup qualifier game, and he was trying to bring on Daniel De Rossi, like with the game on the line. Like, come on, man. But
That
I
was
mean,
the Sweden
overall,
game, right?
yeah, that was a Sweden game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Man,
remember De Rossi was like, "You bringing me on? Why,
yeah,
why
like
we need a
Insigne
we
is
need a
right
win?"
there. Like, why are you bringing me on? Like, yeah, man, that guy was such a clown. But
Yeah.
you know, shout out to Italy, man. Like, I mean, the whole team deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Mancini deserves it, and England, all you England fans, suck a dick, suck a fat
Ah,
dick. All y'all suck
Oh,
a
wait,
dick.
wait, 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 wait. Are
That
you
it ain't coming
are
home.
you
It wasn't. It was never gonna come home, bro. It was never gonna come home. Y'all were at home. Y'all were at home and didn't even look to play football. You played football for
so
20 minutes. You said play football for 20 minutes and said, "Fuck it, we're not playing anymore." Like that's literally what y'all did in this final. You did nothing else. Like, and you got
are you
exposed because
yeah,
deeper in the tournament, you need to control games. You need to want to control games. You can't control games by blocking players off. Like eventually your teams are gonna grow into the game, they're gonna weather the storm, and they're gonna show their mettle. They're gonna show football heritage. Italy has that. Like England, you don't have that. Like all due respect. So
PSG.
yeah, what's up?
Are you telling me to suck your dick? Because I'm an England fan too.
No, no, you. It's different. It's talking about some patriotic England who doesn't have brain,
Yeah.
who talks from their stomach, not from their brain or from their
I
mouth.
no, but well, I'll tell y'all this. I warned England fans to start. Like I warned people like before the final to calm down, stop saying it's wrong. So
Mhm.
hey, but yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's a top
Italy,
manager.
Italy
What's the agenda?
deserves it.
He is a top manager. I won't lie, he's a top manager. Roberto Mancini
Italy deserves it more than England. Yeah.
is a top manager. I won't lie. So don't just to finish your word. Give me your take on Roberto Mancini himself.
Nah, man, Mancini deserves a lot of credit, man.
Mhm.
So, like I already said, he deserves a lot of credit, man. Remember, he wasn't he coaching in Russia before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was coaching at Zenit, I think.
Top manager, man.
After Man City.
I
No,
think no. I think he went to Italy for a little stint. Then he went
yeah.
to Russia. I think he went. Was he? I can't remember what. Was it
Hmm.
Fiorentina or something? But
No, it was in Man City and I think one Negotiano. I'm not sure one team. Then he came back to Italian national team.
No, he went back to Inter.
Inter. Yeah, he went to Inter. Yeah, he was coaching. He was coaching Kovacic then too. Yeah. Nah, man. But overall, man, like you just got to give Italy their props, man.
True.
Yeah, you can move on. You can move on from it.
Yeah, Italy deserves more than England. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm just
I
being
think it was.
humble. Italy deserves more than England.
Wait. Who's that? Who's
I'm
that?
a big man merchant. Who is that?
Who's that?
I have no
Because
clue.
whatever he's saying
Chris,
is
Chris.
true.
Oh, it's
It's
Chris.
Chris.
Hey,
It's Chris.
it's Chris.
I thought it was Abdurrahman,
I
man.
knew.
I thought it was
I knew
Abdurrahman.
only people with big balls like Chris change their name to stuff like that.
I knew it was him already. I was like, this. It has to be Chris. Yes.
You know what the funny thing
So
is? So
Chimere, give me your take on
I've
them.
just
How
seen
you guys doing?
a
Chris.
big game player,
Good.
and
Give me
then
your
he
take
goes,
on them. Italian national. Were you surprised with the way they play? Because when the season started, I won't lie, I didn't have them much on my favorite. I was having like France, Portugal, just because of the squad of players they have. They're individuals who can just win them. They're like Labiu, Kylian Mbappe, Karim Benzema that can win them games. They can just win them games. And they can have Portugal, Diego Jota, Cristiano Ronaldo, Felix, Bruno Fernandes, and everything that can win them games. So were you surprised in which Italy like go all the way and win it?
No, man, Italy. I mean, when you have the midfield Italy have, you have the coach they have, and you have experienced defenders who are playing at this
Mm-hmm.
level. You always and you can always win. You can beat anybody.
Mm-hmm.
People look at individual players, but it's about a team. And Italy had a system. Every player knew what they were supposed to do. Every player played to their they played their roles well. At the end of the day, they deserve to win. England if they played England too, they also made it this far. And it was a good game. So, they're lucky to draw penalties, but at the end of the day, Italy made their penalties, England didn't. So Italy deserves to win. And I think Italy played better overall during the match. I think Italy have been the most consistent team the whole competition.
Yeah, and according to the report I'm hearing, they have that 34 match unbeaten run. I
Yeah,
think they are Brazil and Germany. Brazil and is it Germany? If I'm right, I'm not sure, but I think Brazil has one more ahead of them.
"No, it's
I mean
Spain. Spain. It's
Brazil
Spain.
and
Yeah,
Spain. Thank you.
that's
Spain and Germany. Is
that's
it Spain and
impressive
Germany?
though.
Is it
it's
Spain and
definitely
Brazil?
Spain. I don't know if it's Germany or Brazil,
Wait,
but it's
Spain
definitely
and Brazil. I think it's Spain and Brazil. I think it's Spain and Brazil. They are 35 match
It's
unbeaten,
Brazil, it's
and they
Brazil.
are
But
34.
but as far as them, like
Mhm.
you can't have a record like that if you're not a team. So Italy, they're a team, man. They're a complete team. The only weakness is that sometimes their forwards are inconsistent. That was their one weakness. But
Break Immobile.
but everything else in their team was fine.
Mhm.
And I think at the end of the day, when you win a competition, at the end of the day, it doesn't lie. You win it. Italy are the deserved winners, in my opinion. From top to bottom, they were the best team in this Euros. They're doing the most consistent team. They beat the teams
Mhm.
they're supposed to beat, and they found a way to win games against top opposition. So they deserve it. There's no way. There's no two ways about it.
Hmm. Abdul, give me your take on them. Italy. How happy were you for them winning? Because
for
I
me.
understand. I know what they did to you for the Denmark and for the Danish national team. I know.
No,
So.
for me, they took revenge, man, for the absolute robbery what happened against Denmark.
And the funny
But
part, Raheem Sterling did the same thing again in the final. He
yeah,
did the same
but
thing.
this is because there was the good Dutch. There's two Dutch referees. The
Mhm.
one we had in the semi-final, he was shit. But the one yesterday and made. You know what's crazy? You know the referee appeal for Sterling at the end of the first half.
Mhm.
That was more of a penalty than the one that was given in the semi-final, and that wasn't given.
Mhm.
But like for me, like they thoroughly deserved it. Thoroughly deserved it. They were just unlucky. They got off to a bad start, but I think they bounced back really well.
Mhm.
For me,
Yeah.
the best two teams of the tournament, believe it or not, it was Spain and Italy. And to be fair, had Spain had a half decent striker with like an IQ that's not double digits, I think they would have. I think they would have beaten like Italy because they were absolutely bossing that midfield with Busquets and Pedri and Koke. But
Mhm.
yo, I'm so happy for the result, man. Italy, like the way they bounced back, man. You love to see it. You love to see it. And
Mhm.
England, yeah. To be fair, like the sad part is they are never gonna get a better chance because
Mhm.
I don't think it's ever gonna be hosted again in England, at least not for the next 50 years because of the atrocities that happened in England, bro. Like they were storming into the stadium, their fans, even the
Mhm.
ones that hadn't bought a ticket, fights, stabbings, were horrible. Horrible. It's not gonna be hosted there for many, many, many decades, in my opinion. So they lost their best opportunity, and they had such an easy. Like, let's be fair. Like, who gets to meet Ukraine in a Euro semi-final, quarter-final, and then Denmark in a semi-final? Bro, when you get those, you gotta win the competition. Man. Like you wait for telling you here, come win. But that's what they deserve, man. Like the thing I say is never be arrogant in any aspect in life. Never be arrogant because like what from my experience, when you're arrogant, it's gonna come back and bite you. Just be humble, just once, just once try to be humble and you might win. But for me, thoroughly deserved. Mancini done amazing, man. Amazing coach. You know what surprised me? What surprised me is they stuck to their philosophy
That's
because
yeah. I wanted to say that same thing, that they stuck to that system from the beginning of the. I think
yeah,
no, it
yeah,
was only after the group stage that changed, because there was Baradi that was playing in the left wing, and after the, was it the group stage or the round of 16 that they switched back to Chiesa? Was it the
yeah,
group
yeah.
stage?
It was after the group stage. But what I was
After the
saying
group
is
stage.
that in the group stage, we were saying, all right, when he faces better teams, is he
Mhm.
gonna stick to 4-3-3? And
And
he
he did.
did, man. Fair play to him. And not just that, man. I think like when you look at it on the balance of play, who did England beat? Who did Italy beat? Italy, they beat what? Austria, Belgium, Spain to get to that final. You know what? Even their
Yeah.
group was harder. Turkey, Wales, and Switzerland, I think, were in
Mhm.
their group. So
Yeah.
all in all, deserved, man, 100% deserved. And yeah, it's coming Rome. It's coming to Rome and not home. And I don't think it's ever coming home. Like for English football fans, yeah, I'm collecting your tears, like the salty ones. So if you want to come at me with them, I'm collecting them. So just so
I'm
you
I'm
know.
I'm not even salty. I've gone over this. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but to be fair, bro, I don't mind the players themselves, man. Like Gareth Southgate, I think to be fair, he has done all right, despite the easy route to the final, he has done all right. But the one thing I think people gotta think of and remember is that England they scored 2 goals in the whole group stage, 2 goals, and the thing is, you can to be successful, you gotta have a good defense and a good midfield and a good attack. But you gotta make sure that your defense being good doesn't alter your attack. And the
Mhm.
problem with England, I don't know if you noticed this, they're really good in the defense, but it comes at the cost of the attack. You know what I mean? Like, how can
Mhm.
Harry Kane? I did the calculations because England they had 34% possession yesterday in 120 minutes. So
Mhm.
that's it. They had 34%
That's
possession.
just crazy.
So that's about 41 minutes they had the ball, they had the possession. And you're telling me that striker, that world class striker, couldn't register one shot all game? One shot, bro. Like that's when you know your defense, your system is not helping your attackers. And that's a problem. That's a problem he needs to get sorted out, in my opinion. And
So
they're not
when
playing, and the thing, Abdullah, they're not playing like a park the bus team. they're playing a team that's playing open, free-flowing football. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Steven, give me your take on this Italy national team in terms of the hero. Like, the, how deserving they are as a team overall. What's next for them in terms of going forward for the World Cup coming up?
Yeah, they deserve it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think Mancini deserves the credit. I think everybody on that team deserves the credit because I mean that Italian team, man, is just full of superstars. So I can say
Mm.
they deserve it. Um, but before the tournament, I had England or Portugal making it like all all the way, and of course I have to back my boys
Mm.
CR7. But I think overall, yeah, I think Italy deserve it.
Mm.
But
Fair enough.
I didn't really. I mean, I had Italy. Well, I wouldn't say I had Italy as surprise favorites because
Mm-hmm.
I had a feeling they were gonna compete under Mancini. But
Mm.
yeah, I think yeah, surprise favorites. I had like
Mm-hmm.
I had Switzerland because I had a feeling that they'd make it like semifinals minimum.
Mm.
But yeah, overall, Italy deserve it.
Fair enough. So let me come to Tosin on this. What next for the Haiti national team in the World Cup now? Going to the World Cup. What next for them? Because I think they need a proper
Man,
number 9 for me. That guy calling him
if
up
they're
there.
not gonna get a number 9, honestly,
What of Moise
just
King? Moise King can.
don't play with a number 9. Because you know
Mm,
what Italy are doing? Italy are playing like although they don't really have the center backs to that
mm,
really move the ball that well in a
mm,
sense, but like they're playing like Spain. Honestly, they want to press
mm,
high. They want to circulate the ball in the middle third, right?
mm,
So at the end of the day, they don't have a number 9. If they had a number 9, it would all make sense, right?
mm,
But I mean, I think they should just seriously just go with the false 9, like because Immobile and Belotti are garbage. They're
yeah,
garbage. They don't have
exactly.
anybody coming up. Who's coming up? There's a guy named Scamacca who plays for Genoa, I think.
Yeah.
He's
But
he played for the
what
under
of
21.
what of your guy Moise King?
See, the thing with Moise Kean is like Moise Kean,
Mm,
I don't think he's that good yet, personally, because Moise Kean mostly plays on the right flank when he plays for Italy, more so than the center forward position. And at the center forward position, he still has a long way to go in terms of his hold up play and just being more consistent in his his touch back to goal, basically. So yeah, I mean, look, I mean, Italy have options. They'll have more options, but Keane didn't make the squad because Mancini felt that he was half-assing. He had his effort was really half-assed in one of
mm,
the tournament friendlies. It was San Marino. So they're
mhm.
playing a dog shit team like San Marino, right? So,
Okay.
Keane treated it like, it was just he wasn't playing full tilt, like Mancini
Mm,
wanted him. So because of
mm,
that, he didn't take him to the Euros. But I
mm.
mean, overall though, like they need that boy Zaniolo, man. Zaniolo is a baller
Yeah,
from
Nicolas
Roma.
Zaniolo. Nicolas Zaniolo.
Zaniolo is a baller.
Mm-hmm.
Zaniolo can come in, play on the right flank. He can play maybe even through the middle or even in midfield as a number 10. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things with Zaniolo there. If he's not
Mm.
finished after those two ACL injuries, I hope he isn't. But
I think it's about to anyway to see with
yeah,
Roma
he's
too.
gonna. Yeah, man. Let's see how good Jose is in terms of developing players because Zaniolo was looking really, really good before his
Last month.
injuries.
Yeah.
But
I have
yeah,
a question to you guys actually,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm seeing a lot of this on the internet, especially Twitter. Like, why do English football fans say to people, not English football, England fans, they tell people who support an English football team but don't support England that they're hypocritical? Like, why can't you support
Bro,
Chelsea and Italy at the same time?
that's me. I'm
Like,
not.
why
I'm
don't
not
Bro, it
from.
makes
I'm
more
not from
sense.
England.
Like,
I'm not from England.
uh,
But okay, go, Chris. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm saying like it makes no sense. I've literally been asking that same question because I think Christ asked it a couple of days ago, and I asked him, "What's the correlation between me supporting Liverpool and me supporting England?" One of the biggest reasons why I support Liverpool. There's an emotional tie to that club. Events have transpired. I like the historical background of that club. I like the players that have played for that club. Things like that. Like I have no affinity for England, bro. I couldn't care less. I've got my own nation to worry about, bro. And then I have my own collective batch of stars, which like their nation I would support, i.e. Spain. But England, bro, couldn't care less, bro. Miss me with that. That's where I stand.
Yeah, it's not. You're not supposed to just rep England for the sake of it, just because your favorite team plays in there. Like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
But like, what I want to ask, especially to you, Chimera, because you were the one that was like, I don't know, arguing for this guy. But this guy has played in a Champions League final, a World Cup semi-final, a batch of Capital One Cup semi-finals, Capital One Cup final, FA Cup final, and he hasn't scored in any of those games, and he lost every single one of those games. When can we start asking the question that this dude is not that guy? He's just not that guy.
Chris, you're being too honest. You're being too honest. I don't think Chimera can take it.
What do you mean by not that? What does not that guy mean? What does that mean?
I
Bro, you got. I
World
don't,
class. How can he be world class?
you don't think Kane is world class?
The thing is, he makes it out to be world class. But how can you be world class when you never, ever, ever, ever turn up when it really matters the most? And don't
I'm
say
glad the
Messi.
combo is not like
Wait,
this.
so
Come on, dude. He is world class, man.
But bro, how?
Because he's one of the best. He's one of the center forwards in the
All right.
game.
I'll ask you a question.
Fit.
Tosin, I'll ask you a question. The thing people always used to
I'm
criticize.
not even a Harry Kane fan.
I know. No, one thing. The thing people always used to criticize Messi for internationally was he had never won a trophy.
you compare Messi to Harry
But
Kane.
that's irrelevant because Messi has a lot of player of the tournaments at these
Bro, Messi's in
international
the GOAT
trophies.
conversation.
I know,
He
but
scored
people
like
can't
yeah,
compare
like
Harry Kane.
People were still
I never because they were idiots.
No, but Messi's in the
All
GOAT
right,
conversation.
so you
bro.
want
can't
one of
compare
them.
him.
You want one of them.
I wasn't.
No,
No.
I'm saying, bro, but you
Right,
can't
cool.
use
But
Messi.
I just can't. Chimeri, the thing is for me, like a player, the people always say Spurs let him down. Spurs let him down. But
It's
when
like people
he's
say
never
Argentina let Messi down. It's the same thing.
no, but I'm just saying when he never turns up in a final or semi-final,
How many
he's
has he been in, bro?
like 10.
10 semifinals and finals playing
Yeah.
for Spurs? No, he hasn't.
Yes, he
10?
has.
no,
Man.
like in his entire career, like
No, but
I'm
saying,
pretty
bro,
sure.
This is what I
like,
mean.
He's
This is what-
played in enough. He's played in enough big
No, I'm saying,
games.
but this is
to
what
be
I mean
fair.
by moving. So when he scores against Barca, that's not a big game to you.
No, it's not.
It
No,
was
it's
a
How's
not.
it not a
It's
big
a game,
game?
bro.
You're playing against Barcelona.
It's a
It
group
was a
game.
group stage game.
But you're still playing against Barca. That's a big
It doesn't
game.
matter. It
How
does.
does
That's
it
not.
see, that's what I'm saying. That's moving the goalpost.
No, it's not, bro. It's not
So if
moving
he
the
scores
goal.
against Real Madrid, that's not a big game.
No, it's not, bro. Like the
Okay.
thing people don't understand, bro. There's a reason why Messi hasn't performed well in a Copa America final or World Cup final. Is because those games are different, bro. They are different.
So he's not. So when he scores in round of 16 against Juve, 2 goals, that's not a big game in the Champions League.
It is.
I mean that is big. I'll give you that, but but that's an exception.
Come on, man. He scored against all the big teams in England.
Against
Like,
every
he scored
team.
against he
Yeah,
scores.
bro,
Dude. He scores
he's
goals.
I think
well, not
I
last
think-
season though. Like
I think the
because he's
problem
been
is
there for like 6 seasons. Of course, he's gonna have goals against everyone collectively.
No, I'm
but if
saying,
you're looking at it case by case, season by season, it's always like a minimal amount. But I'm not even saying that he's not world class. I'm not saying that. I'm more so asking the question of if you're that guy, why are you consistently not showing up when your team needs you?
So then
Like
why
when
don't-
it's a 50-50
Okay,
situation,
so is
you know?
Messi that guy then? Is he
No,
that
but
guy?
Messi is that guy. Messi scored
Okay,
in
then
a
if,
CL final.
if he's that guy, why doesn't he show up in the internationals when they need him? If he's that
Bro,
guy,
because but that's the thing. He gets criticized for it, and it's fair criticism. It's fair criticism for anyone who criticizes his performance against Brazil. It's fair. But one thing I don't ever see people say Harry Kane is part of the problem at Spurs for why they don't win trophies. He's one of the reasons why, bro.
He's one of the reasons why.
I agree with that.
No. He's not
come
one
on, you
of
can't say
the.
that.
Yes, he is,
No,
bro.
he's one of the reasons. I agree with that actually. They're
No,
like
bro, this
one
is
of the
not-
reasons
no, this
why
is-
they can't get over the hurdle. I
Yeah,
do think he
yeah,
can be a
bro.
part of.
So if
This
Kane
is
goes,
what I mean,
if
but
Kane
this
goes to
narrative-
Manchester City right now and he
It's
rattles
agenda,
off
dude.
2-3,
It's
it's just an
agenda.
agenda. Because he'll go to City, he'll rattle off 2-3,
Season?
league
That's what I
titles.
mean, bro. This
Exactly, and then
agenda.
you guys can't say, oh, he's affecting City
But
negatively.
Tosin,
Like,
there's a difference.
Come on.
Whoa, that's not the
No,
point.
but
though. That's the
Tosin,
point.
bro, Chris, one sec. There's a difference between their problem and a part of their problem.
But then,
Yeah.
but if you're on a team,
you're only saying that because he's the best player on the team.
no, I'm
That's the
saying
only reason
no.
why
But
you're
if
saying
you're
that.
part
Yeah,
of
but isn't the best player on the team supposed to show up when it matters the most in a semi or final?
bro, I can find that for any player, poke holes in them. Any player, dude. Anyone.
Exactly. And I agree with you, Jameer. Every player does have holes, but Kane has the biggest holes probably out of like every top 15, 20 player in the world because he's a top
So Lukaku,
10.
so where's
15 player in the
Lukaku's
world.
big game he showed up? You think he's better than Kane?
I don't know if he's a top
No.
15,
No,
20
but I'm
player
saying
in the
people
world.
are saying he's better than Kane. Where's the big game he showed
Yeah,
up?
because Lukaku has won an international. He has won a trophy for his club, so I'll take Lukaku ahead of
No, I'm
Harry
saying,
Kane.
but the big games, where is he showing up? He hasn't even got out the group stage.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
bro,
agree.
but Chimeri, that's one of the things. If you listen to HH's stream, that's one of the things I criticize Lukaku for is that he disappears when it matters the most. He played Juventus 4 times last season. He scored once, and it was a penalty in 4 games against Juventus.
It's a league game. It doesn't matter. It's not a
No.
semifinal.
2 of those games were in semifinals. In the
But
cups.
let's go. Okay, then we can do that for any. Let's go to Luis Suarez. Does he show up in the big games? Let's go to him. Does he show up?
Champions League final.
He
Champions
scored
League
it.
final. So he scored one goal in the final. Means
He scored a
in the big
tap
game.
in, literally. He
So
just-
one goal.
He scored, bro.
he scored a
How many
rebound
tap
tap
in
in.
Ronaldo?
Yeah,
Come on, man.
You know, Champions Ronaldo
not
and then have
consistent.
scored.
It's not
Like
a
the thing is, like Harry Kane has how many golden boots does Harry Kane have in the
I'm
Premier
saying,
League?
So many, so
Like you
many.
can't act like the
Or maybe
guy's
three.
gonna not be
Nah,
remembered.
bro.
Like,
No, let me ask you a
He
question.
can
When's the last
stat
time?
pad, bro. He can stat pad.
No, but when's the last time Luis
Come
Suarez?
on,
When's the last
man.
time Suarez has shown up in a big CL game for Barcelona?
Semi-final against
I
Liverpool.
think,
When he scored one goal, what did he do in the second leg?
Bro, it doesn't matter. He showed up in a semi, bro.
yeah,
So
but you asked that.
so
You
that
did
counts
ask that.
showing up. That counts as showing. So now
bro,
see you
Suarez
saying-
has 0 goals. He's
Away.
scored 0 goals away from home in the Champions League for how many seasons?
Bro,
I'm
but
saying.
he
He has
criticized-
less.
Your team,
He's
right?
like
Chelsea.
he has like
Your
what?
team
He
up,
has
right?
less.
Chelsea,
He has
you're
less
missing the
Champions League
point.
goals than Mbappe. He has
You're
less
missing
Champions
the
League goals
point.
than
You're missing the
Mbappe.
point.
Like
I'm not saying
Since he beat up your team, right?
he has less. He probably has less Champions League goals than Harry Kane. Like dead ass. Like
bro,
Dude,
like he
like-
gets criticized for it, bro. Understand? He gets criticized for it.
No,
Why
but
I'm
people say
saying is
Suarez.
Harry Kane doesn't get criticism for it.
No, he
because-
does. Harry Kane gets a lot of
No, he doesn't.
criticism.
No,
That's
every
not
time
true.
he has,
That's not true.
Abdul, I think the
Everyone
problem
shits
is
on Harry
see,
Kane.
the
Like
problem
ever
is-
since I've
No,
been
let's-
on this space,
let's-
everyone shits on Harry Kane.
No, but
Like,
let's go to all the best strikers of the generation. Even Lewandowski. What's the big semifinal or final he showed up in for Bayern?
yeah, exactly. Like in the
We can do that
Champions
for any
League, in the
striker.
Champions League, what did he
he
do in
scored
the
in the
final?
semi last season, bro. He scored in the semi
No,
last season.
against
Oh, come
Lyon,
on,
when the game was
man.
over
Like,
already.
when
It was already
Gnabry opened up that game, and
But
then
doesn't-
the game
Lewis
was already
scores.
over.
But if
Like,
it was that easy, why doesn't Harry Kane do it?
Because when has he Harry Kane been in a semifinal of the Champions League? Has he played in one?
He's been in the final.
Bro, he
He
was
played in
playing
the
the
final
final.
when he came off an injury, right? So you're
He
gonna use
came
that
off
one
of a
game.
straight injury,
You're gonna use
dude.
that one game.
He was
to-
injured.
What about the
Like,
World
let's
Cup
be
semifinal?
objective.
Like,
I'm not
Harry
even a
Kane-
Harry Kane fan.
Yeah,
There's no
I hear
consist-
you.
No, my
Jimmy,
thing is
you-
no
what about
my
the
thing
World
is you're
Cup
not making-
semifinal?
You're not making a consistent argument. You're moving the goalpost. That's my thing.
Because
Yeah,
at
no,
the end
no,
of the
I'm
day,
asking definitely
these are the facts with Harry Kane. He has the most goals in tournaments for England since Gary Lineker. He has like 3 or 4 golden boots. He'll probably retire the all-time top scorer in Premier League history. He'll probably beat Alan Shearer's record.
It doesn't matter
Like,
if he
you're
doesn't
putting-
have
he's gonna-
any
Yo,
trophies,
for the
bro.
agenda, what is Suarez?
He will probably go to
Suarez
another
Liverpool?
his next club. He'll probably win a trophy at his next club. Who knows? Or
I hope so. I hope
Who
so.
knows,
But
like,
like
and
Jameer, I'm not.
like, come on, man! Like he's gonna have a decent legacy.
Dude, I'm
He's
saying, but my point,
like-
my point.
But wait,
my point was
Jameer though. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
the point I was saying, bro, is if you want to do that, I can do any striker and poke holes in that easily. So you can't just say it's Harry
Yeah, you
Kane.
can. You can,
So
but
I
like,
think-
here's the
I
thing.
think
I don't-
Christ and Chimere, the problem is Harry Kane. See, my issue is when people call him world class, I'm a little bit leeway in terms of world class
you gotta
because
say
you have
world class, dude.
you see
Never
for
said
him to be a world
Come
class,
on, there's
for him to be
only
a world
like
class,
3 or 4,
yeah,
three max
yes.
that are better. There are only like 3 center forwards max that are
Mhm.
better than
But the
Harry
problem
Kane.
with
I'd say
Harry Kane like this,
one,
I
two
think the only
max.
problem Harry Kane has a problem in terms of being this world class debate is he needs to win something for his club for us to kind of
Yeah.
have that debate for it to be more entertaining. See, we
Yeah.
have Labil debate a lot
The systems
because
don't suit him. Like, let's be real in saying it. The only system that ever suited Harry Kane was Pochettino. That was
Pochettino
it.
system, yeah.
The
No, but
only
No,
Thank
you
you
don't
player.
very
think
much.
the Mourinho? You don't think the
no,
Mourinho
but
shit?
no, but
suited
when
him?
Chris wanted to say something, though. Let
Mourinho's
me hear what Chris
system
wanted
did
to
not
say.
suit him at all. Not in a million years. He would because you put on the table for him to play an attacking style system or play in a pressing team, as opposed to Mourinho, where let's sit back and you be the number 9 who will lump it long term.
I think
It
For
would
me,
rather
yeah.
play in a different system.
Tom. For me,
I think if it goes to
one second,
Manchester City,
Abdullahi.
okay, go.
Abdullahi. For me, his legacy is finished because for me, I'll tell you, like before you interrupt me, you can't be 28 years of age and not have won one major trophy. You just can't. You can't.
He'll get his move. He'll get his move somewhere, and he'll win trophies in a
Yeah,
different,
but
Yeah,
it's
that's like, come
in
on,
a
dude.
better system. In a better
but bro,
system.
like how can you tell someone I've had an amazing career when you didn't win a trophy before you're 29? You know what I mean?
No, but Chris wanted
He's
to say something.
27.
Is
He's
that,
Let
is Alan,
27,
was,
This is
man.
was,
not
Alan,
like
was
this.
Alan
Yeah,
Shearer?
When will
Was
it be
Alan
20? When
Shearer
will it
not
be
a great?
28? When will it be 28?
Alan
Let me check.
Shearer
yeah,
wasn't a great
this month,
striker, even though he didn't win
this
he
month,
didn't win many
okay.
major trophies.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but wait,
Still,
Jameer.
No.
The argument isn't necessarily looking in isolation, a Champions League semi, Champions League final, World Cup semi, World Cup final. That's not the argument. The biggest argument is why has this dude not won a trophy? And people are gonna say Spurs aren't that good and they've never been good. Cool. Let's look at what has happened, what has transpired in them not winning. They have been in these clutch situations and they haven't won. What has Harry Kane done in those situations
No.
to either help the team win or be the reason why they haven't won?
All
What
right.
about
He
him
hasn't.
bringing?
I
What
just
about him
think-
helping? What about him helping his team to that point?
Wait,
I
Chris,
ju-
They
no,
almost
no,
won a
I-
league
Wait,
title
Chris,
and
let
stuff.
me
Like,
ask you a
come
question.
on, like
I
they've
just
had
think
shots.
Listen, how many-
listen. I just think that the problem though with Harry Kane is the problem mainly with Tottenham has always been they've tried to build the team around him and Son, and nobody has ever finished building it. Pochettino was on the way of building it. I'm taking it from the Champions League team that was in the Champions League final. I think if you take that team, if you stick another 2 or 3 players into that team, I think that whole team changes from a nearly team to a team that gets over the line.
I
Because
understand that, Tom.
you're
But
not going to win
why?
anything. You're not going to win anything with Danny Rose and Kevin Walker-Peters as your fullbacks.
We
When you're
agree,
playing
Tom.
Liverpool, who
Tom.
had Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who at the time were probably the best fullbacks in the world.
Yeah.
Let's be real in saying it. Danny Rose. Who would you rather have, Danny Rose and Walker-Peters, or Robertson
But
and
Tom,
Alexander-Arnold?
that's not what we're saying, Tom. We're not saying he's not winning anything. We're not blaming it on him.
I understand that.
Yeah, we're
I'm
just
not
saying,
blaming
like,
it on
why, Tom, what we're saying is, why is he consistently dropping 2 out of 10 performances when it matters the absolute most in semifinals and finals? And it's not just 1 year, his whole career at Spurs, every time FA Cup final, FA Cup semi-final, Carabao Cup semi-final, Carabao Cup final, every time he drops 2 out of 10 performances.
And not to cut you off, but when they're in title races and it's the clutch moments, Spurs end up fumbling the bag, and Kane didn't do anything to influence that as well. That
So
also
let me,
goes into that.
Chris, let me ask
Why?
you a
I
question.
don't know, man. These are
So,
just
Chris,
these are too many incidences you're talking about. Like you guys are gonna have to pinpoint these Carabao Cup semifinals, these like crunch league title games. Like you're gonna have to pinpoint these games to me, like because we're all talking like we remember these games off of the top of our dome, but like we really don't. Like you don't know. Like somebody
Okay,
can
but wait,
like
before you-
for example yesterday, Harry Kane wasn't amazing throughout the 120 minutes. He wasn't. But in the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
He was
he
one
was
of
the
the
best
best
player on the
players.
pitch. He was the best player on the pitch.
That
This is what we do. Like we always like to just like pinpoint 1 or 2 moments. Like, but let's talk about the whole totality of everything. You can't say this guy has been dog shit in every high stakes moment in his career. It's nonsense. It's nonsense, man.
I honestly think that we
I
can
didn't
say
even
what we
think that
want
was.
about it.
Those
I
weren't
think
even my words. Those
I
weren't
think-
even my words.
I think one key thing, though, around some players in particular is just unlucky. And we can say it all we want and we can sugarcoat over it with managers and players who nearly get over the line. Like Pochettino, I think his whole managerial career, I just think he has been unlucky because the way that he plays entertains people. And in theory, if he had the players that he's got, like with the PSG team that he's building right now, if he doesn't win the Champions League next year, it is a failure. Having Mbappe, Neymar, you're bringing in Ramos, you're bringing in Donnarumma off of winning a Euros, you're bringing in Hakimi, you're bringing in all these players to add to what you've already got, Verratti, the likes of this. I'm looking at getting Pogba as well in the mix of all that. If he does not win the Champions League next season, it's a failure. This is why we're saying if Harry Kane goes to a Manchester City or somebody, for example, and if miraculously they stop winning trophies, then obviously it's on Harry Kane, or he doesn't perform for Manchester City or wherever he goes. It is on Harry Kane. But the only problem is when we look at it right now, Tottenham have tried so many times to build a team around him. Why don't they start and look at a model of let's not build the team and revolve it around one player. Let's just build a team. Let's build a collective group, not build it around one person in particular. And I think this is where football clubs have gone wrong. Like Chelsea went down the mould of trying to build the team around Hazard. As soon as you sold Hazard, you scrapped those plans completely. Right, let's build a team. Let's build let's build a group. Let's build a unity. Let's not have one superstar that we've got to build it around. And that's the model that you should. Same with Leicester. Leicester have built from the Championship to being Premier League champions, to playing in the Champions League for a year, to winning the FA Cup. That is how you get the best out of the group.
Tom, can you answer this question then? I see the validity of your point in regards to Spurs, but what excuses the 2 out of 10 performance that he dropped yesterday in a team that isn't built around him? You can't tell me this England team is built around him. They have
No. It's not built around him. But let me put it like this: if there's going to be a penalty to be taken, he's one of the people who you would want him to take your penalty for you. If you're going to pick any of them, and even though he had a poor game yesterday, I can admit that and say
did you know he had 0 shots in 120 minutes?
I mean, he didn't really surprise me considering the second half. I mean,
thank you very much. I said it.
With England, we should.
I'm not surprised with the way Harry Kane is playing.
I can be honest in saying in the second half, being an Englishman, we shut up shop and we wanted to close out a 1-0 win yesterday. As soon as we scored, the whole tempo of it, where we were on top for the first 15, 20 minutes, as soon as Italy got out of that spell of it, all we wanted to do was just sit back. And you could see the game plan second half was just defend and hold out for the 1-0. And then when it even got to added time, we didn't want to make the substitutions. So we bottled it anyway. So I wasn't really surprised and shocked. But what we've said with Harry Kane and stuff, I think he will eventually win a major trophy. And I don't think it's going to be one of these cheap sugarcoating ones where it's going to be Carabao Cup or it's going to be FA. I think he will win one of the big ones eventually. Whether it's going to be... it won't be at Tottenham. That's the only thing. It won't be at Tottenham. I think he will get his big move somewhere. Whether it's Man United, whether it's
I want to ask a question on that. I want to ask a question on that, but before I ask that question, I want to say that I feel like we're revising a bit of history in terms of his tenure at Spurs. Spurs didn't always build the squad around him. Do you remember in the 2016-17 season? Do you remember what the narrative actually was? What they were actually saying about Spurs? I remember verbatim, they said Tottenham, not only that, but they said verbatim, Tottenham is the most balanced team in the league in terms of midfield, defense, offense, and their goalkeeper. They were the most balanced team in the league. The question remains now: who can they sign to better this team? Because they don't even know at this point. That's what everyone is saying. This was a very balanced team. Hence, they finished second to Chelsea. But why did they finish second to Chelsea by 5 points? Because they fumbled the bag towards the end. And that has to, we have to point fingers to the manager
with the Leicester one,
and the best players. Same
with Leicester the previous year, though, from the 16-17 season. They fumbled it completely capitulated. But it's like we've said, we could say what we want. I think when I've always looked at football, I've always looked at it where there's always that one manager that suits a particular club. And I think exactly the same revolves around certain players. There's always that one manager that player suits to the pinpoint, whether it's on the training ground, tactically, even just in life. They just click as soon as they connect, and as soon as they speak, they just click. And I think that was Pochettino and Harry Kane. And I see a similar thing where we can say that with Guardiola and Messi. We can sit here and say a similar thing with that because Guardiola was the man who created Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I hear you.
He gave him the opportunity.
One thing I do want to ask now, like, let's
breath.
assume Harry Kane goes to Man City and he wins the biggest trophies. I doubt the Champions League, so I'm just going to say a bunch of Premier Leagues. Do you guys think that the value of his wins will be the same as like Kevin Durant at the Warriors?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
As much as I don't watch basketball, I think I still know Kevin Durant and I still know Golden State Warriors. So a little bit. I don't watch basketball that much, but I think I still know those two. So I don't think so.
The only narrative I've got against Harry Kane going to City is with the way he plays now. I don't think that's how Guardiola would want him to play.
Yes.
I think he wants him to play. I think he wants him to play the way that he did under Pochettino, where he's in the box, he's there, he's the fox in the box, should we say, moving, get where the goals are, not dropping deep and playing other players in, because that's what you've got Kevin De Bruyne for, who's going to be sitting behind you. That's what you've got Gundogan there for, who's going to be making the late runs into the box. That's what you've got these players there to do for you. That's the only thing I would say with Pep is he would want the Kane of 3 or 4 years ago, not the Harry Kane that has emerged from the Jose Mourinho where he's dropping in the hole. I mean, yeah, because we can say like with Zagreb and stuff.
You can do that for any striker in history. So you can't.
It happens. Like we look at the Benzema chance against Hungary. My God, how he's sailed that wide. The ball's not bobbling. It's not moving. It's not traveling.
I hear you guys.
He's took the touch and he's put it wide.
I hear you guys, but I think the optics of it is worse than anything. The fact that Benzema has won trophies on trophies on trophies. Suarez missing chances, he's won. Harry Kane hasn't won, and he's missing when he needs to win. That's the problem.
But Chris, let's put things in context. Now you talk about the semifinal, final losses. Now, let's be honest. In how many of those finals? Listen to the kid what I'm saying. This person have the better team and better coach. How many?
To be fair, I don't know who.
Neither. Niall Mason's not better than Pep, and
but Chimiri, that isn't the point. Like you can have a shit coach and a shit team. If you're a world-class player, you can still make yourself stand out. Like it's just excuses, bro. People don't understand what world-class means. World-class means you can be dropped into any team and in any big game make a difference. It doesn't mean you'll win it for them, but make a difference.
No, I agree with that point.
To me, a world-class player.
World class, I think, is where it means you can be a world-class player in moments, or you can be a world-class player consistently. Yeah. And I think Harry Kane is in the moments bracket. He'll show moments of world class where he'll sail past people, or he'll play an amazing pass like he did for Trippier. I've not seen a pass like that for England since Paul Scholes retired. We don't have that player who plays those sort of passes direct and straight, kick off a counter attack across the ball.
Pretty managers agendas, relax.
The coach.
I'll take it, bro. Yeah, I'll take it.
No, but
jailbreak. They couldn't get out of jail. They couldn't break out.
No, but this is my thing. This is my thing. We said Kane was definitely not the worst player yesterday. But this is what I said.
No. Mason Mount was probably the worst one for me. He just ghosts.
Yo, Tom, who do you support, bro?
Man United.
Yeah, he's my.
What are you gonna say?
He's my United brother. But as
it was rough seeing your 2 stars missing tomorrow yesterday, yeah.
But Chris, as far as Kane, this is what I say, bro. How come with him it's not the coaching, it's not this, it's not that. But when it's other players that we love, we highlight everything else. It's the coaching. They're going to superior.
Bro,
teams.
when have I ever said Messi bottled the Copa Americas because of his coach?
No,
I've never said that.
You can't even put Messi in. Messi, you sure?
But Messi never.
Messi
in the Chile, Messi in the the Chile final, even though he missed his penalty, because that's what people will remember.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was fucking insane in that final.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he
Tosin,
ripped
he was
I'm glad
fucking
you-
Tosin,
insane.
ripped Chile a
Did
new
one of
one.
them.
I'm glad
There was
you said that
another one
because-
where he was kind of trash.
No,
But
I'm glad you said that because, bro, how do we know in these finals Harry Kane has had a poor performance overall? How do we know that?
Yeah,
Okay,
like some
because-
games he might have played
No,
well. He
I
might have
know,
he
no,
might have, he
I
might have
know.
made like a nice pass that should have been a goal. You know what I mean? Like he might.
The one,
You know
the
what
one
I mean?
thing I'll
Like
say
you.
though, with Kane, let's be real though. I think one of the major things that I think has blocked him over the especially over the last 2 or 3 years has been the two major injuries that he's had. The hamstring one under Mourinho, where he was out for months on end, and the one where he nearly missed the Champions League final.
That's cap.
It was
what you said, by
rushed.
the way.
It was rushed back to play that Champions League final, and you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have. You know, Italy last night played without their preferred left back in what's his name now? Spinazzola. Yeah, Spinazzola would have been in that starting lineup. Let's be honest and say if he didn't have that injury, he would have played yesterday, hands down, easily. So we're same with Harry Kane, but when you're in that sort of situation, you don't know if you're going to get that opportunity again. And I think if he does get that move away, and I think the only option that I think anybody sees right now is Manchester City.
Yeah.
And this whole BS where Pep's coming out and saying they haven't got the money. They've got the money. And I think they definitely want to do a deal while financial fair play wouldn't be obliged, wouldn't hamper a deal for them. They definitely want to get Harry Kane if they can get him. Because I don't necessarily think Pep is in the bracket of Haaland, because I think he sees Haaland as a 3-year player who is going to be the next Ronaldo, so to speak. Stay at one club for a little bit, right, jump to the next one, right, stay there for a little while, jump to the next one. Whereas Harry Kane, his next club is the club that he will retire to if he moves. That will be his end club. He won't. I don't think he's going to jump from any other club, because if he's going to make the move now, he has to do it now.
Yeah,
where he's
that's
going
the
to have
time.
he's going to have some surface and market value and some years left in him.
Yeah, he's got to do it. He's got to do it now, man.
Know what I'm saying?
He's
But, nah, but like, bro, I got to address, what did that dude say? What did somebody say? He said if Zaha was an English team of Jadon. I'm like, bro, stop. Just stop.
bro,
Like, comments like that, bro.
Cap.
Stop it. Stop, man. Like,
Cap.
Come on. Like, Zaha, come on, bro. Like,
Zaha, man.
Easy.
Why you
Easy.
hitting, man?
Respect the Africans guy. Respect Africans.
Arsenal. have
Hey,
played
Hey, yo,
together
Tom,
for 3
Tom,
years.
how many black people did you attack last night, bro? Like,
None. I don't attack any. that's the English media.
Tosin, how do you know he's white, though? You racist? No, I'm joking. Relax.
nah, man, that was crazy,
I think
man.
the problem-
And the United, they're the United boys. Oh man.
I think the problem is, like, I only have discussion with Daniel Tulokelo, the Tottenham Dancing guy, and also Ichichi, where we discuss on the complicated Chelsea show. For you to be a world class striker, you gotta perform consistently in your club. People may say Tottenham must not the best, but Harry Kane hasn't won nada for Tottenham. He has no
He's been
won
the best.
anything.
He's Tottenham's best player by a mile.
He's been the
Yo,
best.
honestly,
The
you
only
know when
person
Tottenham
who's
stopped being
close is Son.
serious.
The only player who's
When
close
Tottenham-
is Son.
See,
Yeah, go on.
this is the thing. Son was really good, like, and Kane as a tandem, they're really good.
Oh,
I think when Tottenham started to fall off, to me, is when Dele Alli had all those hamstring injuries, and it was
Facts.
over.
Mhm.
It was over.
And when Poch
Like,
jumped ship.
But yeah.
And also when what's his name? When firstly Moussa Dembele left, I don't know why they sold Moussa Dembele. That dude is amazing in midfield, but also the age of like Alderweireld and Vertonghen,
All right, those
because
guys,
like they were very very good. in their
nah,
prime.
but see,
But,
yeah, like those they should have replaced
Tottenham need to get
those
defenders
center
this summer.
backs.
Let's
Yeah,
be
they
honest. They need to get a defender this summer.
They
You
bought
know,
Davinson Sanchez like to
He's trash.
help as
He's
a
trash.
guy like
I
exactly.
think Daniel Levy's looking for the receipts from Ajax.
but like
So
real
they're
talk,
buying
that Tottenham
Ajax
midfield was
players.
like almost like as
Perfect.
balanced as it could be. Like
It was
Dele
almost
Ali,
even
Moussa
even though-
Dembele, and Wanyama. Like bro,
even Ajax's
sometimes
Wanyama
generational
too.
players though, in that generational season, Van der Beek, De Jong,
They're all
De Ligt,
trash in their next team. They didn't-
Sanchez.
They all got exposed.
they're
All them
all
Ajax
shit,
boys
man.
got
They're all
exposed,
such
bro.
shit.
respect Ding Dong. Respect.
Respect, bro. Respect, bro. De Jong was our best player after Messi last season.
Oh yeah, Dion.
That's not
Respect
saying
him.
much. That's not
To
saying
Barcelona.
much. That's not
The
saying
levels
I
much.
mean,
have
you've
dropped
got
a
you've
lot
got to
for
get some players
Barcelona.
off the
Bro,
bill.
Tosin,
The
bro.
levels have
PSG
dropped
Get
lost
for
the
some
league
get
to
some
Barcelona.
Lille.
players off
You
the
have
bill.
no
Wait,
business.
one sec, Tom, one sec, bro. Like, you say that doesn't mean say much, but bro, like in May we were basically in the title race. Like we could have gone top of the league in
The
May.
levels have dropped in Barcelona, man.
No, it's true. No, you were a good
I mean,
team in
the wage bill
2021.
needs
In
dropping.
2021, you were good, but I mean, you got embarrassed in Champions League and in the big games. All the big games you played, you were just
But bro,
bad.
that's
And
defense.
De Jong wasn't good in any big game, not
But,
one.
bro, it was defense tax.
So, Abdullah, what's the next subject, man?
So, as everybody's speaking about Hurricane, Sam, give me your take on that before we go. Firstly, give me your take on Italy, Hurricane, then we'll move on to the next one.
Okay, yeah, but on Hurricane, do you mean like
Because the argument is a world class. I'm still having the difficulty of
okay,
accepting is a world class because
so
I can't
for
be a world class without winning a trophy. I'm sorry. Lewandowski has won a
He's a
trophy.
moment. He's a moment's player.
Suarez has won a trophy. Romelu Lukaku has won a Scudetto. So those are strikers that have won something for their club. Hurricane hasn't won something since the last time won a trophy was in FA Cup 2008.
No,
So
what you
Bobby-
want about?
with
They
Bobby
won the
talk.
Audi Cup. They won a car. What do you mean?
They won a
They
car.
They won a car.
They won the Audi Cup.
So are we
They
saying?
won
Are
the
we saying
car.
Bobby?
Let's be
are we-
real.
Bro, Lucas Moura cried after he won the Audi Cup.
Hey, man, it's emotional, man.
He didn't even get to lift
You
it.
guys are sick. So you're telling me how the cup is a trophy for Hurricane?
They won
No.
it on penalties too, man. They were so gassed.
It's a lifelong dream, man. It's a dream.
They won a car, Abdullah. That's what I'm saying. They
Yo,
won Audis.
Sissoko lifting it up. It's so funny. The picture is so funny.
I'm surprised they didn't drop it.
Abdullah, how many strikers can you say for a fact are better than Kane except Lewandowski? Like for a fact.
I'll tell you.
I'll go for it. One, apart from Lewandowski, at this moment, better than Hurricane. I'll
Like
put
for a
it
fact.
in terms of accolade. Do you want me to put accolade or no accolade?
No, just like as a striker, not accolades. Just as a
Lukaku.
striker.
Benzema.
How many can you
As a
say are
striker,
better?
Benzema.
for a fact?
I have
I don't know
two.
if you
Yeah,
can say Benzema's better.
Benzema.
Lewandowski.
I think Lewandowski, Benzema,
Lewandowski,
and
Benzema.
maybe
Alright.
Holland are better.
Because
Let
my
me
thing
go.
is
Let me
Benzema. You say Benzema's better than Harry
Mhm.
Kane, right?
Mhm.
Has
Yes,
Benzema ever
yes.
won a golden ball in Spain?
He
once?
hasn't,
Yes,
but
yes.
like he I
Top,
don't,
yes.
top
has
scorer.
he?
No, he
Only
hasn't.
one.
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
He
He
No,
hasn't.
he's
hasn't.
not
Yeah.
consistent then.
He's
Kane.
never even scored 25 goals in the league.
But he's just a more fluid footballer,
Yeah, he's
man.
But is he a better
consistent.
striker?
He's just too
He's
fluid,
consistent.
bro. He's too cold.
But
with it,
Chineri,
bro.
he's played in a league with fucking Messi and Ronaldo for the last 15 years.
No, but he still should be
He's
able to
been in
score
Ronaldo's
25
shadow.
goals.
Let's be honest.
He's able to score 25 goals.
Bro,
It's not
okay, but like, I'll tell you this.
about-
Let me give you a real stat though. Like in the
Mhm.
BBC tandem, those three, like the second most productive player in terms of goals and assists was Benzema.
Yeah,
Wasn't Bale.
No, but I'm
It
saying,
was
but if you're-
Benzema.
if you're
So like
telling me-
Benzema scores. He still scores goals.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
has he
yeah.
hit
He just
20
does
No, but like
but my
Tosin,
thing is,
Tosin.
how many
Before
times
Chimera,
has-
before you bring up your point, Tosin, I could also say in what's his name? The season Liverpool made the Champions League final, but we lost. The second most productive player was actually Bobby
Benzema.
Firmino. It wasn't
But yeah,
Mane.
yeah.
Like-
No, it was Mane.
So-
Yeah. Benzema was.
But
Benzema was
Chimera-
yeah, no,
back
Firmino
as
was
well.
good as no. Firmino was insane in that Champions League run. He was.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
But I
In the build-up,
But Firmino is nowhere near Benzema though. Like Firmino,
Tosin-
Wow,
Tosin-
relax. He is.
Tosin-
But
nowhere
that's common
near.
for another
Nowhere
day.
near.
But go on,
Nowhere
Chimera.
near.
No,
Nothing-
I don't.
nothing- my
do that.
Nah, bro, I can give him 5 better strikers.
Then Harry, no, you
Lukaku?
can't. No, you can't.
Yeah, I can, bro.
Then Harry Kane?
And without any trolling,
No,
Lukaku, in my opinion, is better.
how?
The way he bodies and turns around people, but I've never seen that before.
But the same argument you have.
It's
for
close.
Kane,
It's
you
close.
use it against
Kane,
Lukaku.
All right,
is
but let me
close.
give you my opinion. Lukaku, yeah, Benzema, Lewandowski.
Wait, are you putting them in these order? In this order?
No, not in any order. Not in any order.
Oh, I was gonna say. Jesus.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I'm about a few.
Yo, you're defending Lukaku, man. Yo.
Morata,
Oh, yeah, so
this
the-
dude's sick. Man.
Bro, he's not
You're
top
sick.
5 of the generation, dude. Stop. No, he's
He's
not.
not even top 30, man. Stop.
Lukaku needs
Not
to
top
take
Morata is not, bro.
chances.
But I don't know. The thing is, when you
No,
constantly
Lukaku was
hear,
insane. Lukaku
bro,
was insane. This
the
season,
thing is,
man.
when you constantly hear about someone like Harry Kane, it's tough to look past him. You know, even though you don't rate him, it's hard to look past him because you hear his name so often and not like anyone else's name. But bro, like
yeah. Sorry to cut
Nah,
you off there,
man.
but
Let's be
the
real here.
one
Let's be
let,
real here.
let,
Let's be real. There's a reason you're hearing his name. He performs.
No, it's
Like,
because
no,
don't make it seem
the
like
one thing though
don't
I'll
make
say
it
with
seem
Harry
like he
Kane.
does nothing and people are
Let's
screaming
be
his name.
honest. Let's be honest, guys. The one thing
Yeah,
that we
that's
can say
true.
with Harry
That's
Kane,
true.
if a player like Harry Kane comes available on the market, it's hard not to want that deal, not to want to do that deal. If you're a director at one of the big clubs in Europe, I don't care if it's Madrid or if it's in England. If you're Manchester City and Harry Kane comes available, regardless of the age or the price, it's something that you can't really refuse to turn down, or at least try and do. I'd say the same thing with players like Haaland. When I speak of it from a Man United perspective, I'm sure Chimera will envy what I'm saying here. When we had the option to get Erling Haaland, I respected us not doing it because of the release clause that they wanted in, and we weren't going to be taken for a mug for it. But if we could have broken that release clause out of the deal completely, why would we have? There was no reason for us not to have done the deal. Exactly the same with Harry Kane.
No,
Harry
but you
Kane's.
can't compare Haaland
Oh, I'm not
at
comparing them.
Salzburg to Harry Kane right
I'm not
now.
comparing
Like
them.
they're
No, I'm not
different.
comparing them. I'm
They're
not
different.
comparing them.
Haaland, no one like people knew Haaland was good, but when he went to Dortmund, it was another
Oh yeah,
level.
he's ripped
HH
it up
thought
in
he was gonna
Dortmund.
fly.
No, but
Sam,
have you seen Holland's tape at Salzburg? He looks like a cyborg. Yo, he looks like a cyborg, dude.
Not only that,
Go
not only
watch,
that,
go
you know
watch the
that.
tape of
Listen,
him
you
at
know what?
Salzburg.
Not
He looks
No,
like
but
a
the thing is,
only that,
cyborg.
you know
I'm
that
not
the year
saying that.
before, like this breakout season at Salzburg, like he
let me
scored
say-
9 goals in
Yeah, he
an
scored
under
hella
18
goals,
World Cup
man.
tournament.
let me say one
Yeah,
Bro,
thing.
yeah, but
Let me say
it's
one thing though.
levels. There's so many
No,
youth
but like
players that have done
people
this.
knew about Holland from time,
No,
bro.
I'm
Dead
not
ass.
saying that people
Let,
didn't know him, but him going to Dortmund was another level. He took
Yeah,
his game
it
to
opened
another
everybody's
Yeah.
level.
eyes. It opened everybody's
It,
eyes.
it
let me say
really
one
did,
thing though.
like
Let me say one thing with
worldwide.
Haaland though.
And compared to wait, but compared to
Go on,
Kane,
go on.
the thing with Kane is that Harry Kane is a top striker. I think he's
Yeah,
a world class striker.
Yeah,
I
What
do think
class?
so. He's
I think in
What
man.
moments
class?
he's
See,
not consistent
Abdul, wait,
enough.
man. You know, everyone got their opinion on this, but for me, what I see is that he performs whenever he's fit. He's playing for a team that is not as good. I'm not saying that they're bad, but I think there are levels to it. He's not playing for a City.
Yeah,
He's not
Sam, you
playing
missed
for
out on
Liverpool.
Sam. You missed out on the conversation because me and Chris, we made the point that, or I at least had the opinion that he wasn't world class because if you look at all, like for me, what a big game is a semi-final, a final, or a big like quarter final against a big team. Like when it really matters,
When it's a
people,
rivalry or something like that.
yeah,
Like a
a
European
big
rivalry.
rivalry. And for me, Kane, he like rarely turns up when it
Didn't he
really,
turn up
really
against your country?
my country.
Yeah.
By missing a penalty.
he scored a rebound.
You see Abdul talking.
not
He missed the
serious.
penalty.
He missed the
He still
penalty.
scored, man.
It
No,
doesn't
no, but
matter,
just
bro.
wait. The
It
thing
doesn't
is that
matter.
I
Bro,
don't think you can use that as a bar that like I
No,
do
no,
feel
come on.
no
oh,
wait because the thing is that with Kane he performs consistently. For me, I take sometimes consistently more than only in big games you show up.
Yeah,
Kane performs consistently,
Can
and with your whole argument of him not performing in semis, he did perform against Denmark. He missed the penalty, but the ball went
he
into
played
the back
well.
of the
can
net.
we
Played
all
well.
agree
He
though?
scored the goal, and he
Can we
knocked
all agree?
Denmark out of the
Can we
tournament.
all agree though?
It's Denmark.
No, no, he
When he has
knocked Denmark
created
out of the
around him.
tournament and took England to the final. If he didn't score
But
that
wait, hold
goal,
on,
Can we
hold
if
on,
he
be
Sam,
didn't
right?
score
Sam,
Let's
that
be
Sam.
goal,
honest here.
it
Let's
would
be
have
honest
gone
here,
Wait,
to
hold
guys.
on.
penalties.
Stop yourself.
Let's be honest here though.
Wait, hold on.
Can we be honest in saying one thing? When he has players around him that are not, I'm going to just say it as it is, greedy. Because I'm putting it like that, if you give Son the option to have a shot or to pass the ball, he's going to have a shot. Lamella's the exact same on the opposite side, or if you want to play Mora as well. Either of those two players, they're going to choose to shoot rather than pass the ball. If he has the sort of partnership that Halland has built with such a Sancho, where in first thing in Sancho's mind isn't to shoot, it's to pass the ball or create a chance. That's the first thing in his mind. Whereas with Haaland, if Haaland gets the ball, you might as well not even bother being there. He's going to shoot the ball. You might as well not even bother. And this is where I'm saying with Harry Kane, if he has players around him who aren't going to be selfish all the time, he can be selfish in certain moments, but not all the time, are going to give him the chances, then I think he's going to do something. That's why I'm saying if he goes to City, we can all sit here and say that, well, he's guaranteed trophies at City. We all know that. He'll win something if he goes to Man City. But he's going to have players who aren't going to be greedy with it. Because I look at players such as De Bruyne, for example. When De Bruyne picks up the ball, he's not always thinking, right, I'm going to shoot. He's always, first thing that he thinks in his mind is, can I play the pass? And if I can't play the pass, if there's an option to shoot, he's going to take that option.
No, but what are you saying though? Like, you're saying that if he goes to at Tottenham, people are greedy, or at Tottenham, people are like they give him the
I just
ball
think the
always?
players around him, if you give them the option to shoot as opposed to pass, they're going to shoot, regardless of.
But Tom,
At
the thing
Tottenham,
is, yeah.
yeah.
So wait. So Tom, you're telling me they are like they're not greedy all the way up until the semi or the final, and then they just all of a sudden become greedy, or what?
No. I'm just saying in general, because in general, if you give Son the option to shoot or pass to Harry Kane, he's gonna shoot.
I understand
Let's
that,
be
but
real.
Tom, that comes down, bro. That comes down to
No,
like.
I don't think so, though. I don't think so.
Sam. All right, forget this. Like, let's look before this Euros. All right, because I know you're talking about Denmark and how he scored.
Yeah, bro, and I know it hurts that England knocked Denmark out, and it was like the guy dived and all that.
Yeah,
But
he cheated. But I
right
don't
now,
want
this is real time. No,
But I don't
bro,
wanna
bro,
speak
bro,
about
this is
But
real
Sam,
time. This
can you
is
tell
real
me?
time. He
Yeah,
performed in the semis. You can't take that away.
No, he
Real
didn't.
time,
No,
he
he
did.
didn't.
But like, that's not the point. That's not my point,
How
Sam.
can
But
you
like, go ahead,
perform in
Abdul.
the
Then I want
semi
to bring
when
up
you
my
can't
point.
score in 90 minutes against a fast, like when you're far superior? How is
But
he
he scored.
performing?
But how does? But you can't twist. You can't keep switching the goalposts,
No,
bro.
but
You're
how
switching the
are you
goalposts.
saying he performed in a
He's
semi
really
final
switching it, man.
when he
He's
couldn't
really
score
switching.
in
Right,
90
Wait,
minutes?
okay,
right.
wait. Sam, let me hear my
Let's
argument.
get a hold of this.
Hear my
Let's get a hold
argument.
of
So
this.
this is my
Your
argument.
standards
Let's
are
get a
so
hold.
low,
Let's get a
bro.
hold.
Your standards
Let's
are
get a
so
How my
hold.
standard
low.
low, bro? You keep. First
But
of
wait,
all,
hold on,
This
guys. Hold on,
Timur,
hold
the
on.
thing you need to
no,
know,
wait.
that goal Kane scored,
Y'all are
it hurt.
killing me, man.
Let's get a
It
hold
hurt
of this, though.
Abdul.
Sam,
Like
fuck you, bro. Sam,
it
No, but
really
hold on,
hurt
hold
him.
on, hold on.
So
We've
that's
sat
that's
here,
why
right?
he's
Come on,
really hurt him.
guys.
Hold on, hold on, hold
yeah,
on.
he
Sam, here's
performed.
my
We've
stance.
sat
You
here
got
really
now
hurt him.
for an
104
hour.
minutes to score
It
against
really
them.
Wait,
hurt him.
one at a time. One at a time.
Wait, let
We've
Chris
sat
talk.
we've
He's
sat
the
here
Yeah,
an
here's
hour.
my
one.
argument.
Chris
Sam,
talk.
here's my
For
argument.
1
Because I don't
hour.
think you heard it.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, here's my argument because I don't think you heard it. My argument is, and it's also a question. Harry Kane hasn't won anything. Why has he not won anything? I'm not just looking at it isolated. He hasn't performed in a semi, in a final, blah blah blah. I'm asking the question, why hasn't he won? And I'm looking at when did these shortcomings come? So you
Last year.
generally come second and third a couple of times in semis and in finals. He'd been there, but what happened? He didn't play to his normal self. And the problem is now why, in my opinion, you can't bring a Benzema, a Suarez, a Lewandowski because they have already won. They already
What
have
clubs
their
do they
credits
play
in the
for?
bank.
What clubs do they play for?
You said?
What clubs do
Exactly.
they play for? They
Exactly.
play for
Good
Barca,
question.
Real Madrid, and
Suarez.
Bayern Munich. The
Suarez
three
had
best.
to
Okay,
leave
let me
Liverpool for a reason.
respond to that. Let me respond to that. Did Suarez not win a Capital One Cup at Liverpool when
The
we were
Capital
when
One
we were
Cup.
terrible? That's a trophy, bro.
Who did he
I
play in the
literally
finals?
brought
Who
up
did you play in
him
the finals?
losing in semifinals and finals in
Who'd
the
you play in the
Capital One
final?
Cup. I think we played Cardiff, but we
You
played
played
hard
Cardiff
teams in the
compared to
semis.
Kane playing Man
Bro,
City.
we played hard teams in the semis and
But
quarters, bro.
but I'm saying, but you're comparing a
Wait,
final
what's the
against Cardiff to
capital?
Kane
Wait,
playing
what's
Man
the
City.
capital one
That's
cup?
what you're saying. No, but my
You
thing
mean
is,
the
what is
Carabao Cup?
my thing is, what is a
It's
big
a
game?
Mickey Mouse Cup,
So
man.
Germany, so him scoring, so Germany wasn't a big game playing against Germany. That wasn't a big game.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was,
It
but that's not
wasn't.
my point.
No, I'm saying
No,
it
it
wasn't,
is,
bro.
but that's
It's
not my
shit
point.
you can't
Germany, bro.
say
It's a
you can't say it's
shit
not a big
Germany
game, bro.
side, bro. These
You can't
No,
fucking
but
say
you
it's
these
not a
can't.
big game.
Nah. Come on, dude.
Wait,
Right,
hold on.
guys.
Wait,
Goals are
Abdul,
goal.
hold on. That's not my point, though. My initial point was, what is stopping this dude from winning trophies? And
Bro,
I'm
he
looking
plays
at
at fucking
Benzema
Right.
Spurs. He
coming
plays
in.
at
We
fucking
get all the points.
Spurs.
No,
Right.
but
Exactly.
let
You
me
need
put
to
it
get
this way.
all the
No, you
points.
can't
No,
just
but
say
We
no, but
Spurs.
get all
You
the
need to
points
put it
about
in
Harry
Wait,
Kane.
perspective.
but
Chris,
you know it's not golf we're playing.
it's a team
There are
game.
11 players, man. It's a team sport. So
So
I don't know
every
why you
time,
put in all
Right.
this
Let,
on
so
Kane.
every time, so every time they bottle a semi or
Sam,
final, it's not on him.
Sam,
It's
Who
not
did
on
they
him.
play in
Abdul,
the
Sam,
semi or
Abdul.
final? I just want to know who did they
Sam,
play?
Let's all just agree.
Sam. So you're saying that, like, okay, I'll ask that afterwards, but like, you're saying that you have never seen a good enough Spurs team to win anything in these last 6 years.
No, but Chris, who did they play in the semi and final? I want to know the teams they played. And tell me the teams.
Man
Were they playing
City
better
for the
teams?
Carabao
Were they
Cup.
playing better teams?
Most of the
Not
time they
every
met
time.
Chelsea
Not every
and we
time. Not
destroyed
every
them, man.
time.
Most of the
Not every
time they met
time.
Chelsea and we destroyed them. Even for the league, come on, it was Hazard. But that league one, I do think he should have done more, but yeah,
You talking about the League
just
Cup?
no,
the
no, the
league.
league.
Oh, is it that
Oh, the
league
league.
game
Oh,
where there
yeah.
was like
2015
4-2?
Yeah, especially the one
Yeah,
against Chelsea. I know he scored a goal,
yeah.
but I do think that was the time he should have just
Bro, remember
showed
when
something
Harry Kane
special.
first burst on in the scene? For me, it was when
Against
that
Chelsea.
The
Chelsea
game against
team,
Chelsea.
A hat trick.
Yeah, the fight
that
team.
Chelsea team, yeah, that was a big game, and he announces himself to the world. Like,
Exactly.
come on, man. Like,
Mm.
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
say
get like
you can say he's underperformed in some big games, but you can't say he's not a big game player. It's not true. He
it's
showed up
not
in a lot of
true.
big
Hmm.
It's not
games.
true.
Like,
Yeah, it's just not
That's
true.
not even
Yeah,
my
yeah,
argument. That's not even my
Well,
argument. Whether I disagree or
anyway,
not.
guys. Anyway, let's agree to disagree. We've spoke about Harry Kane for over an hour.
no, but let me
For
say
yeah,
this.
yeah,
over an
yeah.
hour, we just spoke
Abdullah
about
asked
Harry
me a
Kane.
question about the whole Italy stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
as
I
as,
know
as
what
Tosin
guys
said,
say.
man, it really sweet my body when Italy won it.
oh my
It
fucking
really sweet my body, but yeah, man.
lucky man. Where's all this
Jorginho,
Jorginho for Ballon
Jorginho missing
d'Or?
the penalty did
Oh
hurt.
mate,
It added a little bit of salt for me, but
No,
yeah,
I like
I
that
would
one.
have I would have
are you
Salt
loved it if
too,
he
serious?
bro.
scored the winning penalty,
Jorginho,
but
nah, come on,
yeah,
Bro, that killed,
After
that
you
killed
missed
all the
that, he was
Jorginho
shit.
for Ballon d'Or, bro.
yeah, it did.
I'm happy it
Abdul
did.
it
I'm happy it
destroyed it.
did. I'm
It
happy it did,
destroyed it.
Yeah.
man.
Bro, like
So
Jorginho was
I
shitting
just know,
bricks
bro. I
when he
just
missed
know all
that.
those Chelsea fans. They had that tweet ready, like of Messi's body
we were
on the
ready,
Jorginho
man. We
face.
were ready. But yeah, Pedri taking the young player of the tournament, I think it was good too
Well
because
deserved. Well
the
deserved.
guy was amazing.
He's a special
Seriously,
talent, man.
yeah, he is. He is. He's something special. And Barcelona better sign a new deal for him because I heard
Can I just say one thing
he's
though?
leaving next year. No, his
Let,
deal is up
No,
next year.
no, it's not, bro. They have 2 additional
It's
years
a
to.
club.
Oh,
It's a club
extension.
option. Yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah,
okay.
they'll
can I just
easily.
say one
Yeah.
thing though? The best fullback in this tournament, hands down, was Luke Shaw. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
Oh, not over Spinazzola. Not over Spinazzola.
it's between him
Luke Shaw and Spinazzola, I think, were equal.
and
To be
Joachim
honest.
Mailer, bro, and Joachim Mailer.
Joachim Mailer, yeah.
Nah,
those
Yeah.
are the top
Miller was
three.
getting cooked. Nah, bro. I
And
can't.
another
After
big
that
shout
England
is
game, he was getting
actually
cooked, man. He was
another
getting
big
cooked.
shout for the tournament is this Danish guy Dober. I think he was amazing when he
Damsgaard
especially
was good too.
Damsgaard is
Damsgaard too
amazing.
was great. Like
Yeah, I'll be
they
back, guys. I'll
showed
be
up,
back.
they turned up, man. Especially when Paulsen was benched. I think he had an double yellow or something. So yeah, they stood up and benched him. So yeah,
Yeah.
and for
I mean,
Italy,
Sam,
well
if
deserved.
it wasn't for Sterling practicing for the Olympics, for the swimming, Olympics, then they might have been in the final.
What do you mean for diving?
Exactly, and even what did you think about the whole flashlight on the goalkeeper, the
I
lasers
mean,
and all that?
the thing that kills the argument is that he actually saved the penalty, So
True,
That
Yeah, he
pick's
still
safe
saved
though
it.
for
Yeah.
Jorginho.
yeah, he still saved it. So.
Yo,
Let's
that
be
was a
also
good.
the
let's
Yo,
be
honestly,
let's be honest.
Pickford surprised me in that final.
Damn,
man.
sick
Right,
people.
let's guys. I want to make one point though.
Okay.
When a nation, let's be honest, when you're on penalties, when your goalkeeper in a penalty shootout saves 2 penalties and you don't win, that's just not your. It's just not your day. Let's be real.
Yeah. Well, but
It's
it's
just
never
not
your
your
day.
day.
It's never your day. You always bottle it, bro.
Man.
No, but even
I have
Pickford,
faith.
Man,
Pickford, I think is
shout out Rashford, man. Thank God.
yeah,
he
and
missed that.
even let's be real, Pickford actually showed that at
I
this
mean,
level he can
yeah.
perform, which
Yeah,
is
let's be
good to
real.
know.
Let's be real. If Rashford hits the target, he's beat the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He's done the
Yeah.
hard bit. He just had to put it away. That was the only problem.
Yeah.
But no,
At least
I think it was
yeah.
disgraceful putting young kids on the penalties when you've got experienced players on. You know,
But
I-
to be fair, when I saw it, bro, yeah, and he put Rashford and Sancho on, it made sense because like they have
It
really
made
good
sense.
penalty record.
but the
It
timing,
made sense.
he needed
Oh no,
more
I
time on the field.
get it with Rashford. With Sancho, I didn't get that. But
I
like,
would
I
rather
would have
Sancho
still
than
brought them
Henderson.
on. I would have still brought them on like within the game though to change the game. That's what I would have done. Like,
Yeah,
I don't.
it felt if that's a good point because it felt like he kind of gave up and was like, okay, we're getting to
Yeah,
penalties.
we're going to penalties. Like,
Yeah, even before the game was over. And another
like
thing,
you're at
Mourinho
home.
said
You're at
something.
home. Like,
Mourinho said something about the whole experience talk is that when he lost to Bayern, he had his most experienced players actually miss. So in a way, you just have to pick who you feel can take a penalty. And maybe he felt Saka, Rashford, and Sancho were the best
I don't
penalty
get-
takers.
I don't
Sam, you know what he wanted? He wanted to give that. He wanted to give Saka that moment. When you win it for your country.
Yeah, but you also have to look at it. I do think
That wasn't-
Saka in the training and all that was taking good penalties, and sometimes your experienced players to miss.
Yeah, but when he
Harry,
gives
all
him
I'm
the
gonna
fifth, it's
say,
kind of when he gives him the
But
fifth.
guys, I heard the news. I'm not sure if it is true. The news is Jack Grealish said he told them what's
he
called
did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Southgate
It's
that
He
he
true.
said he
wants to
said
take
he,
a
wa- he said he
penalty.
wanted
But
to take. He
Southgate
said
said
he,
no.
yeah,
Southgate
he said
said
he
no.
wanted to take a penalty.
But South
Right, let me
now
put it.
everybody's
Let me put it
blaming
like
Saka
this.
now.
Abdullahi,
But
Abdullahi,
Grealish said he
Abdullahi,
wants to take a penalty, and Southgate instead said no.
Abdullahi,
You have to
Abdullahi.
blame the manager too. If you want to blame
No, but
Right.
Saka.
Saka didn't say no
Hold on,
though.
hold on. England got to 5 penalty kick takers. Now I've got a question for the whole panel, and you can all have a guess, right?
Mhm.
Who was going to be England's next penalty kick taker? Honestly, and I've got
Pickford.
it in writing, and I'll
Pickford.
even
I heard it's
I
Pickford.
heard it was
Pickford.
Pickford, man.
Pickford was going to be the one to
Pickford
take the
was
next
going to be the
penalty.
sixth.
Pickford was going to be number 6. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, dude's
I
a
don't-
One
sucker,
thing
man.
though,
Dude's
one
a
thing
sucker.
though, one thing.
Dude's a
Respect to
sucker,
Harry
man.
Maguire though.
Yeah,
literally.
that was the best penalty of the whole.
The
of
thing,
the
Tom,
whole
Tom,
tour.
if England won, I think Harry Maguire would have been like a good challenger for the player of the tournament.
Huh?
I think they only give it to Donnarumma because he won the penalty shootout. Let's be
No,
real.
I said if England won. I said if England
Donnarumma's
won.
been
Donnarumma's
Yeah,
been amazing,
Donnarumma's
though.
been excellent.
He's made the most
I'm not
saves in the
complaining that he's won
competition.
it. I'm not complaining that he's won it, but I think if Foot would have been on the other
Yeah,
card, I think it would have been
yeah.
hard not to give it to Sterling or
See,
Or
possibly-
Shaw even. You
or
could even
possibly
give it to
Shaw.
Shaw.
have you
You could
seen
give
the
it
num?
to
Have you
I
seen
think
the
I think
numbers?
it could have gone to Shaw, Harry Maguire.
Yeah, I think Shaw
Have
could
you
have
seen
easily
Have you
done
seen the
it.
numbers from the finals yesterday though? Like it's so it looked like anywhere that even if you didn't watch the game, it looked very one-sided. 64% to 36% possession. More than twice the number of completed passes for Italy versus we're looking at huge margins here. We're looking at
Emmy,
at the midfield.
it's even worse.
Look at the
700
midfield.
completed passes. I think 734 completed passes versus 319 completed passes for England. Like England was as if it was so bad. Verratti made more completed passes or touched the ball more than Declan Rice, Henderson, and Calvin Phillips all put together. Yes,
But that's
facts.
the level, though.
Facts.
Big Show, that's the level now. You have
Facts.
Jorginho, you have Verratti, and you
Like-
have
Like,
who was the other midfielder?
but it wasn't supposed to be like this. If you look at most of
Yeah,
the
you
players
got to get on the
Did you just
ball.
say
Like somebody, the
Verratti,
English
Declan, Coconut Rice?
You know the
Kevin
thing. You know the
Phillips?
thing I was saying
English players
also.
had to get on the ball. They didn't
No,
want to
but
get on the ball.
Tosin, the thing is that the formation that England played, if you do not have really technical players that are good on the ball, most of the time the possession will be like that.
We've never had a
This is
midfielder like that.
No,
We've
no
never
one-
had-
no
one
we've
expected
we've never
English
had a
midfield to
midfielder.
go 2-2, man.
No,
expected
No,
it.
but like
Exactly.
like you
Nobody
have
expected
to you have to
Nobody
want the
expected
ball.
the
You
Eng-
want
the-
to
the
you want
English
to got to
national
be
team.
aggressive
Right,
to win
hold
the
on.
ball.
Nah.
man. You got
Tosin,
to.
Tosin,
Hold
nah. Tosin, nah. Come on, man.
This is the thing I'll
the
say.
English-
Like,
the
Even
English
people
national
people say
team,
Declan
I don't
Rice
think
was.
the
I don't
midfield
know,
was
man.
personally. I thought he had a
Look,
good
man,
game.
I don't know, man.
the
Like
English
they were
not-
just doing cardio out there. That's all
Wait,
they were
another
doing.
thing also
Oh, this
that
guy,
needs to be
man.
They
talked
was out
about
there
is
doing
Harry Kane.
cardio.
Harry Kane in this final, I know he gave the goal for the first goal, but apart from that, the whole dropping in didn't really work out.
Because it was tight-footed by
You know
Because,
why?
but honestly
You know
though,
why?
because
You know why?
Southgate's an idiot. Southgate's an idiot. You got to start Saka from jump.
Yeah,
Saka's
so-
stretching the field. He's
So
stretching
let
the
me,
field.
let me not lie to you, right? I've come back and actually looked at this team. Exactly. Why is Jude Bellingham not starting in that midfield? Because he gives something different.
He's 17
to-
years old.
I don't care.
too young. Too
If he
young.
was in Germany,
Too
if he was in the Germany national team,
He
he
will
could
play.
have been starting.
Too young.
No,
He's
he
not
wouldn't.
too
He would
young.
not.
He
Jude
wouldn't
Bellingham
start
would not.
in
He would
Germany.
not
He
start
wouldn't.
for
He
Germany.
wouldn't.
He
No
wouldn't.
way.
No, but
He
there's
wouldn't.
no such thing as too young. If
But
you're
he's
good
too
enough,
young,
you should
man.
play.
Too young. Too young.
Like Musiala, look at Musiala, Jamal Musiala, very talented.
You
like
see
he's
what
not even
you
starting
see.
for
No,
Germany.
no. That's because
Like-
it was because of Jurgen Löw, right? He has loyalty with these older guys. You see what Hansel Flick is going to turn Musiala to.
Look,
By
Gravenberg
next World
with
Cup.
Netherlands wasn't starting. It's, unless you're like Pedri level, or
And
No,
yeah,
Foden.
that
It's not
level is
about,
high.
it's not
Let's
about
be real.
being Pedri.
Pedri's
Okay,
level
why
is
do you
high.
talk about Pedri? You talk about Pedri because he's been giving that exposure. He's been giving those opportunities to actually play and make those mistakes and actually learn
Nah,
from it.
No.
No, there's
Pedri
a
didn't
level
make
of
those
maturity.
Guys,
There's a
guys,
level of
guys, guys.
maturity.
No.
that
Big
Guys,
man.
let's
He
be
didn't
real.
make
Let's
those
be
mistakes
real
like
though.
that.
England have never had a player confident on the ball since Paul Scholes retired. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Since,
But
since,
NK,
he, since he
in
retired.
midfield, in the midfield.
NK, bro,
Yeah.
NK, speak to us, bro. You told us, bro. He told me and Abdullahi, yeah, last week or after the Denmark game, if a black player, because he works at Wembley, he told us if a black player misses a penalty,
Oh, I was out of there, man. I was
he
out of
was
there, man.
he would leave. He would leave.
I was out of
He's
there,
like-
man. I was out of there, man.
He's
When Saka took his one, I was already by the door. When Saka was about to take his one, I was already by the door. So I left, man. I had to
Oh
go.
shit! Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
bro, how was the atmosphere, bro? Like after.
I mean, bro, listen, like I can't even lie. I was out there so quickly that I didn't catch any slander. To be honest, I was out of there so
MK does
fast,
feel
man.
like remember African dialect and no by you. I
Yes, sir.
said, yep, run away. Don't
That's
stay
Oh,
with
man, I didn't have time to dissect everything, bro.
You
I
mean
was
that-
out of there, man.
I don't.
MK was like, let me go die. You
I
don't kill
don't.
me.
I don't
Make
blame
I
you,
run away.
man. I don't.
It's
blame
not
you. I
a
don't.
joke, man.
But
It's not a
you
joke, man.
know something real quick for everybody, right? I blame Southgate for yesterday. I didn't blame him when I was watching the game, but after thinking about all the assets England had that were on the bench, come on, you brought in Sancho and Rashford in the
118 minutes.
119 minutes.
But
And
Emmy, I have
guess
a
what?
question for you on this though.
Wait,
Do you
hold
also
on.
blame
Let me just blow this out, right? And guess what? Those two guys, you brought them in for penalties. They didn't even touch the ball. They didn't warm up with the ball. They didn't warm up with the ball. They didn't touch the ball until that penalty kick.
The first touch was the penalty.
And you tell me you're a good manager and you're supposed to.
Oh, don't do that.
I mean,
Emmy,
but come
man.
on,
Don't
but
do
come
that,
on.
man.
Like the
Don't
fact,
do that,
I don't
man.
think they should have just been on earlier for the game itself. Like
Yeah.
Exactly. Why did he
but
bring
the
in Henderson? Give me a reason why he brought in Henderson and took
No,
off Henderson.
I feel like that. I feel like that
Henderson was a
decision.
pussy. Henderson.
No, I feel like that decision.
No, did that
cost
no
England the game.
respect.
I feel like that
respect
decision
the
got
Champions
England.
League
No,
in
he was
our-
scared. He
Nah,
he asked to
Emmy,
be subbed. He definitely asked to be subbed.
That sub cost England the game, in my opinion. That substitution alone.
But if
Man,
you look at my
I'm sorry.
if you look at it, right, was Southgate really scared of a very, very, very aging kind of Italian defense?
Bro,
Because
their attack is trash.
He was never scared.
he's scared. He was scared. He played like
Bro,
a
he's
Come
playing.
on, come on.
I didn't want to say he played like a
If,
pussy
if,
ball.
no,
He was super
I'm not
scared.
having it. I'm not having
The
it.
the
I'm not-
approach the approach in
Saka
the
gets
second half
past
was
Chiellini,
embarrassing.
he's quick.
Southgate
No,
was
no,
so
no,
regressive.
no.
Do you know that
No,
England
no,
had
no.
0.6
No, come on,
0.6
come on, bro.
xG
Right. Let
in
me ask
the
you a
whole
question
game?
then. Bro, let me
Only
ask you a
one
question
shot
then.
on
Let me ask you-
target.
no,
Only
no.
one
Let me
shot
ask
on
you a
target.
question. Let me
Are
ask you a
you
question
joking?
then, Emmy.
I'm talking
Emmy,
fact numbers here. I'm going to look
Emmy,
at the numbers,
Emmy, let me ask
and
you a
I'm
question then.
shocked.
Right, Bukayo Saka. When Chiellini pulls Bukayo
Oh,
Saka
Tosi,
back
you're
like
laughing.
that, when Bukayo Saka gets pulled back by Chiellini, then you're telling me he's not away. He's not away from Chiellini there, then.
Oh man, you know what? The Italians, that's the reason why Italians have won 4 World Cups. You see that move?
Exactly.
I called it out here. I said there is no way Saka is going to pass Keleni in this game. No way.
Don't come by.
No
Don't do that.
way. Keleni
It's
will rather
it's a
get a
man's
red
game.
card.
It's a man's game. No, it's a man's game. That is a man's game move. It's a man's game.
That's the
a
professional
man's
foul
game.
for me.
GBH.
Yeah,
The
that's
only thing I was
It's
saying
a
foul.
professional foul, man.
That
was
Yeah,
a man's
it's
game.
professional
That's the
foul.
professional foul for me, though.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
guess
George-
what?
George-
Honestly,
Honestly,
Emmy, the only thing
I
I'll
think
say
a
is
lot of
that
players on the Italian team would have done that. Honestly,
George
Yes.
has been
Yes.
sent off for that tackle on Grealish.
Because they're more. No, why should he
Shocking.
be sent off? Why should he be sent off? No.
That tackle on Jack Grealish, that ends careers sometimes.
You mean Jorginho? No, that's a yellow card for me. I don't think it's a red card though.
He got
The
the
fo-
ball,
I
though.
think
he
and
got the
his-
ball.
His
Yellow. I
eyes
think
were
it's the second
wholly on the
yellow.
ball.
No, Jorginho was not even on yellow card. That was a yellow card. But for
I
me,
thought he should have been, and I thought if
nah,
he is
man.
yellow,
Yeah,
then
yellow
he
card
goes
would have
back.
destroyed that game. So I'm
Oh wait,
happy that
oh
he-
Jorginho, wait, that Jorginho studs into Grealish. That's
That's
a
what I
red.
mean.
No,
That's a red.
he got
That's
the
a
ball.
red.
He got the
That's
ball,
a red.
Tosin. No,
No, he got the
No,
ball.
you
He got
can't
the
come
ball.
in with your studs like that to try and get on the ball. Like, you
No,
want to stamp the
see,
ball? Like,
see.
dude, no,
He got the
that's
ball.
a
First
red.
of all,
He got
let
the
me
ball.
let me tell you
Em-
why I think they
Emmy,
didn't give a
you
red,
seen
right?
that? He stamped on his
Really?
The
knee.
follow
He
through,
stamped on
the
his knee.
follow through, the
Hold on.
follow through.
Grealish was
like,
already
stamps on him.
Grealish was already on the ball, and the ball had not gotten to him yet.
Mhm.
Jorginho touched the ball before Grealish in that
Before
move.
Grealish.
Yes or no?
That was what the referee said.
but
that.
Emmy-
And that is why he
Altenberg-
didn't get the red
Emmy,
card.
Altenberg
Emmy,
said
Emmy.
because they asked
No, but
He got the ball first.
They asked
If
Clattenburg that
Grealish had
was that
gotten
a
the
red card.
ball,
Clattenburg said if it was Grealish that touched the ball forward before Jorginho, that's a straight
yes,
red.
that's a red
That's a
card.
straight
Yes,
red
that's
card.
a red
But he
card.
said Jorginho touched the ball forward before Grealish.
Yes.
And his
What
follow
was
through was
Grealish
just
doing on the
a
ground?
mistake towards Grealish. That was he said that was
Wait,
the
so let me ask
correct
this question, right?
decision.
Let me,
Mhm.
Abdullahi and Emmy, because you obviously watched Chelsea. Remember that West Ham game? And was it Valbuena that got sent off
Mm-hmm.
for
That
the
was not
follow
even a
through?
red card. That was not a
For the
red
follow
card.
through. So
But is he
I've
on
seen,
Rudiger? Is he on Rudiger, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
not a red card.
so.
It was
I think
it
so.
was ridiculous.
No, it was
It was
Ben
ridiculous.
Chilwell. It
my
was Ben
answer.
Chilwell.
The follow through happens. I would
Yeah,
have
it
given
was
that a red.
You know my answer,
That was
NK.
bad. I've seen it
NK.
given.
Yeah,
I've seen it given.
let me just tell you this. Premier League or domestic league games are officiated differently from European games, right? If you watch a Champions League or even the Euros, their officiating is very different compared to domestic league. In the domestic league, the FAs have the ability to be flexible with some of those calls. So in Euros, it's standard. Like I didn't even listen to what Clattenburg said before just knowing that because Jorginho touched the ball first, there's no way the referee could have sent him off. Now, if Grealish was on the ground and got the ball before Jorginho, and Jorginho followed through that way, that's a red card. But guess what? Jorginho got the ball, his eyes were on the ball. What was Grealish doing on the ground before the ball got to him, though? That's the question everybody needs to ask. What was he doing on the ground? He had no business going on the ground or being
Bro,
on the ground.
Grealish loves falling to the ground like a slut, man.
That's his
He
game.
that's his game, bro.
Nah.
That nigga love going to the ground.
No, Enki Tosin is right. That is his strength.
That's his
If you look
game,
at
bro.
Grealish's
He
strength,
he
that's
loves
his game.
drawing fouls.
No,
bro.
Either he
Sam,
passes
he
you
could be
or he
right.
draws a foul.
Sam, he could be right, but you can't say that slot lost good to the ground, bro.
Yeah, because you know the funny part. You know the funny part because I listened to after the match. I listened to BBC stuff and everything. When Lampard and Rio was angry that Jorginho should have been away, and they kind of bring up another official apart from Clattenburg. The referee said the same thing Clattenburg said. He said if Grealish touched the ball first before Jorginho and Jorginho followed through, he said a decision is final. It's a straight red card. He said,
Yeah,
but
but Emmy, I
Jorginho
have a
touched the ball
question
first
for you on
before
this whole
Grealish.
thing because
So
I heard you saying when England were winning, you were saying, "Oh, that this is not Southgate's doing. This is Steve Holland.
Yeah.
That Steve Holland is the brains."
Yeah.
And yeah. So them losing, why are you now only focusing on
No,
Southgate?
it's both of them actually. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the whole crew because let me tell you something. So if you look at the backroom staff of Mancini, all those guys there are veterans of Italian winning team.
Vialli, former Chelsea player
Those,
Vialli.
not just we're not talking of
De
just
Rossi
regular
was there,
guys.
man. Was De
Those
Rossi
guys,
De
there?
Rossi,
Rossi
yeah,
was
De
there.
Rossi.
those
De
guys
Rossi
have
there,
yeah.
man.
There's the Rossi there. Those guys are veterans and have warrior scars on their body, man. They have been to all levels of tournament.
Yeah, they can win.
Yeah.
They win
No.
that.
Let's flip the signs. Let's flip it to the English bench. Who's there? You said Steve. What's his name? Steve Holland. What has he done? What has he won? I know he was.
He was the champ. He was one of the masterminds for the 2012.
I know.
Give him his flowers.
I'm talking of European. The European
Masterminds for 2012.
I'm
Hey,
talking
no.
of
Tosin, don't do that because that boss attack, it was needed. That boss attack, it was needed up to that game. I'm sorry.
But Sam,
up to that game.
just to answer your question, right? I also tagged Steve Holland, in the same category with Southgate. They made horrible decisions yesterday. Horrible decisions. Like you have the better talent. Come on. Let's analyze.
I don't
agree that.
Better bench.
Yes, they do.
They have way more match winners.
Let me analyze.
They have way more match winners,
because of what you said. Let me just real quick.
Let's analyze who started. Let's analyze the Italian team, the ones that finished the game.
No, let's analyze the midfield.
Yeah, exactly. Because the midfield,
it's the midfield that the battle was won at. Okay, I want you to tell me the players that England have that are better than Jorginho and Verratti.
No, none.
And Barella as well.
And Barella.
No, none of those. But I'm
exactly.
talking of the front. So England, there was no way England was going to beat that midfield three. I said it before the game. That midfield trio is the best in the competition, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Nobody could come close to those three. There was a reason why they controlled those games, and they continue to help their front. The front three of Italy apart from Chiesa, there was nobody there. Okay, maybe Insigne here.
He's weak,
But
man.
you see,
He's weak.
Berardi plays for where? Where does he play? He plays for Sao Solo. Who's the
Mm-hmm.
other guy? Immobile plays for Lazio. He's not so fantastic comparing to Kane. If you look
Yeah,
at
but
the English, if you look at the English front line, they had Sancho. They have
Rashford, Sterling.
They have Rashford. They have what's his name? They have Sterling. These are all English Premier League, winners or people that are highly rated in the game or in the Bundesliga either. So when you look
What
at
are you
it,
saying, though?
what I'm saying is that England should have gone through their strengths. Their strength, unfortunately,
Is what?
they didn't start their better team. The better team.
Wait, but what do you want them to do? Do you want them to play normal English football where Harry
Play
Maguire
4-3-3.
lobs it?
No,
but do you want them to lob
Emmy,
it to the front
Emmy,
line?
because the thing is, there's there's pros and cons to everything. So the con is if you play all those players you're telling me, there's space.
There's
There's
what?
space when you don't lose the ball.
But
Lose the ball.
But guess what? But guess what NK dons? If it went back and forth, England would have won. Because they had more athleticism, their players were fitter, and at least their players in front would be able to stretch the Italian backline.
I mean, who would have been your front?
The Italian backline, the total age of Chiellini and Bonucci, 70 years old.
No,
The
Emmy,
right back was lost all game. The left back of Italy yesterday is the 10th choice in Chelsea.
Emmy. Tell me your midfield and your front three.
There's a reason you guys bought this guy from Madrid. There's a reason. Because you guys be saying old, but when it comes to defenders, there's a reason Chelsea bought Thiago Silva. You need that experience. That experience doesn't. That experience.
You see what Saka was going to do to Chiellini, right?
No,
if
but
Saka had done that 2 times to Chiellini, he would have gotten a red card.
Well, the thing is that but wait. The thing is that you feel that would have happened for sure 2 times against Chiellini.
Oh yes.
Chiellini is not a bad defender.
No, he doesn't have speed. You see, the Italian defense did not have speed.
Emmy, but he knows how to position himself.
Emmy. Let me ask you a question.
There's no excuse, but Southgate should have played his faster players and more technical players up front. Like his front three should have been more dynamic.
Give me your midfield and front three that started. She said 4-3-3. So give me your midfield.
Okay, so
I would honestly, personally speaking, though, if I were Southgate, I would have kept that 3-4-2-1 shape from today. But what? The more I think about it, I would have probably had those three, right? Like Maguire, Stones, and Walker. I would have had the base of Bellingham in there, and if not Bellingham, I would have played Mount besides Rice. One of them, just put them deeper. Put Shaw, Trippier to stretch, Sterling, and maybe Saka, and then Kane. That's what I would have done.
You would have dropped Phillips.
Yeah, I would have dropped Phillips. Yeah, he's because
there's no need to have Phillips and Rice in the same team. It worked throughout the competition, and of course, England just kept keeping clean sheets and all, but they were not creating anything.
Phillips was just doing cardio. He wasn't doing anything.
Do you know? Let me bust your head. Do you know that Harry Kane had 0 shots?
I'm very
in the
aware,
game.
Man.
0.
But
the reason for that is that nobody was trying to look for him, man.
Emmy, let me ask you this question.
A defense that had 2 very old.
I don't like the way you say old. You make that defense look like they can't.
Because Lukaku wasn't doing much either. Lukaku wasn't doing anything either, man.
Lukaku was more lively though.
Guys, Emmy is right though. Emmy is 110% right. One thing I never understood about England is why Raheem Sterling did not run at those back line. Like it's Bonucci and Chiellini. I don't care how good they are defensively. If you catch them 1-on-1 in the ball behind, they just don't have the legs. They cannot catch up to him.
But they didn't have players to play that ball behind, man.
But that's my point. It's like the tactics was They had
No,
Harry
they didn't have.
Kane.
It's not even tactics. There's a hole in the squad. In my opinion, there's a hole in the squad where
Exactly. I know the thing. Enki, we
there's
talked
no
about
real
this.
players like that, man.
We talked
No, but
about
there
this
is. But there is.
before this
Give me
tournament.
a
Enki
guide,
and
Yasser. Give me a
Abdullah,
guide.
we talked about
Bro,
this that if
bro,
that England is being
fam.
overhyped, this English team is being overhyped.
Why?
Apart from the front threes,
Fam.
like the attackers, the midfield is not that good.
But
Wait,
Sam, I disagree with
let me
you.
ask you a
Well, I
question.
genuinely
Let me stop
disagree
you
with
right
you,
there,
Sam.
Sam. So, if a more experienced coach had this English team, let's just say Thomas Tuchel had this English team, would he have done better yesterday? Would he have played scared? Would he have told his players to go
What's your
back
definition
and
of dumb?
defend
What's
after
your
the first
definition of dumb better?
Hindsight, man. I can't say he could have done
What?
better
Fabio
because they
Capello
got
didn't
to
do
the
anything in
final.
England.
They got
No,
to
no,
the final.
guys,
bro.
No, I'm
Bro,
saying Thomas Tuchel. If
Emmy,
Thomas
Emmy.
Tuchel was the coach of England yesterday, would Mancini beat him though?
There's no
Well,
confidence
Maybe
in
I
England.
can't say
I
yes or
think-
no.
Yeah,
I can't
I
say yes
still
or
think
no.
he does.
There's
It's
no
possible.
confidence.
No,
It's
he
possible.
won't have beaten
No,
him.
Emmy,
He's
No,
almost
you don't know that,
especially
man.
after he
You don't know
scored in the second minute. There's
You
no
don't-
way.
There's
You
no
don't know
Conte.
that,
won't
man.
There's no
retreat.
Conte in England.
You don't know that, man.
Emmy,
You don't know that, man.
let me say this, guys. Let me just say this, guys. I hope that everyone's doing well.
I'm cool.
Let me just say that the Euros.
I'm fantastically well because it's not coming up. So continue.
Okay, the Euros has been fantastic. To be honest, it's one of the best Euros I've watched in my lifetime. To be honest, this has been a fantastic tournament. We could be critical of England. We can be critical of the game, but to be honest, I feel like England should be very proud of themselves.
Exactly.
No one really expected them to go this far. They actually made history.
Facts.
This team has not conceded. They conceded 2 goals in the whole entire tournament,
Two
and that
set
was
pieces. Set pieces.
Exactly. None from open play.
none from open play. It's Southgate. You can blame him all you want, but he got to a final.
He did
Guys,
a good job.
this guy is arguably one of the best England managers in England history.
Huh?
Better
than Sir Bobby Robson?
I said one of. I didn't say he is. I said one of.
I was about to do
I'm saying he's one of. He's in one of because he made history, guys. This is a very young team, and it took the Italians penalties to beat the team. That's just the reality of it. The only thing I'll agree with Emmy with is that I felt Southgate. I'm giving him so much credit. Fantastic job. I'm arguably one of the best managers in the whole tournament, and that's saying a lot. And you had Deschamps, you had Dos Santos that bricked it, guys. They had De Boer that bricked it. Southgate went to a final, guys, and he got his tactics absolutely right in every single game. In this game, and if we break it down to it, this guy had the better of Roberto Mancini in the first half.
In the first 15 minutes.
Yes.
15 minutes.
Roberto Mancini didn't know how to
on the
cope.
ropes. Yeah, they were on the ropes. Yeah.
He didn't know how to cope with the setup that Southgate did because it was very genius. Southgate played with a back 3, and there was times where Kyle Walker was bombing forward. The Trippier was bombing forward.
Yep.
Chiellini, the backline didn't know what to do.
Sometimes it was 4 versus 5.
4 versus 5.
It was 4 versus 5. So five English attackers to 4 Italian defenders.
Exactly.
And they didn't know what to do.
But what happened is, exactly. Chimera is 100% right. Roberto Mancini, fantastic manager because he figured out what was wrong with his team and he adjusted it.
Immediately after the 50th minute, he switched formation immediately. He switched it up.
He did.
Okay. My question to you, Yasser, is this, right? When Mancini switched the system or switched his formation and kind of tweaked it, why didn't Southgate react? Why?
But I agree with you. He didn't. I think that's in my opinion, that was the biggest mistake that Southgate has done the whole tournament. The whole entire tournament.
Let me also drop this real quick. That is the same problem we had with Frank Lampard in Chelsea. When other managers tweak the system, he starts well. Like I think that's something with most English young managers, right? They actually have good setups at the beginning, but when the opposition manager changes things around and causes them a different kind of problem, They fail to react in game at the time to find the right solution to help.
I mean, how many
team.
chances did Italy create?
How many chances did who?
Did Italy create?
They had like three big chances.
They had
Three
three
big
big chances. They had 20. I think they have about 12. I mean, 12 or 14 shots.
Yeah,
the XG was like 1.88.
No,
so,
the XG was 2.20
oh,
to
2.0. Oh, yeah, 2.0.
No, 2.20 to 0.6.
That's crazy.
So, Emmy,
the numbers are pathetic. Sam, if you look at the numbers, you'll be like, wow.
Emmy, I don't disagree with you, brother. I really don't disagree with you. But for me, I have a hard time being overcritical about this England team that none of us expected to win it. None of us expected to go to the final.
They had the easy bracket last year. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Let me cut you off because I remember. Sorry, I said before I go. I remember this guy before the Germany game was talking the wildest before that game, saying England were going to get smoked and all this stuff.
Germany would have won if Muller wasn't a brick. If Muller scores that 1v1,
it's a boss, man. It's
a game. That's a game. It's a game, and that's how it start getting tight. Like
shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. Shoulda, coulda.
No, but Enki, let's be real. Their path to the final was not that hard.
It was no.
Everyone, people could say. But let's be a bit, guys. I get that point.
Let's be real, man.
The path is not right, but at the same time, everyone expected them. Everyone expected them to lose to Germany.
Not everyone, man. Don't say everyone expected.
No. Okay, so Sam, the majority.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Okay, Sam.
The majority.
Sam. Let me ask you a simple
question.
Man,
it was a Wembley tax.
No, guys.
And also Germany are not that great.
Sam. Okay, forget about the road. Forget about the road to the final. Did you expect, Sam? I'm asking you this question to you. Did you expect England to win this final?
No,
I did actually.
Okay,
for real?
I did.
For real, Sam?
I did.
Why? Let me ask you.
Because of the run to the final.
No, but like, Abdullahi knows. Like before the tournament, I picked Italy to like win this tournament.
Abdullahi, I said that.
Even Abdullahi can check. If you check
but
out
I did it. But though, in the moment when the final happened, when you see Shaw score 2 minutes in, honestly, I thought, yeah, man, England they're gonna cruise to like some 3-0, like dead ass.
You always remove the factor of the experienced coach in Mancini, though. You know he has won so much. He won the league with Man City. He won so many laurels with Man City, though. There's no way he'll just lie down and let Southgate run over him, even if it's Wembley, even if it's
but legit, I did feel that England would win it because.
But the thing is that they just had more weapons, right? England have way more attacking weapons.
I thought that they were scared to use the weapons, right? The weapons
they were scared.
Also, guys.
Let's move it. Let's move it.
Okay. The only thing I'm going to say is, I was really angry about the penalty shootout because. I genuinely was because for me, this is just me. This is my personal opinion. Okay. I want my captains and my leaders to take penalties. It's not. I don't care. I don't care if you say I don't want to take it. No, that's why you're a leader. You have to take it upon yourself. And then I felt where was Henderson? Where was Henderson?
It was taken off.
He ducked, man.
And that's when Henderson. That's when the leadership happens.
Henderson was taken off, man.
But Henderson wanted to be taken off, not to take one, bro.
Yes.
What do you mean he? No. What do you mean he didn't? No. So you're telling me, right? How can you tell that he wanted to be taken off? How can you tell me that,
bro? Because it's literally 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes to the end. He can't stay 2 minutes to the end.
How can you tell me? No.
He can't stay 2 minutes to the end.
Anchor does.
Wait. Do you know Jorginho played with a knee injury after the 16th minute? Like Sterling smashed into his knee, and he stayed on for 120 minutes.
As a Henderson, you're a captain, man. You're one of the.
I
You
wanted him
can't
to
tell
do a
the coach.
Kepa
You can't tell
for
the
2 more
coach.
minutes.
You can't tell the
No,
coach.
you
What
guys
he's
wanted
doing
him to
wrong.
do a Kepa, right?
You can't tell the coach.
Guys,
what he's doing
let's
wrong.
move. Let's move. Let's move.
Like, what
I
exactly? I'm confused.
I think he signaled. I think he signaled to be
Really?
replaced.
Oh,
I am
come on,
I
telling
really
you,
do.
bro.
I
I am
really
telling
do.
this
I
Come
like
on,
really do.
man.
Henderson.
I really
Nah,
do.
Henderson did not want to take a
come on,
penalty.
bro.
He did
And
not
then,
want to take a
Come
penalty.
and
on,
then,
bro. Nah,
No, come on, bro.
but
Come
what
on. No, that's
basis are
not
you
why.
telling me this off? No, but what basis? I want to understand. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I want to understand where you're getting
okay,
this from.
He took the
The
penalty.
reason
He
why
took
I'm
the penalty
getting
in the
the
last
no,
shootout they
and,
had.
no, and Kedons, let me just ask a simple
Yeah.
question.
Mhm.
Why? Okay, why didn't Harry Kane come off then? He was not having
What
a
do you
good
mean?
game. Why did he not come off?
Yeah,
What
yes,
do you
yes,
mean?
yes,
What do you
yes,
mean? He's a
yes.
striker.
Wait.
He's a
MK
striker.
Dons, MK
You know
Dons.
what?
Wait. Guys, wait.
He's a striker.
This is what Grealish said after the penalty shootout, because I remember, was it Sam I was telling about when I was saying Southgate pointed to Grealish, pointed to Sancho, pointed to Rashford, pointed to John Stone. I remember, I was like, how many people is taking penalty? Because I'm saying they pointed to talking to them, asking them, and they said yes. They were like this. I was like, okay,
And then
if they
Luke
want to
Shaw
take a
said no.
penalty,
You can see Luke Shaw was
no,
like, I'm hurt.
Rashford,
I
no.
can't.
Grealish said yes because he wanted to
Yeah.
take a penalty. Well, Southgate said no. For Southgate to say no, there must be a problem because
That's what those.
as a
That's what
No,
those
manager,
guys
you gotta
all
trust
say,
a
man.
player.
no.
You need
Hindsight is
penalty.
2020,
Bro, with
man.
this
That's what
whole
all
Hindsight is
those.
penalty
bro.
stuff,
That's what all those guys
Y'all
say.
remember
They want
that
to take
clip?
a
I'm not.
penalty. They all say
You
that.
needed some leadership in that bitch. Like
Yeah,
there's
you
a
did.
clip in Euro 2016, right? Of like, I'm not his biggest fan. You know how y'all know I don't fuck with Cristiano like that.
You ain't
But
gotta
there's
say that. Just say
Moutinho.
this shit is cool.
Moutinho is shying away from taking a penalty. Cristiano says, "Bro, no, come here, João. Like you shoot them well. If you miss, it's not the end of the world. It's in God's hands. It's in God's hands.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, but
literally all he
then
said.
for a
And he takes it and he
19-year-old,
scores.
for
No,
a
Like
but here's
19-year-old
my
to
thing.
take it,
Sorry.
guys,
Okay. Yes.
the
Explain to me.
decisive penalty.
I'm talking about Luke Shaw. I'm talking about Luke Shaw. Even Calvin
John
Phillips.
Stones,
Like,
Phillips.
dude, you
I
gotta
don't care.
take it.
No, let
Like,
me
But
ask you a question. Let
Luke
me
Shaw's
ask you
not
an
a
honest
striker,
question.
though.
Like, here's my
Yeah.
thing, dude. Like, here's my thing because I understand what you're saying and I get it, but I'm thinking more so of the lines of, don't you think the players that were there thought they were gonna score? Because you're saying it now, Saka missed. I get it,
it's
but if he
hindsight,
scored,
man.
it's
Yeah, it's
hindsight.
hindsight.
Yeah, I'm saying it's
Exactly.
hindsight. It's
Like, let's
2020.
be real.
Come
no,
on,
no, no,
Penalties
no.
is
come
not
on,
When
man.
about
Saka
age.
when
No,
Saka was
penalties
stepping
is
up,
not about age.
everybody knew
But
Saka was missing.
no, no,
I
no.
No,
feel
no.
like
It
Anchor
everybody
wasn't
knew
don't,
that. It
Saka
anchor
was
wasn't
don't,
missing.
that.
Circumstances
anchor
change,
don't.
but yeah. Sorry, yeah. Go on, man.
Because the thing is, I talked to Arsenal fans, and they told us that they didn't want, even before the penalty shootout, they didn't want Saka to take one because he has never taken one in his career,
I get it,
professional
man.
career.
I get it, man.
He
You gotta
I get
start
never
it.
took
somewhere,
him.
bro. You gotta start
Yeah,
somewhere.
you
So
have to start somewhere, man.
Saka
You do.
had never taken a
No, I
penalty
get it. It's a
in
no,
his
no. You look
entire career.
hindsight, man. If he
No,
took
but
it and
he.
It's
scored,
not
we wouldn't be
hindsight. It's
talking.
not no
No, Tosin,
hindsight shit, man.
If he took it and scored, what are we saying?
When I
No, but
saw Saka, when I seen two brothers had just gone back to back missing, and I seen Saka as the third dude off the
No,
plate,
You
I'm
I
see,
like,
agree
yeah,
with
that's
you.
no,
all
no.
right,
But you see,
man.
no, no.
It's
But
I
like,
agree with you on
Tosin,
this.
you're
there's
saying he
there's
on,
scored
man.
two
suspicious
guys
now.
go back to back. But if
Saka's taken a penalty in his life before,
Rashford's
boy.
one that hit the post and went in,
Like, come on.
what are we saying?
And
Like, I mean, I
you
get
know
it.
what's
I get
interesting,
it.
right?
I get it.
Kane, I don't know if I seen Kane in a penalty. I guess Colombia didn't Kane take the fifth penalty?
Yeah, he did. He did take the
Yeah,
fifth. Yeah.
why did he go first?
Who
I
is
don't
I
understand
am
that.
To secure, no.
doing
That was
that?
to settle the nerves
Who is
because if
that?
someone
Yeah, to
then
settle nerves.
if
Yeah.
someone then missed, if someone missed the first one, the penalty shot is basically done from that
Yeah,
point.
You
but
know
then
the
the
thing,
juniors
That was
went
to
it's so
settle
straight
the
for a
nerves.
easy.
reason.
It's so easy right now to stand here and start talking about all the things
Exactly.
that could have
Exactly.
happened
Exactly.
Mhm.
when it already happened.
No.
Like
The
literally,
soccer
man.
thing is something that there's
No,
no
but
2020
no, but I'm
hindsight with
sure
the
Saka's
soccer
taken a
thing.
Guys,
penalty at some point.
There's
He
no.
you know the funny part.
knows how to take
I know
penalties.
the funny part. I knew it even right before the penalty that if any black player take a penalty, there's gonna be a problem.
No,
I
but
knew it from day one.
Nah,
I
no, but
already
let's
know.
no, but let's be fair to
But
No,
you,
Rashford
then
though.
in
His
a way,
penalties.
let's look
no,
at it though. If
yeah, they
you're
have to
in the
score,
camp
man. They have to
from the
score.
beginning of the camp, how long have they been
Right.
there? They've been taking penalties regularly. I know you can't
Yeah.
recreate that whole thing, but if
Mhm.
Saka is the best penalty taker in the camp,
Then he
at
should
the
take
end
it.
you try your best. It
But
works
that's
out
a lie.
sometimes and
That's
it
got to be
doesn't.
a lie.
And if you
That's
miss,
got to
you
be a
But
miss.
flat
but
out
Sam,
lie
Sam,
that Saka is one of the best penalty. That's got to be a
no,
lie.
Sam,
That
but
no,
guys,
There's no
listen,
way.
listen,
hold
listen.
up.
I
Yeah,
think that
Sam,
is the main reason why he chose him.
Sam.
Because if Saka has been missing penalties in the camp, he would never choose him,
But
especially
but but
because
but
of
But
his
but Sam,
record.
but
but
The
Sam,
fact
Sam,
that he
No, we're
hasn't
not
Grealish,
sure.
featured
but
on
We're
the
not
Sam,
sure
squad.
Grealish,
about that,
Grealish
bro.
said he
No,
wants to
but
take a
no,
penalty.
look at this.
Why did
Look at this.
Southgate said no? Why did
No,
No,
look,
Southgate
Grealish,
say
Rai,
no?
look
nah,
at
Grealish
this.
was. He always
This
say
guy
that
has
he
never
would take
taken a
penalties.
penalty in his life, and then in the camp he's missing penalties, and then you're telling me a coach with his right senses would put him to take penalties.
But Sam,
Why would a
here's the
coach in his
thing.
right senses put him fifth anyway? Like, come
But
on,
but
bro.
Sam, but
Like,
and
No,
here's
no,
the thing,
no.
come
He's
on,
been
dude.
taking them in the camp, and he's been actually
but no
been one
no.
of the
But
best for
Sam,
sure.
here's the thing though.
You don't know. We don't know that.
It's
We
not
need a
about
report. We need
Okay, I
research.
don't know
We
that.
need
Let
in
me
my
research.
just
general
be
We need
clear.
opinion.
That's what I think. That's what I
But
think.
Sam,
There
in
you
my
go.
general opinion, guys, in my general opinion, and we've been watching football for a long time, is never about who can have the best technique, who can hit it cleanly. It's all about when there's about 60,000 fans on the stadium, and the pressure is so high. Who can cope with the pressure? That's legit what penalties are. We've seen Leo Messi miss penalties in the Copa America final. We've seen it happen. And it is not about who has the best technique or who could hit the top. It's about who could cope with the pressure.
No, but you know you're
And
contradicting yourself there because Messi can kind of cope with the pressure when it comes to.
Yeah, so sometimes you just miss, man.
but what
Sometimes
I'm
you
Wait,
just
saying
let
is,
miss.
me
Like,
let me give you an analogy. The Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Ronaldo missed, Kaká missed,
yes,
and
yeah,
Ramos
yes,
missed.
those are
yes,
three legends.
Those
yes.
are three
So,
legends,
so
experienced
for
players
me,
who have done that multiple times.
no,
So at
Sam,
the end,
Sam.
it's hindsight.
Yeah, sometimes you just
But then
miss.
Exactly.
Sam,
Penalty is so
but
hard.
those
Ramos,
guys.
Ronaldo, and Kaká miss
I
against
mean,
But
sometimes
when
you
Destiny
just
fans.
but
sometimes
the
you
guys
just
look
miss,
look
bro.
when Ramos and Kaká and Messi, those guys miss. It's different than being a 19-year-old. Those guys have been in penalty shootouts. Those guys have won things in their career. This guy's a 19-year-old kid, bro. This is come on, and that's all I'm saying. That's legit all I'm saying.
No, but
Like Messi has won multiple La Ligas, won multiple Champions League, have been in multiple penalty shootouts. If they miss penalties, they can recover from it. For a 19-year-old kid to take a
Come on, you
penalty
can't
for
say Saka
England,
won't recover from this, though.
but
Come
you
on.
don't know,
He
Sam.
might
You do
not.
not
He
know.
might not.
You wait
Ah,
2
see,
days.
realistic.
and tomorrow it might rain or not. Like at the end, man, it doesn't
Come on,
really.
Sam. Oh,
It's
come on,
football.
Sam.
See, the best
Let's
players
move.
cope with different
Guys, let's
situations.
move.
That's
Let's move.
part of
But
being
not at
footballer.
that age, though. I think they
Okay,
set
then
him up
maybe
to
people should
fail.
start playing football at the age of 20 then.
Yeah,
No,
like
no, no,
sometimes you
no, no.
just
Come
22.
on,
miss. You
Sam.
just
Come
miss
Come
on.
on, man.
penalties.
No.
Let's move.
Saka
Let's move. Let's
volunteered.
move.
Saka
Let's move.
volunteered. At the end of the day,
Since Chimere want to talk about it, I think I have to speak about it.
this one's for Chris.
Lionel Messi.
What about the GOAT?
There has been the conversation a lot about, I think since last week, about him being the goat, not being the goat, I being the goat, not being the goat,
Good.
and everything.
Ah,
And my
yeah.
analogy,
Ah,
hold on. My analogy is, you cannot be a goat without giving me a World Cup first. Yes, I know you won the Copa America.
If you
Ronaldo
play
as
for
an hero.
Argentina, if you play for
Ronaldo,
Argentina,
as an hero.
Nah.
You cannot be the goat without giving me a World Cup. We all call Pele, Maradona, Zinedine Zidane.
Pele
Those
is not my
as
all-time world class.
do
Don't call
easy,
Pele
easy,
for
easy.
me.
Zidane won a World Cup. He also won a UCL from Real Madrid. So there, if you want to have a debate, if you want to call all-time goat, you gotta put Zinedine Zidane there because he has it. So Lionel Messi hasn't even won. He only won a Copa. Yes, I understand what he has done for club level in terms of club, but for World Cup, we need to have a serious conversation about it. Serious one, because
But Abdullah, what about final? Reaching the final. He reached the World Cup
Yeah,
final.
he reached a
that's
World Cup
my
final, yeah.
biggest issue. This is my
Mhm.
biggest issue with like Messi naysayers. Cool, he hasn't won the World Cup. We all get that, but the optics are there that he has won multiple player of the tournaments, not only in the Copa when he didn't win, but also in the World Cup. Like he has
amazing.
done things. It's not like it's nothing. It's not like it's nothing.
But that's
There's no
expected
case at all.
for a player of his level. That's expected. He's the best player in
To
the
reach a
world.
World Cup.
No, I'm saying for Argentina, if you're the best, if you say Messi's the GOAT, to reach a
Uh
World Cup
huh.
final with Argentina for a player of his level, that's expected. He's
Yeah,
remember
it
he's
is
playing for
Yeah,
expected.
Argentina.
I get that. I get that.
He's playing for
But
Argentina.
the thing though, you also have to look at it that in a final, I think sometimes when you reach the final, in a way, it should give you a little bit of a leeway because finals are so delicate and let's be real, sometimes it's more about luck even. The
Yeah,
lucky
that's
team
true.
sometimes
Like
wins the final more
yeah, like
than
I'm
who plays well or who tried his best or all that.
yeah, like I'm not blaming him. I'm saying like, oh, it's his fault they lost. I'm not saying, oh, it's not a achievement. I'm saying it's for you to be. You're an all-time great player. You're undisputed. Like, there's no way Messi's not one of the top 3 players of all time on anybody's list. If you're a top 3 player all time and you play for Argentina, remember he's playing for Argentina. He's not playing for Portugal or Croatia, and then he's playing for Argentina. That has a history of producing great talent and teams good enough to win competitions. He should be winning a World Cup if you're the all-time GOAT. Every other great time, every other player that was on his level that played for great footballing nations all won a World Cup. All of them.
But Chimera, another question though, like when it comes to if we just push the World Cup aside, club football, is there a greater player than Messi in club
A
football?
greater player. You can
Yeah.
make the
No,
argument. You can make the
Ronaldo,
argument for Cristiano,
Who?
but I think Messi's
Cristiano.
greater.
Cristiano.
No,
Well,
I make an
here's the thing.
argument in club level.
Here's my thing.
Take out
Not,
international on club
yeah,
level. Ronaldo
you can
has
make an argument.
he has
Yeah, you can make
four
an
UCL
argument.
and 5 UCL. Lionel Messi has 4. So
And Cristiano
No, we
had a
get
two.
that he has more. We get that he has more. But here's the thing, though. Especially like even when you want to count Ronaldo's international trophies and stuff, just because the metric for Messi is win one World Cup and you're undisputed, doesn't mean it's the same metric for Ronaldo because his natural performance and talent is way below Messi's. That's the normal standpoint, I think, with
No,
Messi
because
fans.
I believe
I think
Messi. For
we
me,
talk
I
about
believe
Messi
Messi is
fans.
a better player than
I
Ronaldo.
think you have to also put into consideration Portugal has never won the World Cup though.
Exactly.
Compared to Argentina. Argentina has won the World Cup, and the guy that Messi is chasing to be the GOAT actually took a farmers and plumbers and dog carriers Argentine team in '86 and took them to win the World Cup, carried them single-handedly by himself, won the games for them that won them the World Cup. So if Messi wants to be the GOAT, he has to beat Maradona. Period. And I
Where's
don't see that
Maradona
happening.
Where's Maradona's European Cup? Where's his Champions League?
No, back
It's not,
then,
you see, those days they didn't so the Champions League.
Champions League was only for like the teams
Yeah,
who
it was a
won their
different.
league.
It was
Yeah.
only for those that won it was only for those that won their leagues in Europe. In the
I
domestic.
believe
There was no
Maradona won.
top 4. Hold on. See, I just want to see because I watched those times. I was watching football then. There was no top 4 in the league, right? There was no top 4 qualifiers for Champions League. If you won your league, you play Champions League. That's it. There was no second place, third place, fourth place team. I think people need to just get aware of that. At that time, in the 80s and the 90s, the elite competition was the World Cup or the Euros or the AFCON or the Copa America. If you say you're the best player, you have to show it at the World Cup.
But why didn't Barcelona win the league then, for example?
Win the league how?
Why
When
couldn't he
Maradona was there.
carry them? Yeah, when he was there.
And why couldn't he win the Champions League when he won the league with Napoli? But like just the
He
Barcelona.
won the league. Do you know in the history of Italian football, nobody, no southern Italian team had won the Scudetto until Maradona did it in 1987, right?
Yeah.
87, he took Napoli. No team below the Sicilian line had ever won the Scudetto. Period. Scudetto belonged to Juventus, Milan, the 2 Milan teams. No team in the southern part of Italy had ever won.
He also won. He won a European trophy. He won a UEFA Cup.
Yes, he won the Cup Winners' Cup. Yeah, he won the UEFA Cup and Cup Winners' Cup.
I mean, another question though: do you think he overachieved for in club football? Maradona?
Yes, for Napoli, heck yeah. Napoli
not
was
Napoli. I mean his whole club football career.
Napoli, let me give you a very good instance.
Napoli were the peak years. They were the peak
Napoli was like West Ham. You know how West Ham is right now? That's what Napoli was in Serie A back in the days. This is very personal to me because I watch it. Those days, Napoli was not a team. Nobody knew them. Nobody knew who Napoli was. Maradona moved to Naples from Barcelona, though controversial, and took this so-called team that nobody heard about. I watched him live. I watched the 1986 World Cup, whoever that is. I watched the 1986 World Cup. Yes.
Yeah. But Maradona, when he was in Madrid, like don't forget, Maradona's the Madrid, right? The Bernabeu. They don't clap players.
Yes, he was the first player. He was the first player
to ever get clapped.
That the stadium in Madrid stood up and gave a rousing ovation for.
Yeah.
The second player, I believe, is Ronaldinho.
I think, and then Iniesta.
I think Iniesta just did it recently. So, Maradona. If you watch Maradona, you would know, dude. This guy was butchered. Like he will finish a game, he will show his socks is full of blood, like his boots were full of blood. Like
Yeah.
they were pretty much kicking this guy like it was rugby. It's no joke. Messi wouldn't have survived then because he would have left the game after probably one season. I'm not making mouth. Messi is a talented player, but he's nowhere close to what Maradona saw, endured, and actually delivered for Argentina or even for football. Maradona was, when I was growing up, everybody wanted to be like Maradona. Like you needed to wear a number 10 shirt. Period.
Even Messi wanted to be Maradona.
Yeah, Maradona. Yeah, people say
I think
I
Messi
watch
had a
I
different
watch
moment.
Maradona in 1990. Maradona took the whole Italian because they were playing the semi-final against Italy
Oh
in
yeah,
Naples, right? In
and he
Sao
scores the
Paulo
penalty.
in the semi-final. He told the whole stadium in Naples and said, "Who has brought you more joy, me or Italians? Nobody. The Italians don't care about you guys in Napoli or Neapolitans. We're not gonna act like had it soft." Messi had it soft because Messi could not have survived in those days. Most people that played
Nah,
football in
nah,
those
chill,
days.
chill, chill, chill.
Oh
Messi would
no,
have been fine.
seriously. Oh no,
He would have
no.
been
Those
fine.
things, those days were
Bro,
brutal.
have you seen, bro? Go watch tape of Messi versus Mourinho's Madrid. They be trying to kill him, bro.
Oh, that was
They be
Bro,
just
they
trying
were
to
one
trying
game.
to
kill
That
him.
was
kill
just
him,
one
didn't they?
game.
They be
But
trying
I'm
to
talking,
kill him,
see,
bro.
bro,
I've
I'm talking
seen
about
Messi. Messi's strength is crazy. I've seen Messi's ankle go 180 degrees, and he's still playing. I've seen defenders bounce off of Messi. The strength
oh,
is
just
crazy.
like just like
He has
Maradona.
strength. He has
Just
strength.
like
Exactly.
yeah,
Like they both got that strength,
just
bro.
like
That
Maradona.
sneaky strength.
Maradona
Like
took the
No, but
entire English
Emmy,
team. He took
but
the
Emmy though,
entire
what
English team
what
for a
you're
run
holding
in the
against,
semi-final of the World Cup. Well, go ahead.
but Emmy, what you're holding against Messi, you could hold against everyone within this generation because they don't have to play against such rough defenders because defenders are a lot more crafty in the way that they have to
Correct.
defend.
Correct.
So in
Correct.
essence, that's a nostalgic point that because Maradona was playing in such a rough era, you can't hold that against players of today.
No, but that's why people don't compare players from different generations, right? Because when you compare players, because the rules were different back in the days compared to now, a lot of things have changed. The rules were different. The offside rule was different. Players could pass back to a goalkeeper. Then, even the red card, what you get for a red card now, is not even a yellow card back in the day. So the rules are different. I try not to do this comparison between Messi and Maradona, or Messi and former players because of older generations, because the rules are totally different. And people keep saying, "Oh, did Maradona really?" See, Maradona had to start taking drugs because of the hits he was taking on the field. That was what pushed him to drugs because he needed to stop feeling. My guy, you go to the field every day, and all people want to do is kick you, kick you, kick you, kick you, kick you, kick you non-stop. And guess
no,
what?
but
The
like
guy, the
there's
guy would
also
not the guy
you
would
know,
not stop playing because he loved the game. He loved football.
but you want to know how a poor club like Napoli could have afforded Maradona from
Oh, it was
Russia?
drugs, right? Yeah, it was
It was the
drugs.
mafia. The mafia.
Yeah,
The
it was
mafia
drugs.
was in it, and the mafia knew that they made Maradona almost have a coke habit, really much. Like it's crazy.
But Emmy, you're saying that like you used to watch in that period, and you're like Maradona, he lifted Napoli from nowhere, basically. Cool, I get it. But in that period, didn't Hellas Verona and Sampdoria win out of nowhere in that
Yeah,
same time period?
yeah,
So it
no, no,
wasn't
no,
just
no.
unique
That
to
was after
Maradona.
that was 91, right? So in 91, Sampdoria won the Scudetto. They
Well,
overthrew.
Hellas were
Oh, that Mancini was on that team,
Yes,
right? Roberto
Mancini, yeah,
Mancini.
Mancini,
Yeah,
Vialli were in that
Vialli.
Sampdoria
Yeah,
team was fantastic. Like
Mancini
most
was a
people,
playmaker.
oh
Like
boy, they were playing
baller.
scintillating football, right?
Yeah.
The only team that beat them in Europe was Cruyff's Barcelona team in the final in Wembley in '92, in the
Oh
Champions
yeah,
League
yeah.
final. Yeah, so you see, then there were a lot of great players in the world. It's not like Maradona. Maradona was just he was just exceptional. Like people paid to just watch Napoli. Even just their training sessions were like if it was a real match because they just wanted to watch this guy play. He's there's something he did before the game against Cameroon in 1990 World Cup, which they also lost, but he lifted the ball and just started toying with this ball. Like, geez, people were like, "Oh boy!" my God, this guy is out of this world. He's really Maradona. Things Maradona did, I don't think anybody can do it. Not in the way he did it. Especially that goal against England in the semi-final, where he pretty much took like 8 players on a run, and for sure there was nobody could stop him. They tried to keep him. There was even the last guy. I think one of the guys in ESPN FC actually said who the last guy was, and actually jumped at him, but couldn't even get close to this guy. This guy was so short. You know, Maradona is short, right? He's not up to 5. He's probably 5'1" or 5'2". Very short guy, but man, they couldn't stop him in that.
Even what he said, my dad, because I asked my dad a lot, he said simply, he said people have this problem of calling Lionel Messi the GOAT. He said it was the era of Pelé, the era of Garincha, the era of Maradona, and all those kind of guys. He said this. He said on those era, he will come out and say it anyway. Maradona, Pelé are GOAT of football because they did it consistently at club level and country level. He said, but the problem in this era of social media is Messi does a lot of stuff in club level, but international level, it's a little bit unlucky in terms of the way he went to office. But there's an hindsight to it because he said, I asked him, because give me a comparison between Ronaldo and Messi because of this. He said it himself and come out and said, Ronaldo and Messi are different in terms of the era they have. Because Ronaldo scored goals. It may not be a dribbler, but he scored goals. Lionel Messi does more of the creativity and he also scored goals.
No, Ronaldo.
But this is the thing, like, I kind of understand what Emmy's saying with the whole Maradona thing because, like, you know, like, no super club, like, a lot of people dominate territories, like, and back in the day, when you see Messi, like, in the Copa, that's why I say, like, it's pure football because there's so much, there's spaces between the lines. And you can't hold the ball under more than one touch because you might get your leg removed. Like seriously, the pitches are poorer. The ball is worse.
The ball itself, the ball is
worse.
Right?
All of these things increase error. All of these things increase error, and on top of that, you have that lack of protection that you had in previous eras. Like, so the two, Messi and Maradona, they came from entirely different footballing situations. Because
of football.
Like, and you overlook people. That's the thing. People overlook the fact that clubs like Barca, they dominate territory so much because of the difference of level between
those days,
themselves and their opposition.
I agree
right?
with you.
So like Messi, Cristiano, Neymar, they're taking a huge amount of touches in and around the opponent's box every single time. Maradona didn't. Maradona has to get it from, like it's different. It was a different game.
And then also just to add, right, you see from back in the days, the so-called teams that people say are small teams like Sampdoria, like Parma. And most people watch the Serie A, right? The Serie A was the dominant league, right? That's where all the superstars play. If you don't play in the Serie A, you were not anywhere. Those days, it was mostly the Serie A, and they dominated the late 80s into the 90s, even in European football. But the thing is, a lot of people say, "Oh, where's his Champions League?" Yeah, like I said,
that's all irrelevant.
Champions League wasn't a big deal then. Those days, what was a big deal was the competition every 4 years, the World Cup. If you were good, you show up at the World Cup because that's where everybody comes to lay their claim.
And I'll say this though, like I think overall, like this is a little bit off point, but like Maradona is a midfielder more than a forward. Like Messi is a straight forward.
Yeah, he was a number 10. Yeah.
Yeah, like Messi's a forward that creates a high volume of chances and does his damage in the final third. He's not like he's a playmaker, but he's not a playmaker in the sense that like the team tends to play worse the deeper he drops and the more he becomes like the primary passer, you know what I mean, of the team, right? So like, Riquelme, Xavi, like the way these guys, they see the ball, they see the game and they progress the ball, their patience, variety, ball progression, they think like a midfielder. They involve everyone. It never feels it never feels like them against the world, right?
Yep.
Like
Canadian, man. Canadian.
So I think ultimately
you remember the pass
Canadian, man.
Let's go.
One thing I want to
you remember the pass from Maradona to Canada in the 1990 World Cup
against Brazil.
That thing broke hearts, man. That pass destroyed hearts. It destroyed feelings, man.
I remember
Now,
in
let me
that
add
match,
one thing to
in
that.
that match, they had Karika, who was
Yeah.
Maradona's,
Gabriel,
midfield,
Gabriel Batistuta.
yeah, no,
Guys,
not
let
Batista,
me
Karika. He was the
Oh,
Napoli. He was
Karaka,
the
yeah.
Napoli
Karaka.
captain actually.
yeah.
Was he the Napoli captain or yeah? No, he wasn't. He was a vice captain because Maradona was the captain in Napoli. Karika was a Brazilian who was the vice
Yeah.
captain in the same match. That game, that quarterfinal game, everybody's like Karika versus Maradona. Who knows who's gonna kill this? And Maradona made that move. He bodied three different Brazilians and laid that pass to Caniggia, and Caniggia just hung the ball in the net.
I'm telling you, man.
Probably one of the best passes I've seen in the World Cup.
No, but
Well,
hey,
don't
let me
forget.
let me add this.
Don't forget his. Don't forget his pass to. Hold on, Emmy. Don't forget that his pass though to. Was it Gabriel
Burushaga.
Batistuta against Nigeria? Against
Oh,
Nigeria,
yeah.
man. Chai.
Oh yeah.
Man.
But guys, let me
That
let me
was a
let me
dangerous
add
killer
something.
too.
Chris, go ahead. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Emmy, seeing as you did watch the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, I've
Don't
had
make me
many
look old,
conversations.
bro.
Historian.
Yeah, like I've had many conversations with, like, people around my age, so like 90s babies, of like
Mhm.
sports as a whole, the
Mhm.
evolution of sports. That
Mhm.
like every generation it gets better, regardless of your agenda for nostalgia, because of like these heroes you grew up with them. So it's very hard to let go at what might be the objective truth that they're just not as talented as further generations. I want to ask you in specific, are you of the mindset that as the sport evolved, the natural talent pool is actually getting better, or do you think it's the same, or do you think it's worse?
No, it's getting worse. So the natural talent pool for football is getting worse. I think we had this discussion earlier when we said, "Hey, okay, we even talked about the early 2000s, right? Zidane, Vieira, Figo. We don't have those kind of players anymore in this current generation. I can go back to the next generation, which is the 90s, of players that are better than Zidane and those guys, and you see that." As we go further backwards, right, you would see there are a lot of very good individual talents, players that can actually make the difference in the game, players that can actually, that carry their teams, players that, that actually made the game what everybody actually, I'll tell you, the reason why many people there watching football, I know a lot of people probably say, oh, now that they're stars, Messi or Ronaldo. Many people were watching football back in the days because of this kind of players. Players like Maradona, R9, Romario, Bebeto, Johan Cruyff, all those players. Those are the players that actually. But if you look at the current setup right now, you'd see. Let's even use the English team. Sorry, I'm picking on England. Is there a Paul Gascoigne in this current team?
No,
Man. No, man.
You know how talented Paul Gascoigne
not,
was, and I don't want to even talk about Gary Lineker.
You see, this guy know Paul Gascoigne.
No, Emmy, you make a great point.
Ruthless in the midfield.
You make a great point, Emmy, because I always say this, and this is a part of me that I kind of feel a little bit down and sad about it. When Messi or Ronaldo retires, then I look at football. It's like, okay, who is next? Who the next generation?
They say Mbappe. They say Mbappe, Neymar.
They're saying Mbappe and they're saying Halland. And I'll
be right back. Guys, can I jump in for 1 second?
I'll be right back.
Just for 1 second. But folks, well done. Yeah, but what you gentlemen are missing, I don't know if it's missing, but what you gentlemen are not talking about is the fact that football today is more system based than individual.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
So if you're looking at when it comes to evolution, yes, Emmy, in my humble opinion, I think yes, the talent has depreciated a millionfold, considering that, Sean, man. Nigeria hasn't seen Okocha in nearly 10 years. Imagine we haven't seen a natural 10. A natural 10 in nearly 10 years.
Yeah, that can be yes.
10 years. Now, bring that into, but what's happening now is that teams are evolving around very so-called sophisticated systems. I remember when I started really paying attention to 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. I remember like that whole evolution is that even no matter the kind of talent you have today, the system is still larger than you.
Yeah, but let me just say, I agree with you.
So
But at the same
it will be
time, I
hard.
feel like
It'll be hard to pick up. It'll be hard to put your finger on which we all know who the talent. We all know who has the talent right now. Obviously, we know who are the future legends. We know Ney. We know Mbappe. Even though he missed the penalty, we know he's going to be there. He's already. He's a legend in the making. But the problem is when they play with these teams, have very very unique systems. That is why somebody like Hakim Ziyech, for example, who I was so excited for when he came into Stamford Bridge. Nah, man, the system left him. Oh. Think about
yeah,
it. It's not like the
but
guy is not
I get
talented.
what you're saying.
He's
I get what you're
skillful.
saying.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I feel like because the reason why we're gearing towards more teams
Yes.
building a system play is because of the lack of quality of the players. Because the
Interesting.
thing is, because I think it's like the two goes hand in hand. A lot of these coaches realize that the quality is just not there. That means I am going to create a system
I see.
that
I see.
where it will like cover the weakness of the players that I have. I feel like
Possibly. I guess so.
because the thing is, you look at Brazilian teams, you look at the French teams, a lot of the
Yeah.
times it's like if you try to play a system against Ronaldinho and Ronaldo, no matter what system you play against them, they will beat you. You know what I'm saying? They're just
Yeah.
naturally that
Yeah.
gifted. You can try to like nullify them, but then if you nullify one, you can't nullify the other. You can't nullify the other. They're just too many quality that it's just like you look at
Yeah, but
the way Pelé
but
when
if you
Pelé
look at go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
the reason why Pelé was such a phenomenon in football is because a lot of
Yes.
these teams, the teams that he was playing against, they were systematic. They were playing, they were very systematic.
Mm.
Pelé was an
Mm.
individual. They didn't know what to do with him. They didn't know how to stop him. They tried everything to the point that they say, you know what, just kick this guy, just kick him. Because like at the end of the day, football is played with the feet. And at the end of the day, if you can't stop the person that has the ball,
So what you're
no
saying,
matter what.
so what you're saying is that there is the lack of finding talent.
Yes.
So there's a system to keep the ball rolling. So
Yes.
there's no talent again, is what you're saying. You feel talent has faded.
Yes, I feel like talent has faded. I feel like I feel like it's more difficult to coach a player to what I mean. If you have talent,
Which is that's what Amy is saying then.
Yeah,
That's what Amy is saying then. Amy is saying talent has faded.
Yes, because the thing
but
is
I
like it's
don't know
easier
if
to
it
coach.
would be possible for talent to fade.
I
Sorry,
think it's
that's where I'm coming in with this system thing because most of the coaches right now resort to system. And look at Real Madrid that has a team with probably 90% superstars.
Yeah.
But you still have to adjust to some kind of I don't think there's somebody that's carrying Real Madrid. Is there one superstar carrying the team?
No.
Not right now.
Not
People
right
say
now.
Benzema,
Exactly.
but
Yeah, I mean that's spiritual leadership. That's different.
Yeah.
That's
But wait,
yeah,
I
go
have,
ahead.
I have
Sorry.
another question that kind of ties into like this. Do you guys think that defending has gotten better, worse, or it's the same as the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s?
Interesting. I think the numbers might tell the story. If you look at how many goals were scored then versus now, I don't know.
Yeah, but goals go up in every generation.
Sorry?
That's just how it is. Goals go up in every generation usually. That's just how it usually is.
I see.
That's true. But
that's
like
how it usually
for
is.
me,
You know what I'm saying? We
me,
can't compare.
like
We can't say if it was better then. You just have to grade on what you see. There's no way to know
yeah,
for
but
sure.
that's true. But like for me, just based off of what I've seen, in my humble opinion, I am sorry. I'm sorry. But what I have seen from defending from back then is borderline embarrassing compared to right now. like in terms of their individual quality to defend. I understood back then the rules were very lenient, so
But how
you
do
could
you?
be extra rough.
No, but how do you? I'm saying,
So you
how
could,
do you know? How do you know that though? I'm just asking. I'm not asking like in a smart way. I'm just
yeah.
asking. How do you know?
No, based off of what I've seen, like I've watched like a lot of film from like different defenders from back then and different compilations of players playing in that era, and I haven't liked what I've seen. Like not even once. I haven't liked what I've seen from the general
Yeah,
defensive schemes or individual defending.
yeah. But I'm saying that's just how it usually is. Because even if you do that for
No,
any
but
sport, you see the
but you
qualities. You're
have
not
to
gonna
now
make it
ask
good.
yourself, how do you determine? Well, like, what's your like? I guess that's what Chimera was trying to find out. Like, how do you determine what's the right defensive scheme? Like, what's your yardstick?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what do you mean good defensive schemes? Like, give us an example. What team would you say is a perfect defensive team right now?
I wouldn't even say like I don't want to bring up Pog the Bus team, but sure, like just bring up Pog the Bus teams like an Atletico Madrid as a
Yeah.
team, they know how to defend very well. A team like Chelsea
Same
under
era
Tuchel,
under
they
Mourinho.
defend very
I mean,
well.
but it's more about
Chelsea
system
is
though.
not even
Because
defending under Tuchel. We play more like we even play possession football.
it's more system based. Just
No,
like
but you guys
what's his name was
defend.
saying.
I
We
think you don't
defend.
have the good personnel, but you know how to defend as a
Yeah,
team.
yeah. That's
But
yeah. It's more system based. Like what's his name? Blue Ash was saying.
I agree though.
But
I
like,
agree.
like the biggest thing I was saying, like individually, the
Mm-hmm.
defending individually, but by the schemes, I meant in terms of like the way these guys were set up and the amount of space
Hey,
that
but
they left and the
hey,
decision making that they would make at that period. I didn't like it, and also
yeah,
like
but then
when
look
they're
at Chelsea.
defending 1v1.
Look at Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing something. Then look at Chelsea. If you're saying defensively, if you do not know how to defend in Chelsea, you cannot start for Chelsea. You cannot start. You have to know how to defend. And if you notice the guys on the bench right now, it's the guys that are they are not really 100% defensive. 100%, but they're not. There's no defense in their DNA. They're just forward, 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 forward. The guys that always start are the guys that have a little bit of defense. So in other words, this guy is probably looking for two-way players. That's why you see somebody like Christensen can play two positions. Mount can play two positions. Jorginho can maybe, now we've found out he can play two positions. Hudson Odoi hopefully will be able to play with, this Rich James, two positions. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I would get you. Yeah.
I kind of get you. In essence, you're saying that like defenders have to do a lot more. It's not just
Yeah,
about defending, right?
Yeah,
you got to be more versatile.
exactly, man.
You gotta be more
Or you
versatile.
have to be more versatile as a player overall. Overall, if you want, in some teams, if you want to survive, if you want to get a shirt.
It's just this day and age today. That's how it is
Yeah.
today. Back then, it wasn't that like that. But it's just
Yeah,
as you get,
superstars.
you have different standards for different eras. But you can only grade people on their era. There's no way I can say
Yeah.
for a fact defending was better back then. Until I see
Mm.
you don't know. You can only grade off what they do in their eras, how they defended for their eras. That's all you can grade it off of.
True.
But
That's
I
true.
don't but I don't know, man. Let me stay. Because we kind of ventured out. Let's go back to the Messi.
The message story. I want
Yeah.
us to round up on the message story, so we'll be able to go to the last topic and just round up.
This is my thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I keep saying. For me to consider you the GOAT, now keep in mind, you're saying Messi's the greatest in history, not just all the greatest of this era. He's the greatest player in history. For me to say you're the greatest
Of
player
all time.
in history, you're playing for Argentina. And don't tell me Argentina is good enough to win a World Cup. That's why they're always amongst the favorites every year, even before Messi got there.
And he hasn't
They're
won
good
one.
enough. They're good enough. If you're the greatest of all time, that's fair enough. That's how they grade you because you're playing for Argentina. You can't compare him and say, "Oh, look at Cristiano." Cristiano's playing for Portugal. They had no history. They don't produce the talent Argentina does. So Cristiano wins the Euros. He's a hero there because that's the standard. They don't have a standard there. They didn't win anything at all. So they'll take anything. Even the Nations League, they were jumping up for that because they haven't won anything. But Argentina,
It's true. It's true.
but Argentina winning the Copa. Argentina and Brazil are always the favorites for a Copa. They're always the favorites.
Bro,
Every time.
before this season, Argentina hadn't won anything in 28
Bro, but
years.
they were
Like, that's not, come on, dude.
No, but that's not, bro. They were still the favorites, were they not? Were they not amongst the favorites every year, even the World Cup? Even in the
Not
06,
not every,
but
but like
in the 06 World Cup when Messi wasn't even a key part of the team, they were still amongst the favorites. Their team has been good enough. That is the point. Their team has been good enough to win a World Cup. Their team has been good enough to win Copa.
So Cristiano, since he's literally been in Portugal, he's been on teams good enough to win
Has
tournaments
their
too.
team
I agree.
is their
I
team good
agree
enough
with
because
that, and that's my
no, but
issue.
but let me ask you a question, Tosin. Is their team good enough because Cristiano elevated their team? Is that why their team
No,
is now good enough?
not solely because there were vets on that team. There's
There were vets on that
Figo,
team.
there's Manish, there's Simao Sabrosa,
Deco.
But
there's
until Cristiano got there,
Baldeco. Like they're
what
a
were they
good
doing?
team. They're good players on that
Until
team.
Cristiano got there, what were they doing? What was
Bro,
their
they
history?
played. They had a good Euro 2000.
But I'm
Good
saying, what
campaign.
were they doing though? Was anybody picking them to win anything? Picking them as favorites before Cristiano got there?
In 2004, they were favorites
Was they?
because they
But
hosted it. They
Cristiano was
hosted
there.
it.
Cristiano was there, and he was a key player.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, the
This is
reality
my
is
but
problem.
even before even if he wasn't on
no,
that
No,
team,
but
they
that
would
no,
have
but I'm
still
saying,
been
but you can't
favorites.
give me an example where they're favorites.
yeah,
So,
the
But
reality
here's
is,
my
bro.
problem with this. Here's my problem with this metric, Chimera. Like in terms of you holding Messi to like legends of Argentina and
I'm
holding
not holding. No,
Ronaldo to
bro,
legends
that's
of
not. I'm not
Portugal.
holding them to legends. My point. You're not getting my point. I'm not holding. Stop. Don't even bring up Maradona. I'm not saying. My point is, I'm telling you is Argentina as a whole, as a country, they produce more talented players than Portugal. Yes or no? Is that a
That's
lie?
true,
I'm
but
not sure
So,
about that. I'm
what
not
do you mean
sure.
not sure about that, bro? The proof is there.
the
Portugal
the,
have a golden
the
generation. Portugal have a
No, no,
golden
no, no, no,
generation
no.
right
Just,
now.
just,
The,
just,
whoa,
no,
whoa, whoa.
just golden
The
generation.
fact that they produces Maradona and Messi. That's that.
Exactly. That's the
Come
proof.
on, man. I mean,
That's
that's
all we're thinking of.
insanity.
That's all we're
bro,
thinking of, bro.
Ronaldo and
But then
Figo, come on,
Tevez,
man.
bro, they produced even
Aguero,
now
Di
the
Maria, like
Maria,
what?
the Aguero,
Like
Higuain, bro. We talk about Levesi, bro. They produce
Rui
so many good.
Costa, come on, man. It's
They
not just
I'm
produce.
one
there's
sided.
Aima to this Aima.
I'm saying,
Aima.
bro.
I
I'm
remember
saying they
Aima.
produce or Kwame. They produce enough. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
we're
Like,
not talking. We're now talking about like Shamara said, Portugal is like that they never won anything.
No, no, man. But they
You
got
know,
No, but
Eusebio. We're talking
to
about
the point.
Eusebio.
And
We're
here's
talking about.
here's what I'm
Come
gonna
on,
compare
no, but
Portugal
this
to.
is
Deco.
I'm gonna
this is why I'm saying it sounds like you hold Messi to. This is why I'm saying it. This might not be the case, but this is why I'm saying it sounds like you're holding Messi to legends that have donned an Argentina shirt and Ronaldo to legends that have donned an Argentina shirt. Why it sounds like you're measuring them to that is because you keep bringing up the historical facts of their nation.
because they
Messi hasn't played for 100 years.
no,
Messi
but
just started. Messi has played in this era. He can only control what's in this era. And in this era, this team has nothing to do with Maradona's team.
Chris,
Has nothing to do with
You're not
Pablo
getting the
Aimar's
point.
team.
You're not getting the point, my friend. As a whole, who produces better talent? 9 times out of 10,
I
who
agree.
has the better
I
talent?
think it's
Argentina or
Argentina.
Portugal?
I'll be back,
I
guys.
think
I'll
it's
be back. I'll be
Argentina.
back. I'll be
That's
back.
what I'm telling you. Who produces the better talent? Argentina or Portugal? It's
Yeah.
Argentina.
Argentina, I think.
So my point I'm telling
I
you is
think so, yeah.
those
Yeah,
teams that
Argentina.
Messi had, they were good enough to win. There's a reason why they're
So
almost
were
amongst the
Ronaldo's.
favorites.
So were Ronaldo's.
What?
Even though
Okay, let
they're
me
No,
less.
but
ask you, Tosin.
Even though they're
Tosin,
less
no. Let me
talent.
ask you a question, bro. Let me ask you a question.
no, but I'm not fighting
No,
that.
in the
I'm not
World
fighting
Cup,
that.
in the World Cup, has Portugal ever been amongst the top 2 or 3 favorites that Argentina was in 2014 to win anyone? Anyone?
In my opinion, the biggest reason why they weren't and Argentina were is because of Messi. People
No,
just
bro, it's because
knew
they weren't good enough.
subconsciously,
The team. Oh my
Nah, bro.
gosh, dude, come on, come on.
based off of
Did you see
football,
the
for
team?
footballing reasons.
Did you see the team
Footballing
compared to
reasons.
Argentina's team? Come on, Chris. Come
No,
on.
Yeah,
no,
on
I
paper.
mean, you can't say the same. Oh, it's like you saying that Poland was one of the favorites because they have Lewandowski. That makes no sense, bro. If the team is not
No, it
good enough, the
makes
team
sense
is not good
because
enough. That's
no,
just
it
that
makes sense.
simple.
No. The reason why I'm saying is because of Messi. It's because on paper, for footballing reasons, you can't tell me that because Argentina has Aguero and Higuain, they should be favorites.
Yeah, but
When
if
you
you
look at
add
them
them
in an
with Messi, then they're
Argentinian
the
shirt, they're
favorites.
trash.
But if you add them with
You
Messi,
said?
they're the favorites. That's the point. If you add them with Messi, they're
Yeah, I
favorites.
mean,
But
it's
but if you
like,
added all those players with Cristiano, and they still weren't amongst the favorites.
bro, they had
The team ain't good
Mascherano in
enough.
defense, bro. They had a team, bro.
Like,
They had a team. I'm just saying both players have had teams, man.
I mean, like
both
literally,
players had
literally, the
teams.
fact that
Tosin, you're
2014
telling me with that a straight
it
face.
took an extra time goal to beat Argentina. Argentina was good
Yes,
enough.
yes.
But
I'm telling you, dude,
Argentina
Portugal
had
are not a bad team,
I didn't
bro.
say they're bad team, but you're telling me with a straight face they're on a level of Argentina. Their team was.
Right now, yes.
No, I'm not talking right now. I'm talking about throughout
You mean
their time
historically?
tenure. throughout their tenure.
Throughout the tenure.
Throughout their
Hmm.
tenure, as they performed.
2018, they were better than. Let's pick it up. 2018, Portugal was better. 2016, could argue Portugal
No, they
was
were not
better.
better. 2016. Don't give me that. No, they weren't. See
They
that Portugal
literally
team?
won the Euros. What are
Did
you
you see that?
saying?
But did you see that Portugal team? They drew.
Oh my
They didn't beat
god, the
Hungary or
Euros
Iceland.
were terrible.
Don't
They
tell me
had
they won the
Louis.
Euros,
They
bro.
had Nani playing
The team
up
wasn't
top,
that
guys.
good.
Nani played. I literally after that, Nani went to the
Nani
MLS.
a legend, bro. How you
Nani
gonna
went
do
to
that
the
as a
went to the
how you gonna
MLS.
do that as a
He
United
Bro,
lit-
fan, man?
you guys
No,
are cap.
he
You guys,
literally moved to the MLS after
Nani?
that because he couldn't play.
bro. No, but are you gonna compare Nani to Di Maria, to Aguero, to Lavezzi, to who? To some people, some attacking players can't even get to the Argentina squad. That's how thick.
Yeah,
That's
they
how
have to
stacked they
leave
were
the
with
ball
attacking
at
players.
home, bro. Imagine they have to leave the
Like,
ball at
Bro,
home.
but that
No,
2014 World Cup
That's
though.
but this is my
That 20
problem. This is my problem. You're saying they have to leave Dybala at home because he's good at, like, as though he's done in an
Chris, you
Argentinian
can't make
shirt,
an
but
argument
just
that
because.
they've had
Listen,
they've had
listen.
comparable talent.
Hold on. This is my issue. Like when you just brought up Dybala and you're saying we have to leave him at home as though in an isolated situation he'll be good enough to play for Argentina. He's been trash. That's why they left him
No,
home.
but
He was
wasn't he good?
trash.
Wasn't he good back then in 2018? He wasn't even a key part of
Not
the
in
team.
Argentina. He's never been good for Argentina. All
It
his
doesn't.
goals are not good for
Diego
Argentina.
Milito scored 30 goals, won Champions League. He couldn't even get an Argentina team.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's true. That's
the
true.
ball is not trash. Okay, I already
Hey,
No, he's not
Chris,
trash.
come
Dybala's not
on,
trash. I'm
Chris.
saying for Argentina.
No, but Chris, Diego Milito scored 30 goals and Serie A won the Champions League. Scored 2 goals Champions League final. Couldn't even get into Argentina team that year. You telling me that?
Was he
Tell me that team
better
wasn't
or
talented
worse than
enough?
Tevez?
Huh?
Was he better or worse than Tevez that
Was he,
year?
that's the point I'm telling you. That's how stacked their talent was.
No,
That
he
they
was
could bring
better
somebody
than
like Diego
Tevez in
Milito off the
2010.
bench. I'm telling
He
you,
was better than Tevez in
that's how
2010.
many options they had. That's the point I'm telling you. They had
All right,
talent.
guys, I have to go. I'm gonna see you guys later. Okay.
All right, yes, sir.
No
All right,
stress, no
see you guys.
stress.
Chris, that's the point I'm trying to tell you, bro. They had enough talent. You can't compare the talent,
Offensively.
Argentina talent to Portugal's. Come on, like.
But that's the thing. But you're looking at offensive talent. In midfield, they were very dry. Defense, very dry. Goalkeeper, very dry. In that period, I remember
So
the
Portugal had a
defense,
great
midfield,
goalkeeper.
and goalkeeper.
Portugal
What's
had
that?
great goalkeeper, great defense, great midfield, right? Compared to Argentina.
No, what I'm saying is each of these years that you kept saying they were favorites, biggest reason they were favorites because they were very top heavy in terms of names. They had all of these nice names and they had Messi with, as you said, historical expectations. As opposed to Portugal, they aren't those same historical expectations. And in my honest opinion, I just think part of it is people hold Messi to a higher standard.
Because he's playing on a better.
So
He's also playing on a better team.
better offensive threat. That team, bro, the defense is trash.
The defense
The
was
midfield
trash.
is trash.
No, you can't give me that defense was trash because in all the finals Messi played, and in 4 of them, they allowed 0 goals in full time, 0. So don't give me the defense was trash. Defense was more than
But
good
we're
enough.
not
They
we're
didn't
not
allow any
talking
goals
about
in 2014. They didn't allow any goals in the knockout stage. None.
but I think that argument fights against performance wise. I'm not talking performance, I'm talking personnel because vice versa, you bringing up personnel with offense and their performance was terrible. So it's kind of contradictory.
What performance?
Like
Argentina
the
performance.
offensive
I just gave you in all the finals they performed. They held.
No, no. I'm saying you're right. Argentina's defense performed, but their personnel wasn't good. But their offensive personnel was good, but they didn't perform. That's what I'm saying.
Messi hasn't performed. Also, you had to put that on him.
Yeah, like I've said that in 2014, I think it was 2015, and the previous Copa before this one, I was not convinced at all. He was not himself. Like he's part of the reason. As I blame Kane, he's part of the reason they didn't win because he wasn't himself.
So you tell me with a straight mind that Messi has done more internationally than Cristiano when you compare the respective squads.
Messi has been player of the tournament.
I think he has. He's been player of the tournament. He's been player of the tournament of multiple.
He's played the tournament 4 times.
Huh?
He's like.
He's won. He's done what?
He's been player of the tournament 4 times,
dude.
Well, for the Copa, when he's amongst the 2 best teams every year.
Dude, he's Argentina's top scorer. Wait, he's Argentina's top scorer. Argentina's top assister. He won a wait. Let me just go through the whole thing. Let me go through the whole thing. Let me go. Argentina's top scorer, Argentina's top assister, under 20 World Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist, Copa America all-time assister, most goals and assists in international tournament history since he's been playing, and the Copa America champion recently. Dude, he has a better international career than Cristiano.
How does he? He's
And
playing for
he's been
Argentina.
I
and
literally
also on
just
top
gave.
of
I
that,
literally
does
just
he? How
rattled
does he?
off all these things. He
No, but
he does, bro.
how
He
does he?
does.
How does he?
What do you mean? How does he?
Look at
I
what
just
Cristiano.
mentioned. I just
Look
gave
at what
you.
Look at what Cristiano's done for Portugal, dude.
What has
What
he
do you mean?
done?
What do you mean? How
What has he
Messi's had a
done?
better international career?
He's stat pad against Lithuania
See,
and
that's what I'm saying.
shit,
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. You're not being. You're not being objective for saying stuff like that.
no, I can be
bro.
You're not
objective
being
in saying,
objective, bro.
but here's my thing. This is the thing that I like, the fundamental thing that we disagree with, that I don't think we'll be able to agree with. The fundamental thing for you is because Portugal had never won anything and
That's
Ronaldo
not
won
that's
them
bro. That's
something.
but you're missing. You keep taking that point, but you're missing my general point. The point I am telling you is 9 times out of 10, Portugal produces better. I mean, Argentina produces better talent than Portugal. Chris, you cannot give me any case that Argentina and Portugal were on par. They were not. There's a reason Argentina were always amongst the favorites. If you put, has there ever been a Euros where Portugal were amongst the top 2 favorites? Top 2, guaranteed.
This one.
Nah, but
This
come on, you
one?
can't use this
Yeah,
international
they were the
country
favorite.
argument, man.
How can you not
Some-
use it, dude? Are you telling
It's
me?
No,
no,
but-
it's
no,
not.
but-
You
Are you
can't
telling me
use
this
it.
one
You
was-
can't
you're
use
telling me
it. You
Argentina
can't.
Portugal?
Well, let's just talk about how they've done in their respective teams. That's all we got to do.
No, but you're telling me
It's that
Argentina and
simple.
Portugal. You're telling me Argentina and Portugal are on par with each other. That's what you're telling me.
Not heritage wise, obviously.
I'm not talking here.
No.
I'm talking about even in general. Are they on par?
Like
Well,
right
teams
now,
on par.
squad for
I'm
squad,
not
I
saying
think
right
Portugal's
now.
is better.
I'm saying throughout the tenure, have they been on par?
Throughout what tenure? What
Throughout-
tenure?
Throughout the time Cristiano Messi have they been on par?
Somewhat. Yeah,
What
somewhat.
do you
Yeah,
mean
somewhat. Like, bro, it's not, dude. Ronaldo played with a lot of great players at the start of
I'm
his
not
Portugal
saying that,
career.
dude. Look, I'm talking
Like
about
he's
the
played
squad.
with great players too.
I'm talking about the
in
squad,
Portugal.
bro. In 06, Argentina were favorites when Messi wasn't even a key part of the squad. They're one of the top favorites to win the whole thing without Messi being a key part of the squad. Before Messi even came to the squad.
Wait, Jamera, when you were saying 9 out of 10 times Argentina produces more than Portugal, were you talking about in Messi's tenure? Like almost every year
I'm talking
there'll
about
be a
in general,
talented
bro.
person.
Let's say, for example,
No. But when you kept saying I'm missing the point, are you saying that like during Messi's tenure, like basically every year there'll be like a new talent that could be added to that team, as opposed to Ronaldo, it's like less likely during their tenure?
Yeah, I'm talking in general. Like if you're in general, let's say this Portugal's golden generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go 30 years from now, it's more likely that Portugal would dwindle back into where they are because it probably won't be a Cristiano come up again, but there might be another Messi because Argentina produces talent, or Di Maria, they produce talent more consistently than Portugal. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. That's the point I'm making. So I'm saying you can't compare Argentina to Portugal because most times out of 10, Argentina will have better talent because it's been proven. The track record is there. You can't deny that.
I disagree on you can't compare them. Like while Ronaldo and Messi have played from beginning to end, I disagree on that.
How can you compare them?
Like they both have talent.
Chris, aren't Argentina
They've both had good enough teams to win tournaments.
So to win
Messi's definitely a bit more obviously more talented, but Ronaldo's had good enough teams to win tournaments.
To win what? To win a World Cup?
Why not?
Were any of those teams good enough to win a World Cup? And you're honest,
like the last World Cup,
2018.
2018. Like they shouldn't. You can't lose to Uruguay like that.
Okay, so
he had no business losing.
Okay, so 1 year he has a team good enough to win a World Cup, he loses. Okay, so what? Like Messi's had a lot of teams good enough to win. He's lost.
No. He's only had 2, 2010 and 2014.
But I'm talking about
you keep saying that nothing to do with 2006, right?
But the Copa America, it's just the Copa America too.
Copas, bro.
Copas,
but he finally won it. Yeah,
the
Copas.
Bro, you talk about this Copa. Well, them and Brazil were the 2 favorites. Were South American quality?
It lost to Chile. It lost to Chile and they got a red card.
Dude. Like, let's be honest. South American quality has dipped. If you're this great, you should have won. Copa is a bare minimum for a player that plays for Argentina's all-time great player. They're always amongst the 2 favorites all the time. So Copa is what you want me to bang my head out for? Compared to Cristiano.
Wow. So now you're devaluing the Copa.
I'm not devaluing it, bro. I'm just being.
Now you're doing that. Now you're doing that because as a Ronaldo fan, it hurts now that Messi got an international trophy. You can't use that shit as an argument no more.
Because you
dude,
Messi fans devalue. Because
they got y'all.
Because you Messi fans devalue everything somebody else does and hype up whatever Messi does. I'm just being
I
honest.
just think Messi has done more
How's
internationally
he
than
done more than
Cristiano.
you? How's he done more?
Again,
Because
national team
like,
top scorer, national
So
team
yeah,
top
yeah,
assister,
CR7 has the
under
same thing
20
with
world
play
under 20 World Cup champion,
under
Olympic
20.
gold
What, you're
medalist,
kind of under 20,
three
bro?
times
You're kind of under 20.
three times player of the
You're kind of under
tournament,
20, bro.
3 times player of the tournament, Copa
On the
America
line, this is what they
all-time
do, bro.
assister, Copa America all-time most goals and assists in international tournament history. Okay, Copa America champion just this past Saturday.
That's good. That's
Come
good.
on, bro.
That's great.
I'm sorry. I just
and
rattled off
something.
a couple.
Oh,
Ronaldo don't got that resume.
oh my goodness!
Ronaldo don't got that
Now you're
resume.
gonna
He don't got that
now
resume.
you're gonna add
And it's
Copa
not three.
America, man.
It's
I
not
expect
three
him to win the Copa.
tournaments, player
I
of the
expect him to win
tournaments.
the
It's
Copa.
4.
Abdullah, bro,
It's
look
4
at
player of
this,
the
bro.
tournaments.
It's
Abdullah,
even
look at this,
4.
bro.
Watch, see, it's even 4. It's not even 3. It's
Abdullah,
4.
look at this.
Yeah.
Look at
4.
this. Abdullah, look.
Dude, he's
Abdullah,
been
look,
good
we
in
got
4
Messi.
international tournaments. That counts for something.
Abdullah,
He's
look,
been.
bro.
It does.
Abdullah, look, we got Messi. We got people hyping up an all-time great player playing for Argentina winning the Copa. Argentina's always favorites in amongst the two
Wow,
favorites in.
you keep
This is what
ignoring
we're
the player of
doing.
the tournament thing.
This is what we're
Okay,
doing,
man.
bro. Like,
Okay.
I
so
see. I understand
so
them Chimero's point in
so the
terms of. I
U.S. Portugal
understand
won
you
there.
guys' point too.
The U.S. Portugal won there amongst the favorites, right?
I understand
They're
you guys'
supposed
point.
to win, right?
My issue
Come on,
is
man.
This year they were amongst the favorites.
Yeah, when
my
he's 36, right? And he's still the
When
best
he's
player
30.
for his team. Like, come
Best
on,
player
bro.
for his team with
Like,
them
come on.
three penalties and 2
Like, come on, bro. You're not even
tap-ins,
being,
man.
you're not
Come
even being
on, man.
objective, dog.
But Messi has lost.
You ain't being
Messi,
objective.
the penalty you're talking about that Ronaldo scored, Messi also missed it also too. So you
I'm saying,
can't
you're not-
you can't use that as an excuse because Messi, as great as Messi is, he has missed a penalty. As great as he is, he scored more free kick than penalty missed.
No, but like, I'm saying,
So
I'm not even trying to devour Messi, bro. But my point is, bro, you can't objectively say Messi has done more for his team than Ronaldo. You can't say that.
I can't.
Because
I
it's
can't
not
say
true. It's not true.
But wait, Jimeri, is him not winning player of the tournaments, is that not something that firstly Ronaldo hasn't done that should like not even put them in the same ballpark?
I find it really hard based on Tosin's basketball view.
So
It calls Messi the GOAT with a long losing record in the final.
Footy agenda has been after Tosin for a while, man.
Look, losing. What is Ronaldo's record in international finals himself?
2-0. 2-0. Oh, 2-1.
That's not no.
2-1.
He lost Greece.
I said 2-1. 2-1.
What were the other
When
ones?
did he
What's
lose
the-
to
what's the
Greece?
other one?
Nah, bro.
That one
How
counts,
can you
man.
count the
Nations
Nations
League.
League, but
It's
you
the
don't want to count the
Nations
Olympics?
Oh, Nations League.
They
You
counted, bro.
You don't want to count
Man,
the
this
Olympics,
man,
bro. There's no
dude.
prestige by Nations League.
Man, you shameless. You shameless.
That's a big that's a
This
big
man
game, man. That's
shameless,
a big
man.
game.
And
No, but
honestly,
that's a
like
big
that's
game, man.
honestly his record is more like 0.5 to 1, bro. Like you weren't even on the pitch. At least Messi was on the pitch when
Oh
his
my
team
God.
won.
See, this is just a childish
This man was on the
argument, bro.
sideline.
Don't let me.
This
I
man
have
was, he
a-
was
see,
cheerleading. He was cheerleading on the
See what I'm
sideline.
saying?
He was a
man.
cheerleader,
Come on.
but he won
He
it.
was.
But
He was a
won it.
cheerleader. He
I'm
was a
like, see, this is
cheerleader.
not being objective, bro. This is just
No,
being,
that
this
is
not being
being objective. You wasn't on
No,
the
you're
field.
not, dude. You're
You
not.
wasn't in the
No, you're
trenches.
not, dude.
You wasn't in them
He was
trenches,
injured. He
bro.
was injured. That
Dude,
was he was
bro,
injured.
on the
dude,
sideline.
And
Euro
injury is part.
26
Injury is part of
No, you're not,
football.
bro.
Dude,
Portugal,
Injury is
Dude,
part
the
of football.
only
Tosin.
big goal he scored in that whole,
Tosin.
the only 2 teams I remember him scoring against in that whole Euros
Netherlands.
was Wales and
Why am I like
and
that?
Hungary. Oh my
Tosin.
God, it's a fraudulent tournament.
Tosin, who did Messi score
Fraudulent.
against? Who did Messi
It's
score against?
fraudulent,
The Messi
dude.
score. Who did Messi score against in this Copa?
Messi's assisted against Uruguay, bro.
I
That's
didn't ask
top
that. I
10
said, who did he
team.
score? Who did he score against?
Ecuador.
Okay,
He scored-
Ecuador, Bolivia. Okay.
Okay, all right then. So you
Look,
can't. All right then. Let's keep it both ways then. Keep it both ways. Saying, bro, you can't praise somebody for something then diss somebody else for the same thing.
Yeah,
Gotta keep it
relax,
both ways,
relax.
bro. Like,
Relax.
David, I understand Chimero's point. I completely understand his point.
Who
I
said
get
that?
it.
no, but I'm
I
saying, but how
understand
can
his
you?
I just think
I'm
Messi has a
lying.
better international resume.
I'm
He
lying. My
just
point is, how
does.
can
He
you
just
say?
does.
How can you say Messi has done more?
Wait,
compared
Messi
to
has a better resume than
Better
who?
resume, but he lost the
That
World Cup
Cristiano.
final.
I'm saying,
He does.
No. He lost the
no,
World Cup
hold on,
final.
hold on,
He has a
hold
better
on.
resume.
Oh,
But he lost the
hold
Copa
on,
Bro,
America.
Messi has
Truly.
a World
Hold on,
Cup
hold on.
medal. He at least has a World Cup
Wait,
medal.
wait,
Nah,
on that
He at least
are
has
you
a World Cup
counting
medal.
World
don't
Cup?
listen.
It's a medal. It's a medal.
So
A medal's a
you're
medal.
counting the under.
What does Ronaldo
under
have?
level.
What does Ronaldo have with the World Cup?
let's be real. Let's be real.
So
Is Messi
you
really
guys are
going to give a shit
counting
about the
World Cup
second medal?
under 20 World Cup medals. Are you kidding me?
He's not going to give a damn about a second place medal. Come on, bro.
God,
No,
let me
like,
repeat.
you
Let me repeat myself. Let me repeat. Let me repeat myself. Let me repeat myself one last time. Let me repeat myself. Let me for the last time. Let me repeat Messi's international
crazy,
resume.
man.
Man,
Let
no,
me-
bro.
Argentina
No, we
top
don't want to
score.
hear that. We don't need to hear
Argentina
that
top
thing again,
assister.
man. I beg.
Under 20 World Cup champion.
No goals against
Olympic
top
Nah,
gold
but enough.
medalist.
That's enough. We hear you. We hear you, man. That's enough, man. Come on, man.
Four times international player of the tournament. 4 times he's
This
been
dude-
player of the
this
tournament
dude's working
at an
for
many
international
World Cups?
tournament. Four
Yeah.
How many
times.
World
I
Cups?
didn't hear World
Copa
Cup. I
America
didn't hear
all-time
World
assister.
Cup.
Since Messi has played,
I
he
didn't
has
hear
the
World
most
Cup.
in the history of international tournaments. So we're talking
I
Copa, we're
don't hear
talking
the
World Cup.
Cup on the
Messi
World
I don't
has
hear
the
World
most
Cup.
goals and assists.
Are you done?
Most goals and assists in international tournament history.
Oh,
Most
there
goals
must be
and
another
assists in
line that
international
says World
history.
Cup.
One minus
And then
two
Copa
finals World
America,
Cup,
Copa America
4 to
champion.
6 is
Copa
never
America
top 10.
champion.
No, but
Because-
Abdullah, this is my problem. How can you realistically say though, objectively, that Messi's done more for his country? Look at what
Well,
Portugal was.
He
before Cristiano
has.
got
He
there.
has.
No,
Look what
no,
He took
Portugal
his team
was.
to a World Cup
Right,
final.
no,
Him
right,
taking
But did
his
they
team
win?
to a
Did
World
they
Cup
win?
final is
Did they
more.
win it?
Right,
Is
come
more than
on.
what
Come on,
Cristiano's
get a
ever
grip.
done. It's more than what Cristiano's ever
Because he
done.
plays for
Copa
Portugal.
America
He plays for
is a
Portugal,
piece of piss
Tolson.
compared to the Euros.
No, dude. In 2006,
Come on.
in 2006, they had a good ass team. Portugal had a good ass team to win it.
The Euros is a lot harder than winning the bloody Copa
Copa.
America.
No, it isn't.
Copa
No,
America
it
Yes,
is
it
a
is.
piece of
No,
Whether
piss.
it is or it isn't is irrelevant.
No,
Because
it
it makes me
isn't.
fun.
Shut
Man,
up.
stop.
I don't want to.
Stop.
That this
No,
is
it
I want to
isn't.
bring this.
No, it
I do
isn't.
not
Your
want to
agenda
bring this.
stinks, man. Your agenda
Right,
stinks.
come on.
Now, let me-
This is a
Did
fantastic
anybody actually
debate.
We're
watch
not
Copa
gonna
America
shit on the Copa out of
because
nowhere. We're not gonna do
Argentina-
that.
Bro,
Argentina
like I
two
don't
favorites,
understand this
bro.
thing
It's
of
like
devaluing the
Big
Copa.
B,
It
yeah.
For
doesn't
now,
make sense.
now we gotta hit on the Copa. Like,
Argentina's
come
supposed to
on.
win the
Like,
Copa.
doesn't
They're
make
amongst the two
sense.
favorites every
Well,
year.
let me
on,
put it
bro.
like
They're
this,
amongst the two
right?
favorites. What are you talking
Everybody
about?
here, right? Everybody
And
here.
honestly,
Everybody
2006. You think should I blame Cristiano for 2006? Like, because that team was good enough to win that World Cup, and they
well,
didn't win it.
Well, let's put it
So,
like this.
like-
Let's put it like this, right? Right, the Copa America that we just watched where Messi's won, that was boring as hell. That was
Hey,
boring as fuck.
and-
South American
And
football
2016
boring.
was also boring.
Yeah,
Remember,
boring.
No,
remember the
2016 was the
final?
worst
Remember the
tournament
final?
I've
Yeah, but
ever
he plays for
Boring.
experienced.
Remember the
Yeah,
final?
Yeah,
It was
but
boring
it
as
doesn't-
hell.
Portugal,
Yeah.
He plays for Portugal. Remember
Yeah.
that. I always remember that.
Tom,
He plays
but
for Portugal.
you-
Your boy plays for
Tom, you
Argentina.
forget one thing,
And he
that
plays
it's
for
all
Copa.
about winning. It's not about the level of excitement. To get that chip and bounce, man. It's not about the excitement levels.
I mean,
Exactly,
according to
bro.
someone else,
It
coming
goes
in
both
second
ways.
place is good
Somebody
enough for
plays for
Messi.
Portugal, bro. They're hyping up a guy who wins a Copa for Argentina. We're always amongst the two favorites every year to win it. The GOAT wins a Copa for Argentina.
Let's
No,
put it
he
like this.
wasn't.
Whenever
He wasn't
a
the
Copa
favorite in
America's on,
2019.
whenever a
No,
Copa
it was
America's
against
on,
Chile. It was the favorite against Chile.
I said
Yeah.
amongst
Give
the
me-
favorites.
give me-
I'm not. I
Chile,
know me.
Chile.
I know.
That's right.
I know.
Correct me
Send Messi, man. I know. Send Messi. So anything against Messi, I'm
That
with you,
Messi
man.
gets
I
all
hear
the
you. I
video.
echo your
Wait,
sentiment.
It's really good.
You're sick.
One minus
You're
4
sick.
final
Wait,
record.
well,
I-
correct me if I'm wrong.
I just
Correct me if
echo
I'm
your
wrong.
sentiment. I don't care.
Whenever you go right, correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever a Copa America's on,
Mhm.
who do you honestly expect to win? You'd expect
Well-
either Brazil or Argentina.
Exactly.
Argentina, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Whereas the Euros, nobody would have expected Italy at the start of this. It was all France,
Yeah, but-
Portugal, or Germany.
Yeah,
I
but
did.
Everyone
Tom,
else
if
did.
but Tom, when it comes to the World Cup, though, Argentina is seeded very highly.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
They're
they're
always amongst the
seated very
favorites.
highly.
Always
But I
amongst
don't
the
think
Yeah,
they're gonna win
they're
that.
seeded very highly when it comes to the World
Come
Cup.
on, bro. People expected Portugal to do better than Argentina in the last World Cup.
Yeah, that last
Yes.
World Cup. But who's
Yeah.
expected to do more? Argentina. bro.
Exactly.
It's traditional,
You know
man.
that.
Stop that.
You
Traditional.
know
Like
that.
Look, man. At the end of the day,
by
once you're
nature.
in that moment, you're in that moment. Messi was in a World Cup semifinal, got through.
Mhm.
Cristiano was in a World Cup
I mean,
semifinal. He ain't get through. He ain't get through.
I mean, in both tournaments, when England do better than both Argentina and Portugal, like that's hitting a bit of a low. Come on,
Sentiment.
hitting a bit of a low.
Package yourself. Sentiment. Package yourself.
Abdullah, pull up what Danzo. Pull up what the one Danzo. Pull up what the one Danzo.
Sentiment.
Which one?
The one Danzo is coming.
Sentiment. You're a Chris man.
This one?
No, the
What's
one
the agenda?
Danzo.
Sentiment. You're a Chris man. Your head no
Oh,
correct.
this one-
See your head.
Argentina footballing.
No, look at what he wrote. That's the
Argentina footballing was forever be better than Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo will never happen again for Portugal. Argentina will be more consistent or better without Messi.
That's absolute nonsense.
How's it nonsense?
Because Portugal, honestly, Portugal right now, in my opinion, would be better off without Cristiano.
Oh my gosh. bro.
That's dead ass. I really
disagree.
think that. I really think that.
Big on it.
He's ready. The kid's is
the
ready.
Euros.
The kid
They
is
won the
ready.
Euros without
Argentina,
Ronaldo, right?
Argentina doesn't have a golden generation. Argentina don't have a golden generation.
You see,
Portugal do.
right,
Portugal actually
no,
do.
no,
Portugal do.
Abdullah,
Lavexi,
No,
Pastore.
I'm talking about the current.
Nah, Lavezzi, bro. You have the
Now,
nerve to
not
bring up
before.
Lavezzi,
Talking
bro.
about
My
now.
brother, please. My
Yeah,
brother.
like
Lavezzi is part of a
Lavezzi.
Not
generation.
before.
No,
Yeah,
Lavex is
come
not
on,
that
yeah.
good, bro.
He's
Come
not
on,
that good.
Abdullahi.
He's not that
Let's
good,
be
man.
real.
When else
Let's-
I'm talking about when you're talking about Argentina as a generation, I was like old generation. I know of Labexi, Astori.
Yeah, but
let's be real
but
here, though,
before.
guys. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Portugal's
But
probably
that's
set
before,
up
right?
for
That's
more
before.
success than Argentina are in
Right
terms
now.
of
You
for
know,
the
you
future.
know the
They are.
Portuguese.
They
You
are
know the
exactly.
You know
That's
the,
why I'm saying
wait,
they'd be better off with Ronaldo
because
not being on that team.
I'll
That's
be
what I'm
hearing
saying.
you guys. You know the Portuguese team to Euro 2000 was actually stacked, right? That team,
Yes.
Incredible
that
team.
team,
Exactly.
that team was cheated in the semi-final. Henry faked that dive, and they got the penalty, which was a golden goal.
But wasn't it
To
a
me,
handball? Wasn't it a
no,
handball?
no. It was
It was it was against Ireland.
It was Henry. Henry faked to go right. Someone didn't touch. Nobody touched him. He went
He
down.
did a Sterling.
Ronaldo.
He did a
Yeah,
Sterling.
he went down and he pointed to the spot. And guess what? The referee gave a penalty and it was a golden goal. Figo, Yao Pinto, all the big players in Portugal walked away from the pitch. They weren't there when the
Yeah,
penalty
like they
was
were.
taken.
Yeah, they were heated, man. But
Yeah,
see
they
that
got robbed there.
Figo. Look at that team: Figo, Rui Costa.
Bro, do you know
fucking-
Figo is Rui Costa?
Pinto.
Come on, man.
Pinto.
Pinto.
They
Sergio
had
Constançao, the coach, the
the
guy
current coach.
now.
Yeah, he was in that team. Yeah, Constançao.
Costinha,
They had
like Pauletta,
they had a very good team in
was
that Euros.
stacked.
They were actually tipped to win that Euros. Unfortunately,
The one thing I'll say though, with
France
Portugal though, Portugal. I think if Portugal are going to succeed in the future, they have to get rid of the manager.
Chivalry, like Portugal have
Get
had
a new
some
manager
squads,
in.
bro.
but Argentina has also had some stars too. So if you go to the the 1998 World Cup, right, where they had Ortega, they had
Batistuta,
they had Simeone, they had
But Emmy,
Caniggia was Caniggia was in 94.
Wait, Emmy,
No,
let me ask you a
no,
question.
no,
Emmy,
94.
Emmy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Let me say it like this. Cristiano,
Yeah.
you want to know Euros for Portugal.
Wow.
Is that expected or not expected?
No, that was never expected.
In Euro 2016,
Yeah, like,
Euro 2016.
That was France's tournament.
So let's start. So Euro 2016, Portugal finished their group stages with 3 draws. I think, 3 draws.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They had 3 points at the end of the group stages in 2016.
Yeah.
They were not expected to win Euro 2016, no doubt. They were one of the worst big boys in the group stages in that tournament. They kind of had a very good path going to the final. They played pragmatic. They played on the counter. I didn't see anything so spectacular about them in Euro 2016. To be very honest, I know teams that were tipped to win it were Germany, France. France was hosting. Germany were world champions. They came into that tournament with huge expectations. Even England also had a very good team.
No,
they had a good team too.
No, but
They got caught.
Why is it that every day? Wait. Why is it every time you talk about England these days, people are like,
Tom, what happened, bro? Tom, what happened, man? Tom, I forgot to ask you what happened, man. Anyways, Emmy, back to what you were saying. Emmy, keep talking.
And also, wait, Emmy, I'm sorry, before you continue, can I just ask Chimeri this? And Chimeri, you could just answer quick, like you don't have to expand. Was Portugal good enough to get out of their group in 2014? This group consisted of Germany, USA, Ghana. Portugal finished third. Were they not good enough to get out of that group?
Yeah, but they were good enough. But let me ask Emmy.
Ghana was good in that tournament, bro.
No, but let me ask
Ghana was good in that tournament. Ghana was good in that tournament. Yeah.
Let me ask you one more question. Let me ask you one more question. If you're a star player, right? You're an all-time great player. You play for Argentina. Are you not expected to win a Copa?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Although, unfortunately, even during the Argentine golden era, that's between 98
Maradona
and
never won a
2002.
But he won a World Cup, bro. So don't bring that up.
Between 98 and 2002, when they were stacked with all kinds of players, they still didn't win a Copa. They always lost. They lost to Ronaldo's in Brazil most times in the final. So the Copa. I think this is the first Copa Argentina is winning since 29 years, 2018. I'm not sure, 28, 29 years. It's been a long time they won.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. But Chile showed Messi twice in the final. He should have won 2 at least before now. But I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, Argentina is supposed to always be in the Copa final, but sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Exactly. So when you compare Argentina and Portugal, you can't compare them historically. Argentina is way higher than Portugal, footballing wise. They're not comparable.
This is our history.
Please, who is that in the background?
Who's
playing that in the background?
That's very strong.
Richard Mike.
Oh, my bad.
But the point I was making is that Cristiano winning the Euros with Portugal is unexpected. That he won above and beyond what he's supposed to do. Messi winning a Copa with Argentina is expected for a player of his quality because Argentina is always amongst the 2 favorites every time.
Not now though.
Now, who's the favorites? Between Argentina, it's Argentina and Brazil.
If neither of those 2 win it, then they both fail. Like when Uruguay won it and when Chile won it the 2 times,
it was a shock.
They were shockers, absolute shockers, and it's because Argentina and Brazil both capitulated. I mean,
it couldn't have been a shock by the second time Chile won. It couldn't have been a shock by then.
Brazil.
They'd already made around the 16 World Cup. They'd already won a trophy, and Uruguay have burned good.
Man, come on, bro.
From 2008.
Uruguay, bro. Come on, Chris. You're not making an argument for them, bro.
So, guys, let's run it up. I want to talk about the last topic because this Messi Ronaldo, we will not finish this topic if we continue this.
We always end up talking about them.
See,
no. Like, I'm not even trying to compare them because I think Messi's better. But there's no argument can make that Messi has done more for elevating this country than Cristiano.
Yeah. Well, we respect our points anyway.
I respect everybody's points.
I respectfully disagree.
Let's
move. So I want to talk about the last topic. I don't want to waste too much time on this. Like I already has my say on it for very long.
Man, this always happens, man.
We'll just hold his breath.
My list is started, so my bad. So yeah, I want to talk about transfers.
No, not Halland, man. Not Halland.
Talk about transfer.
Are we going to talk about the poll?
Firstly,
please, I'm tired of Halland, man.
Or they go the poll. Like, let me come to Tosin. Like, just give me your take. I want to go to everybody's. Just give me your take on the poll to Atletico Madrid.
Hey man, Serie Grealish, man. I told you.
Relax.
Like I told you.
Relax.
I mean, he's a talent. Honestly, I'd imagine when he goes there, though, you know how Simeone loves that signature.
How does Simeone set up with them?
He loves that signature 4-4-2. He'll play right beside Koke, right beside him.
Yeah.
What of Saomi goes?
He's out. He's
gone. He's gone.
I think he's going.
I don't know who's gonna get him though. I don't know who. Maybe United or
Bayern. Please no.
Abdullah, you said he was coming to Chelsea, man. Abdullah, you said he was coming to Chelsea.
I saw the news. Yeah, I saw the news.
I don't want him anywhere near Man United. No.
I think Liverpool.
We don't want.
Yeah, Liverpool.
We don't want him.
I don't want him.
Liverpool. Liverpool.
He's been dog shit, man.
Liverpool are going for they're going for Tillemans. Liverpool is going for Tillemans, man.
Because I read somewhere that a deal was close between Sauer and Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. I don't want him.
No way.
I'm sorry. I don't.
We don't want him.
I mean,
no.
I mean, just Chris, you just might get him, man, whether you want him or not. Like,
I'm on it.
Yeah, it's close to signing for Liverpool. Yeah, that's what the news I'm hearing.
I'll buy the return ticket.
It's close to signing for Liverpool.
Congratulations, Chris, man.
Congratulations for the agenda and Liverpool.
Nah, man, but Rodrigo de Paul was
the agenda.
I remember when with Rodrigo de Paul, I remember when Bielsa really wanted him, and they didn't finance it.
And Leeds,
yeah, he didn't finance it, and there's that Argentinian connection there as well. I was very, very shocked, but I mean, even we can say what we want. You know, Leeds to Atletico Madrid from that sort of caliber, it is good. It is a big leap. But even with the way Leeds played, I would have loved to see him play under Bielsa. That's that sort of system, and next to someone like a Calvin Phillips or somebody like that, in the system that he plays, it's brilliant. absolutely brilliant. But even Rodrigo de Paul, like we've said with Atletico Madrid and with Simeone, he does throw the question though. I mean, he's got quite a few good midfielders now. You can't really, if he went out there and bought another one, I would make some questions about it because you've got Marcus Llorente who can play there. You've got Koke who can play there. You've still got Saul Niguez, regardless of if you found him a new club or not. He's still an Atletico Madrid player as it stands.
Understand? Yeah.
Yeah, you've got so many midfielders as long as your arm. Then you start getting some people off the books now, surely. And this is the problem. I think I've always believed in you sell the player before. I think they've signed a good replacement if they do get rid of Saul Niguez. We can all agree on that.
That's what they de Paul for me.
But this is the problem. You would in a situation with Saul Niguez where you don't exactly have clubs queuing around the block for him. It's going to be a lot longer. It's going to take a lot longer. It's going to be a lot harder.
How much Atletico want to sell Niguez?
Don't they want to exchange him with Barca for Griezmann?
Relax.
Relax.
You shit, bro.
I
don't want him anywhere near this club.
You tried to sign Wijnaldum when you got mugged off by PSG at the 11th hour.
But they got Saul Miguel.
Bro, it would be funny though, but that would be like Barca handing Atleti the title again. They just give them Griezmann.
Man, Griezmann is perfect for Suarez. That's a perfect combination. Like they'll fit well together.
They'll fit well. They'll come on good.
And João Felix in the mix as well.
Yeah, but like, what would happen to like João Felix?
João Felix, he's gonna have to find another club, I guess, man.
It will be the more creative player. This is the problem. Diego Simeone will have to change his formation.
He'll have a lot of talent. He has a lot of talent.
Yeah, Felix, dude, he needs to. I don't think it's not the right fit, man. Like,
but he's not leaving anytime soon, man. He has a 7-year contract. He got that prison. He got a prison contract.
He's locked up now. He's locked up.
I was very shocked when I thought he would have gone to Serie A, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
I thought City wanted him.
I thought Juventus instead of Chiesa. I think if Juventus wouldn't have gone for Chiesa, I think they would have probably looked at someone like a Felix.
Yes, I think Rodrigo de Paul for me is a better player than Saul Miguel.
Yeah, he's better than Saul now.
Oh, he's way better. There's no even conversation.
Saul has declined.
At all.
Saul's declined over the years.
Was Saul even ever good?
I think 2016 he was good.
2016 that was like his
4
peak.
years ago.
That was
5 years ago.
People just remember that goal he scored against Bayern.
No, but he was good though. That Champions League campaign, he was good in general. He was good. He was a good boxer. He was a good box to box.
I mean, I think the big positive for Atletico is they've signed Simeone down to a new deal. I think that's the biggest positive that they can probably take.
Yeah. Now he's gonna be here for a foreseeable future for a long time.
He's been there over 10 years.
You guys seeing Atleti winning the league?
Yeah,
I have to wait and see.
Bro, I hope not.
They can go back to back.
Listen, if they get Griezmann over the line, absolutely.
Oh yeah, they can do it again, man.
I hope not.
We'll see. I haven't given my prediction yet, but I will see what they do in the summer.
Madrid well, let's put it like this: Real Madrid are declining. Both their centre backs have wanted out. And both of them look like they're going to go out because Ramos has already gone. Yeah. Real Madrid have already agreed to let Man United speak to Varane as well as PSG. So why would you let them speak to the player if the player wants to stay? It wouldn't happen. So you can clearly see he's made his mind up. That's a massive void. Both players. And they've not exactly got the books or the finances to cover that massive void or to go and get a replacement. There's no ready-made replacements out there. Yeah, they've got Alaba. That's one player.
Yeah, but didn't Alaba want to play in midfield though?
Yeah, and he's not great. He's not a great center back.
He's not a good center back for me. Rather a good left back. It's more of a.
This is the problem. You've got rid of two of your you've got rid of your best centre back pairing. Or in theory, probably your only centre back pairing because, and like we've said with such as Alaba and stuff, I think Alaba was a decent bit of business for a free transfer, but. He's not good in that centre back role at all. He's shocking. Apart from that Champions League season with Bayern, it was quite decent, but make do. Make do. I mean,
he's versatile.
If I had to put a perspective on it, if Real Madrid don't want to spend mega money, you can easily get someone for free, providing he doesn't already go somewhere, and that would be Boateng. I know it's only make do for now, but they haven't got the finances to go and buy somebody 70, 80 million pounds.
Saul is not bad.
No,
But
he
that
is bad.
Simeone system is
He
a
is bad.
talent killer. Thomas Lemar Feli is not making it.
No,
That's
he
true,
is
'cause
bad.
Thomas-
Well,
He
Moussa
is bad.
Dembele was
What's Musa Dembele to you?
Moussa Dembele was.
Oh, are they
supposed
going to
to-
keep them? They're keeping Moussa Dembele, are they?
That dude's
Or not?
horrible, man.
I thought they sent him back.
Bro,
They
he's
sent
I
him
thought it was
back?
shocking.
That dude's horrible.
Yo, he's awful. He's
He
awful.
was
He was
shit,
awful.
man.
for them,
Come
but-
on.
bro, he's ass,
I watched
bro.
an Atletico game. I'm like, bro, this
Nah,
dude.
but there was a time where he
He's
looked like a
fake
good prospect, where United were in for him and shit.
I mean,
Nah, man.
Thomas Lamar.
Nah, y'all were looking
Nah,
at him. Y'all
I
were
don't
looking at
want
Moussa
to
Dembele.
Dembele,
I
man.
swear to
Thomas
God,
Lamar
like
was
in
he was a
2017.
good player though, Monaco. He was a good
Yeah,
player.
yeah. Leon, you mean Leon?
There was like one season he had, but
Yeah, but
you know,
bro,
If Man United to sign anybody, I want Lataro. If we're signing any strike.
So, yeah, we're doing good because I'm talking about different players. So we already know. So I want to see how they do in the summer for me to say if they're gonna go back to back. I have to wait to see for me to give my prediction for the La Liga. I'll have to wait and see.
That's a steal for Athletic.
That's a 35 million euro. 35.
That's a steal.
That's a
Steal.
No, but
That's a
Adeline,
steal,
let me ask because there's a question for Tom. Because Tom, lately I've been hearing a lot of mixed reports that saying Pogba wants to leave and Pogba wants to stay.
He wants to
I've
leave.
been hearing
He wants
mixed
to go.
reports. Like I've been hearing mixed reports that Pogba's agree with PSG. Some are saying he hasn't decided anything. Some are saying the decision will come this week. Like I've heard so many mixed reports. Like, what have you heard? If you heard anything, Tom?
No, well, what I heard is that there's still no decision, and this is the fucking. There's been no confrontation for well over 2 years. This whole saga's drummed up where, right, he's coming to the tail end of his contract. There was the major summer where Ollie had the money to spend on Maguire and stuff. There was questions: would he go? Would he stay? He stayed, but nothing got signed or anything. Exactly the same last summer. Ollie was given a little bit of money, blew it on players that he didn't want. They blew it on players that he didn't want. He didn't want Donny van de Beek. He wanted Jack Grealish. That's just one example. Paul Pogba stayed. Nothing got signed. And exactly the same thing with her. Like, the final year of his contract, if I'm in Manchester United shoes now, if he's not signed anything from the last 2 years, then let's be real, everybody. If he's not signed anything for the last 2 years, what's really going to change his mind to sign now? The only thing, if Man United are going to give him the money that he wants, and if they've not been prepared to give him it, for 2 years, then I can't really see them doing it anytime soon. And even if he does go, I'm not really going to lose sleep over it, to be honest. Because if we go and get the player that is being reported we can get for around 40 million euros, he's ready-made and he's destined to replace Paul Pogba, possibly as a future even in the national team for France, and that's Camavinga. Camavinga is a ready-made replacement for Paul Pogba in years to come. Everybody can see it, and for 40 million euros, it is an absolute steal. And I'm surprised
But if you
not a
guys
lot of
doesn't
clubs
sell,
are
if
in.
Pogba doesn't make a decision now, you won't be able to get Camavinga because PSG won't Camavinga.
What's that?
Nah, but like if United will be, I think they'll be proactive enough in getting it.
Because
they're the only team right now that are like actually speaking with Rennes. Yeah,
we're
over
active.
for
Yeah,
him.
I mean, it's same with Varane. I am shocked. I don't care if you've got money or not, or if you've stacked at centre back. When a player like Varane comes available,
you gotta go for him.
4-time Champions League winner, World Cup winner. His medals and achievements speak for themselves, and the player that he actually is. If he comes to the Premier League, the top 3 centre backs are in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Van Dijk, Diaz, and Varane. They're the top 3 as of right now. Ramos was in that category a couple of years ago, and he's fallen off the wagon. Even though that partnership's been broken, Maguire and Varane, I don't think is a bad partnership. It's not. It'll be nothing like Man United fans will try and compare Ramos and the Varane partnership. No, it's never going to happen. But it would be a good partnership, and I would want to see it happen. But even the price for Varane, 40 million euros, 50 million euros, it's nothing.
No, Madrid want to sell for 70.
They'll be looking to get 70.
The ball's not in their court. He wants to leave.
Exactly, he wants to leave, and Manchester United want it.
Yeah, United just gave him a fat contract offer. Like he's taking
we
that
pay
any
wages.
day.
We don't give a shit.
Yeah,
This is why I've said if Man United were in for Haaland this summer, if he wants 700 grand a week, we'll pay it. We just won't want to pay the transfer. We just won't want to pay the transfer fee. We're like Chelsea in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give him the fat wages, but we won't put up the dosh. Chelsea will do the opposite.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Abdullahi, mate.
Yeah,
but I don't think Haaland's going. I don't think Haaland's going.
Like, see, I've been saying it for a very long time.
It's hit a brick wall.
My issue with Haaland is I've been saying this for a very long time. I have a huge leeway on Halland. Not just because of the kind of player he is, but because of the transfer he's coming to. Because of the transfer is coming into 150 million euro.
So much pressure.
So much pressure.
It's hit a wall.
And the problem is
it's hit a wall, dude.
And
You're
the
not
problem,
getting him anymore.
the problem
Stop
is
discussing him, Abdul.
Roman wants to
Yeah,
go for him,
it's
not
over.
even the board.
It's over,
That's where my
bro.
issue
It's
is. No, that's where my issue is because I understand Roman is a crazy man. He's a crazy man.
If you don't get Haaland, I don't want to hear any Chelsea fan blame them. If you don't end up getting him,
Tom.
You
know the funny part?
Now, Abdullahi, I remember 2 years ago when you were sat there, you were laughing at every Man United fan over this whole saga with Sancho.
Mm-hmm.
It is exactly the same situation
with Ireland.
We sat in the same seat last year, where there's interest there.
We all laugh.
You're
Everybody
preparing
laugh.
an offer. You're preparing a bid. Yeah, There's preparing and there's putting in.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's being put in, and I don't think anything is going to be.
But the problem is Mino Raiola is the problem because Mino Raiola is demanding a 40 million euro for him and his father.
I mean, that dude,
as they pay wages, not just because of. It's not about the money. It's about Mino Raiola.
He is the biggest scammer in Italy. Let's be fair. Let's be real. He's the biggest.
Shout out, Mino.
And the thing is, if you guys buy Halland, bro,
don't shout at me.
If you guys buy Halland, bro, he's not staying. He's not staying.
No, he's not staying. He's
staying.
a 3-year player. I'm telling you, he's a 3-year player. He'll sign a 5-year contract.
Yeah, man. Honestly, he just with Raiola as his agent,
Raiola ain't letting him stay, bro. You see how much Ibra moved around? That's Ibra.
Raiola wants a big deal this summer.
Honestly, man,
Mbappe, if it's Halland or Pogba, he wants a big deal.
If Mbappe really wants to go to Madrid,
he'll run his contract down.
We should just hit up Mino. Just get us Halland, bro. Just get us Halland.
No, but Tosin, do you think that Pogba is the missing piece for PSG to win the Champions League?
Honestly, 100%.
I think you're good enough now, to be honest, with the players that you brought in. If you don't win it, I think it's a failure for PSG.
We need that one other world class midfielder apart from Verratti.
I think I'm having an issue.
Pogba,
I'm having an issue with PSG in terms of the UCL because of Mauricio Pochettino for me.
No.
Yes, because I still don't trust him yet in terms of galvanizing the team.
He's been given the tools after that.
Now he has the tools. He has
the tools. Yes, I still have a little bit of question mark on him. Yes, in terms of how does he galvanize? Because we have so many egos in Barcelona. I say Barcelona, PSG, Ramos as egos, Kylian Mbappe, Neymar. Those are egoistic players who like, wait a minute, what have you won? How dare you talk to me this way? So we have those players like that in PSG. So how does Pochettino kind of come into that team and kind of gap? So there's a difference between when you have Jose, a manager.
I mean, Poch has only coached bottlers. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He took them to an Audi Cup final and won on penalties.
He brought that stank on us too, though. You know, that's why we lost the league.
Let's give Pochettino a chance to see what he does this year.
Tosin, a question to you: if Kylian Mbappe moves, who do you want as a replacement for him?
Salah.
Halland. That's the only
Halland.
What a Ballon d'Or winner for a Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, you get Halland. That's no joke. And Mino's already blessed us with Donnarumma and all
Mino's
these guys.
tapping everybody up. Let's be real.
Honestly, we're just giving Mino another check, bro. Slide him another check.
Yeah, until I see Donnarumma hold the PSG jersey, man, before I do anything.
No, he's going to PSG.
No,
he's going to PSG.
It's official, dude.
It's
official. It will make. I think when will you do
until that day? until that day.
Let's be real. He can't exactly sign it during the Euros. He's not going to fly to France and then fly back.
Until that day.
I think he's done his medical. He's
already done his medical. Like he'll sign it this week or next week.
Yeah, Verratti pretty much confirmed.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear this week.
Verratti even confirmed it.
Verratti already,
Tosa. I've got a question for you though. I've got a question for you. If you so there's all this rumor around Pogba or Camavinga. If ever either of them sign, why the hell have you signed Wijnaldum? That is my question.
Honestly,
why?
I don't know. I don't even know.
To piss off Barcelona?
I don't even think we did that because Pochettino's always coveted Wijnaldum since he was at Newcastle. Like remember how Wijnaldum scored all those goals for Newcastle? Even though they ended up getting relegated, Pochettino wanted that. He wanted that profile on his first team.
I'll also add that Wijnaldum gives PSG's midfield that workaholic, status, right? He's a walker. He's a walker.
Ghana Gay. Come on, like I expect the same. I mean, he does the same shit. Except he doesn't weigh. He doesn't weigh in the surface like Wijnaldum.
Ghana Gay gets harsh and rash, when the stakes are very high, right?
Idrissa Gay.
Idrissa Ghana Gay.
Yeah. He's very Senegalese, bro. He's a Teranga lion.
Honestly, he was arguably our best midfielder last season, man. He was good.
Oh, for real?
Oh, good. Oh,
good,
nice.
He had a good season, man. He had a good season.
Nice.
Yeah, he's good.
To hear,
he's a good DM.
He's a good DM, but like at the end of the day, though, like you want a world class one. You want a world class. And I think Gay and Wijnaldum will fight for a place. I think Herrera is finished.
So tell me your top three right now. Top three world class DMs today.
Today. You all start to you all start to if I hear anybody say Declan Rice,
let him speak. Let him land.
If I hear Declan Rice right
now, man. I mean, they're gonna say.
Fred.
Weirdo's gonna say you want me to say J5. That's what you want me to do.
Just say your three.
your three.
I came at the right time, didn't I?
No, I mean Casemiro will always be there.
Yeah, Casemiro. He said Casemiro.
Casemiro, okay.
Casemiro, DM.
Kante.
Kante's not a DM.
Kante's not really. I can't put Kante because it's not really like a positional DM. So, I'm gonna sit.
Relax.
I don't know, man. I don't know who else. I mean, But Jorginho, I saw Jorginho play against Busquets. Busquets played him off the park, and Busquets is a corpse. He's a walking corpse. And he played him off the park.
Nah, relax.
Yes, I would say he played him off the park,
Marcus Llorente.
They played that whole Italy.
Tosi, get it off your system. Tosi, get it off your system. I know you have a lot.
It's true.
Just get it off your system.
I'm objective.
I see your game.
What about Marcus Llorente? What about Llorente?
I mean,
Marcos Llorente is not a
DM. He's a box to box.
I know one DM. His name is Ayo Wings.
Mick Wings.
McTominay, guys.
What about Højbjerg?
That's a good shout.
Oh yeah, not yet.
Oh wait. For I think Brozovic does a good job for Inter. I think he does a good job.
No, he's there. I mean, he's there. Højbjerg.
What about
Højbjerg is ass, man.
Nah, he's not ass. He's not ass.
He's ass.
He's not ass.
He was good this year.
He's not.
What about Locatelli?
Locatelli, see, he doesn't have the history, the body of work, but he's up there. Man.
Guys forgot
What about Susek? What about Susek?
Susek.
Ndidi's up there, man.
He's just a white skin. He's white skin Fellaini, man.
No, but what about Fabinho?
Marty Rice can go, man.
No, Sushek is not bad though. Sushek is not bad.
Sushek is not bad though.
I'd take Fabinho.
But it's not Sushek only plays in a midfield too. He can't play. He can't play alone.
Sticking next to Fred.
Chelsea fans.
Who is that?
Chelsea fans, man. Good luck with Declan Rice, man.
After this competition, no.
Good luck.
No, we can give him to you guys. You guys want a Western player? Come on.
Time out. What do you mean good luck? Hey, we don't need luck, man. We don't need luck, baby. No.
We're signed already. I think we're good. He should be signing the. He should be signing the deadline by Thursday. This coming Thursday.
Abdullah,
this coming Thursday.
No,
Rice on bench, man.
Please, no love Rice talk.
Let's move. I'm not.
I think they were able to close the deal. They were able to close the deal at 71. Very clean.
They said Declan Rice. See, Blue Eyes. Declan Rice
very clean number.
Declan Rice only touched the ball yesterday 42 times.
Emmy, yes, Emmy, you're right. But guess what, Emmy? As soon as Declan Rice left, the team folded like a deck of cards, man.
Thank you. Let's be
I
real.
folded like a deck of cards.
Guys, this is the problem with you guys. You guys
are folded like a deck of cards, man.
This is what I saw from Rice. Let me give my synopsis on Rice in that game. For me personally,
is that what you're gonna do now?
No.
Me personally.
Go ahead.
Me personally, he was poor, man.
Oh, don't do that, man.
This is how I look.
J5 was poor.
He can't handle the ball. He's really slow. He has zero agility, and he's just too emotional in his play, where he's trying to dribble up the field, and then he doesn't know what he's doing when he dribbles up. He's not good.
Okay.
He's just not.
Wow.
He's not good.
This is the same. Okay, no problem. It's okay.
No, but no Jollof Rice. Abdullah, no Jollof Rice.
I will just move on.
Oh my days, don't see our weekend.
It's okay.
That's why I said to guys.
Let it out.
The truth ain't digestible, man.
Guys,
no. 71 million. The deal is done already, man. The guy is coming to come.
I already said it to people.
That's the only thing coming home. That's the only thing coming home. Declan Rice is coming home.
If Tuchel won it, I'm okay. But don't expect me to put Declan Rice time for Chelsea. You do that in my Tom.
People are giving me the same thing about Mason Mount, man. It's cool, man.
Rice and Payne.
No,
I don't forget these people, man.
NK, please.
Rice is going to cost peace, though. Let's be fair.
Please.
Tosin.
Don't let us talk about Declan Rice. In my fridge there, I have jollof rice and I have fried rice. What am I looking for?
God can forgive you. I'm not forgiving you for
He
what you said
signed already, man. So I don't know what you guys are gonna have to do. You're gonna have to deal with seeing Declan Rice in a Chelsea jersey.
Declan Rice and J5.
Blue Eyes. I have dealt with Mason Mount already, so I'm already prepared for Declan Rice.
Good. You better be ready. You better be ready to do more work.
What about J5?
I'm not saying
J5 is top class, man. Right now, top.
Yeah.
Abdullah.
Yep.
Let me
J5 is up there.
I'm listening to
you. This has nothing to do with the jollof rice, but as far as like this in general, like just England in general, let me say this, man. Like, I know we have some English, people that have done some arrogant, do cuck things, but let's not punish England as a nation.
Don't see you weekend, boy.
Let's not punish England as a nation for that. That's not right, Every country has their own people who do stuff that we don't agree with. Let's not just single out England, man. Because I wouldn't want somebody to talk about my country that way.
Honestly, England should have. Right. England need a controller. They need a midfield controller who's gonna just get the ball.
Honestly,
I agree. I agree. Tosin, you're really good in football. Okay, so I'll throw this to NK guys and
Don't
go
bring him up like that, man. Don't bring him up like that, man. He alright. He alright.
I'll tell you all straight away.
It's
I'll
right.
tell you all straight away.
Tosin saying
It's true though. It's true though. It's
they
true.
need someone that can hold the
Let
ball
Tosin
and control.
let Tosin blush.
Control the midfield.
Guys,
Hey,
Barati has
Tosin's
won.
blushing, man. He's
Has
black,
won.
but he's blushing.
Shout out Marco. Shout out Marco.
MK does. Barati has won and Hugo.
No, let me say one thing though. Let me say one thing.
Let him enjoy himself.
Let me say one thing. If England, right? If
I love
England,
this panel, man. I love this panel, man.
MK does. Let him enjoy himself.
Man, hey, so
regardless of what you say, like I guess
Tosin, have the flowers, man.
I'll say one thing.
Tom speaks.
Look, right, I'll say one thing though. One player I think if we had in the England squad, no disrespect in terms of saying this, and he would be that kind of midfielder that we've just spoken about, Billy Gilmore. I'm
nah, man.
Billy Gilmore.
No, we're talking about seasoned players. Billy Gilmore is on the come up, man.
Yeah, this
He's on the come up.
He has the traits. He has the traits.
He has some attributes that England is lacking.
Hold on. Look at the England.
Oh, big
squad
time,
right now,
big time,
big
time.
Most of the England squad right now is what on the upcoming.
Yeah.
So it would be perfect.
Well, that's true.
No,
That's true.
well. But the thing is, it doesn't still take it away that this English team needs a Paul Scholes. They need a Paul Scholes. They need someone like Paul Scholes in that midfield. Someone that can actually hold that ball and distribute. Left. Take it up. Because the reason why Harry Kane was dropping back to number 10 was he was trying to create, right? If there was someone that creates,
and there's nobody in the
either from the deep or from that final third. The thing is, okay, wait, hold on, guys. Tosin, let's talk about something. So the starting lineup yesterday, the two number 10s were Mount and Sterling, right? Which of those guys actually played? Which of the guys?
They were not number 8. They were number 8.
Yesterday.
They were number 8.
Yeah. Whatever they were, they were the guys that were supposed to create, right? They were supposed to create. Yeah. Which of them actually created yesterday?
Nothing.
Both of them are great creators. Both of them aren't great creators. Let's be real, man.
So why did they start?
Sterling can create though.
Sharberto created.
Mount had a terrible day. It's just a bad day in the office. It was just glaringly poor. Piss poor.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Blue Eyes.
I'll be the first to tell you about Mount.
He has.
I know. You said yesterday during the live stream. If the coach recognizes this in the first half, right, that Mount and Sterling were off and were not even suitable to give this Italian team a problem, why didn't he make the changes? He had Sancho.
Legs. He needs the legs.
Grealish.
He needs the legs, man.
He had 5 number 10s in that field.
Remember, that's true. But
he needs the legs, man. He needs the legs, man.
Next to what? Wait, let me ask you a question. Did the English team run faster than the Italian team yesterday? No.
What I was gonna say is that the reason why, and it's a tough answer, but the reason why you leave a Mount in a game like that yesterday is because he has a goal in him. Even if he's having a bad day, he can open up anytime. Unfortunately, that yesterday he was lacking.
He had no space. There
was nothing. He got bodied. He
lost an aerial duel to Verratti. In that goal, Mount can't let 5'5" Verratti out jumping for that ball in the goal. You can't let Mount. Come on, you can't do that.
He was bodied, man.
He was a creative decoy. He was a creative decoy.
No, he was just
and I'm sorry.
Bodied, man.
When he got to the 70th minute, it was crying out for Jack Grealish. It was crying out for Jack Grealish over Mason.
Who was crying out for Jack Grealish? Who?
I don't think Jack Grealish
in that game.
Honestly, I'm saying it right now.
I would have brought in Jadon Sancho.
I would have brought
instead of Jack Grealish.
No, I would have brought on both.
I'm telling you, man.
I would have brought both.
Or something
let me
like
tell
that.
you something. If
I was expecting to see Jadon Sancho earlier.
If England started with the 4-3-3 and played Saka, if they played Saka and
you think so?
Sancho, if they played Saka and Sancho on both wings, I tell you, England would have done something in that game.
It would have been
Even I just think they just needed Saka instead of like Saka on the right, Sterling, because Sterling he has all that cachet from the goals he scored before, so he was always going to play. But if you just play Kane, Sterling, Saka, and like just stick with that front three, don't force him out in it.
If he wasn't
force him out.
Yeah, they have to
Mount is not forced in it.
Hold on.
No,
he's not forced in it. No.
He's forced.
Oh, you mean yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was, of course. Yeah.
Hold on.
No,
you know
you're
for
right.
sure. You know
Absolutely.
Hold on.
You know for
Guys,
sure.
Absolutely.
Verratti and Jorginho
That's true.
will control the game, right?
Guys,
You know
that's
for
true.
sure. That was a fact before any ball was kicked. Verratti and Jorginho will control.
Yeah, I know.
the game.
For yesterday's game, you're absolutely right. He was forced
Why
in it.
don't you give them? Why don't you give those two players something to think about running back to their own goal with people that can run with the ball, like Saka,
Exactly.
Saka, and Saka would have pushed Italy back. There was no way Verratti controls that ball in the second half. The way Verratti, the time and space Verratti had in the second half was criminal. Like, are you joking? Do you know who that guy is?
I mean,
that guy can pick a pass from anywhere and no pressure on the ball, nothing. They just left him.
That's the.
bro,
but the thing is, the skill sets. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the problem. The only thing I would have said, I mean, if he wasn't injured and he doesn't need 2 operations, I don't even think bringing on Rashford wouldn't have been a bad decision.
Don't say Rashford.
No. Just because of the pace. When you're in the 70th minute, even with extra time, regardless of quality, if you've got those good players to bring off of the pitch that can spread defences, we've seen Timo Werner's not been brilliant at Chelsea. Let's be real, but because of his pace, he brings defenders out of play. Rashford could easily have done that.
Dude, Southgate was such a coward. He was a coward.
He was a coward. He was a coward. I think that's the whole summary because he didn't go for it. He didn't go for it because if he wanted to go for it, he wouldn't have brought in Sancho and Rashford in the 119th minute. He would have brought them in as soon as the extra time started because those guys have energy
like that.
and they would have pushed Italy and forced Italy to make a mistake.
Subs by then anyway. They only had one more to make anyway.
I actually expected Sancho to get into that game before Grealish. That's what I thought I was going to say.
And then you wasted the whole substitution with Henderson. You brought in Henderson and took him out of the game. Like that just tells me you're confused.
Was Henderson better or worse than Rice?
He shouldn't have gone. He shouldn't have been at the tournament.
He shouldn't have gone. Leave Rice in there, man. Rice was the devil you know.
I don't care what Turson.
Rice was the devil you know.
He was playing well. He was
tired.
Yes.
He was tired.
Rice got tired because you know what? You know how hard it is to chase. You're chasing. Let me tell you who he's chasing. He's chasing Chiesa. He's chasing Insigne, and then he has to come and press. What's his name? Verratti.
So you're saying all the
how many stomachs or how many lungs do you have?
Emmy, so you're telling me all this stuff. You're telling me all this stuff, and you're telling me England were the better team in the first half, and people are telling me Declan Rice was trash.
The best 20 minutes.
20. Thank you. I love it. Thank you.
The first half.
Thank you, Emmy. Thank you.
Before Mancini figured out. They were playing 3-2-5. As soon as he figured they were playing 3-2-5,
he switched it up to 4-2-3-1 in the second half.
He switched his guys up and
told Verratti and the Jorginho together.
You have to hold on the ball, hold that ball,
he pushed Barella more as a
number 10. Backwards. And that's what he did.
Man,
he
you
stretched
guys
the English team.
You guys are tweaking, bro.
No, not tweaking. It's a fact. It's what happened. You can watch game again.
I mean, listen.
He had a very good
don't worry about
Southgate got it wrong. Southgate got it wrong. You're not going to get anything from me, man.
NK does. The only wind beneath this gentleman's sail right now is because England lost. Now they can come out with all the numbers and all the stats. I start to put you how bad they are. Why don't you go and pack yourself like a Passat?
See, the fact still remains that Rice touched the ball 42 times.
England lost.
This England lost. People were ready for this loss, man. Well, ready for this loss, man.
It's so good. It's so good.
So
Guys,
ready,
let's-
man. Whoa.
Yes,
I want
sir.
to round up this stuff now. So, guys, I appreciate for people for coming on. And Tosin, congrats on your guy, Marco Verratti, for winning a first international trophy.
Yes,
And
sir.
my
Y'all can't
and
do that
this-
legacy.
and,
That legacy
and
bullshit.
Donnarumma,
Off,
and
off,
Donnarumma,
off Jorginho's performance. People
yes,
leeching
and
off Jorginho.
Jorginho, and
Nonsense.
Jorginho too. So
was class
Donnarumma too
yesterday.
for winning
Jorginho was
the
world class
best
yesterday.
player.
Donnarumma,
Jorginho
man.
for winning the sorry, I said Jorginho. Donnarumma for winning the best player of the tournament.
Welcome
Yeah,
to the French capital. Welcome.
yeah. I want to see more from him, and I think he has that potential. of being
Whatever,
a
man. It
world-class
was
player.
Jorginho's award anyway,
It
but
was
that's just me.
Jorginho all the way, man.
So, so all
Jorginho.
Chelsea
Wait,
fans too,
y'all
congrats
trying to do a
Jorginho.
post?
No, remember, Jorginho played with a bad knee almost all the game. He played that guy's a warrior, man. And like I said yesterday, if I'm going to war, I'm going with Jorginho because dude, that guy does not fall,
Any
man.
day.
He is
No.
he's standing. Like
Every
he was,
speak on
I
him,
thought
man.
he was gone
Come on,
after he hit Sterling hit his knee. I was like, oh, Jorginho is gone,
And he
man.
played on, and he continued to
Man,
play
he
on.
played on
honestly,
the extra time.
Honestly, he has marathon runner fitness. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
I gotta give him that. I
If
gotta give him
if
that.
you read the
Look at
guy's
the
story,
So I appreciate everybody for coming on.
if you read
And
about the guy's story,
Yo,
you
let's
know
stay
Jorginho.
post stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, come.
Okay.
so I appreciate everybody for coming on. Like the vid, subscribe, get the like up, guys. Smash that like button, like that vid, guys. I don't want to touch much about Halland today because I have a reservation for him until he's signed. Then I'll have the energy to talk. At this moment, I don't have the energy at the moment. Because I don't have the energy at the moment until he's signed. I've seen Shevchenko, I've seen Fernando Torres, I've seen Alvaro Morata. So I've seen so many strikers that have been shambolic under Roman. In Roman himself endorsed.
No,
So
this
if
one,
Halland comes in,
this
my energy will be above 100% when it signs because I have so many things to talk about him. At this moment, I'll keep my energy right now until they sign that. Until I see Chelsea agreed with Dortmund to sign Halland. Now I'm having this. I have something to talk about. At this moment, I'm not saying a word about it. So like that video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video, guys. Make sure you like that video. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. I appreciate everybody for coming on. Peace, everybody. Peace, and God
Peace out,
bless
man.
everybody.
Peace
You
out,
guys
guys.
can start the
Peace out,
background.
man. Peace out.